What's going on? What's going on? Bringing it back, crazy frog style, absolutely insane tiles, dropping on a Wednesday, online on your screen right now. That's right, Wednesday night Armelcast. I'm Harrison Sweezo. We got Josh H. Miss Fern, fellow clubmate. How's it going, Josh?
Doing good. I'm excited to see how this game goes then.
Yeah, and we got a game for you. It was so good, we couldn't justify starting the stream before it did. It is going to be such a feature. We got the sluggers of Division C1B, I believe if I have it right. Uh and it is three of the top five, as well as Sean D, who's looking to get above that positive mark. It is going to be a game. Right now, we have Sean D in the pilot seat with an absolutely fantastic hand, looking to make a Ricci San Anko if things go well. Looking quite confident. And the other hands, we'll get them out for you. Apologies for that. You know, technical difficulties go hand in hand with the Armel. Sometimes takes us a minute to get it all set up, prim and proper.
Yeet.
And oh, speaking of sluggers, we got more action on the table. We got to our left Alex D, currently the bottom of the top three players that are up there on a Ricci Pinfu. Dora 2. That's going to be Mon gone minimum, looking for that 5-8 Mon. On the right, though, Mark Z looking to justify the fight. And Cliff Sixton, highest ranked in ladder, if you care about that, across. Also, not too far from a Reach Pinfu, Ishan 10 as well. It'll be interesting to see who decides to break away and fold first. We see Mark on the right, some hesitation on that too, so doesn't like it after the 7-3 cut. Scared off so much that we're even going to drop our June pair. What do you make of that, Josh? You think Tuso is that scary?
And it looks like everyone is folding against this early reach. Well, everyone was at one point Ishan 10.
Well, not
D2, so
necessarily. I was going to say Sean D did kind of Mawashi back a little bit. Is going
yeah,
to
it
play
does
a
look
bit
like it.
back, maybe scared. Cliff, though, pushing that 3 pin, clearly thinking about fighting for the hand.
Yeah, D2, so
スモ
fold by Mark. Oh, will reach Sumo, Pinfu,
Yeah, it's the
Dora 2.
sumo. No for the upgrade, but we don't need those. Only honest points here coming from Alex on the left. Good jump up. I think everybody was kind of playing the Mawashi there and just trying not to overextend. I know our top three players really want to hit that plus 240, that 10-point average in order to double promote. Cliff is just barely there right now, teetering on the edge. But Mark Z and Alex D with some good games can definitely get up there. And Sean, of course, really just wants to add uh, about 13 points in order to get positive. Probably won't promote, but you really never know. And in
Yeah,
the
Mark
pilots, hmm
Mark already has a potential Tanyao Rianchan 10 as, oh yeah, on this East 2 round. Good hand for
yeah,
him.
it's looking to be a monster. It's still a little bit clumsy. But there's so many good draws around this that, and especially as dealer, if you can get a reach off, the rest of the board is going to seemingly, from what I saw the first hand, respect it fairly well. Alex, of course, we don't really have info on because Alex just reached. We can see by the stats here, very low deal in at 10%. So probably going to respect it too. Highest deal in on the table actually being Sean D, who even there still decided to Mawashi back a bit and kind of take the time as dealer. So it might be a very defensive, sort of drawn out Ryukoku type game being played here. Sean faced with a Dora hanging in hand is going to drop the south. Does not want the safe tile anymore. Wants some value there. Doesn't see any others on the board too. Thinks it might stick.
Cliff with the Sanshoku Ishanten already. Two Kanchan or Kanchan and Penchon to fill if they can fill one, then it's Tenpai for Sanshoku confirmed.
Even has some kind of little bit more hidden traps. We have the 5-4 So might make the 3 look better. The 2 pin kind of naked on the board wouldn't be a good check versus Cliff, but you never know. Given the right situations, people will push any tile.
Ishan 10 for Mark already, which I was gonna say it could possibly end up being Cheetoy, but not anymore. They're holding on
Yeah.
to the south to be a safe tile.
Yeah, especially when you get the E-Pico drawn on 6-9. Looks very good right now too, I would say. Which we can see looks a little bit deceiving just because 9 pair is a cross, but you never know. Didn't want to take that 6. That's very bold in my opinion. Especially with that 3 mon there, I would take that chi. If you have a like a Yanmin, like you have 4 or 5 here, I think I'm totally fine passing it. But right now the problem is you're going for a reach Tanyao on a bad weight.
Yeah,
Not
there
a
are
big
not that
fan.
many left on the Rion Man, and the 6 pin is actually
Chi.
dead from our point of view. There's Tempai for Cliff, for just Sanchoku.
Yeah, points are points though. Gonna check the 5P out. Passes, nobody on a weird Dama just yet.
2 Sanzo left in the wall.
Oh, that'll help Mark if they keep it. Don't want the 6 mon. A little bit confused on the south. I would think you keep the 6 mon and go for the efficiency on the 5. You see the 1, 2, 3 to the right, you know something's up.
Each.
There's 2 out too, so it's not even like we're fishing for a triplet on the right from Cliff to get a Yaku. And with some more pressure, Sean on the left looking for 2-5 so.
All the 2 are in people's hands, so there's actually only 2 5 so left, so it's actually not that good of a way.
And there could have
Sumo.
been a challenge there from Mark if we would have kept that 6 mon, but doesn't matter. Cliff Sumo's on the 3, picks up a little bonus tip from Sean. Thank you very much. And we go into East 3. Cliff piloting now. The hand like this, I'd imagine too, we're going to see a very efficient play. Hopefully aiming towards a Pinfu. Maybe you pick up a Dora along the way. You can play in like a Ryankon.
We got a very fast hand for Mark over there with 2 Yakuhai pairs, and they just draw the Kanchan, filling that in.
Ooh, and Alex drawing more and more. I'm going to be interested to see how aggressively Alex might go towards a Honitsu here. Try and chase some more value. We can see that would be terrible with the whites held up in hand, but that 7 mon might save them. Now with that 6, 7, 8 going to be much harder to justify fully dropping out to a Pinzu Honitsu. Now
Mark,
Ishanten with that 9P2. Beautiful draw.
Mark is Ishanten as well. Oh, they just reached Tempai, now waiting on
Each.
Yep.
the Hakuhatsu, and
Sean and Hakuhatsu. This could be disaster for Alex.
yeah, absolutely. It
Might
could
get buried
easily
out.
come out.
Oh, gets bailed out by the cliff sheet. Pot's not part of the winning ticket, but Haku break. But Tempai found. Hold on. Are we going to challenge? We have to push 6 or 8. It's tough.
Each.
We're going to push 6. We're locked up on the Haku. And 8P in hand. There is 1-8 versus 2 Hatsu in the wall. I think this is really anybody's game right now. Oh, didn't want to pawn. Cliff doesn't like that one. Still going to check the West. I guess 1 pin. Too scary. Maybe thinks Alex has it. That's the lucky ticket to deal in there. Nineso's looking bad too, and Cliff looks to be out. Says I'd rather opt towards defense as long as I go a little positive. At any points matter as long as I can be above that 240. Promote twice.
I actually like Shanten a lot. It's Ishanten for what looks like Itsu.
7P is Gambutsu. You got to trust it versus Cliff, but Cliff might
Chi.
be folding out. We can see Cliff making some Ryukoku plays. Now that 4P's pass. Going to check the 1.
Chi.
Brave the storm. Now we got to check the 9. We're doing it. We're on 3-6 mon. Best weight by
Sumo.
far, and a sumo. 2 sticks to boot with it. 15 to 35, just like that. And more importantly, denial of some big hands. Mark was getting 52 minimum on that. You never know with Ura how much Alex was going to hit. Tanyao ends it all as we go into repeat East 3. And this is quite a strong starter hand as well, especially looking off to the right at the kind of jumbled mess that Alex has. Sean across, not looking up for the hands. Hell, even, you know, Mark on the left doesn't have the best shape. That 6P is going to help a lot. 6P is going to do some heavy lifting. Now we're in Ishan 10. As two of the Dora hot suit too, though. Might get a little sticky on that Sean pawn. It's going to be hard for people to justify a Dora check, especially that late. Rishi might even be the death of that hand unknowingly for Mark. Wouldn't surprise me one bit with how defensive these players have been.
Yes, it looks like Mark definitely has the best hand this round. The other ones are
Gee.
quite slow, other than maybe Cliff.
Well, yeah, Cliff can
Who's still
call
Ishan
too.
10.
Cliff is going to be fine taking a nice cheap Tanya. Nothing too fancy.
There's the 5 mon,
Gee.
so now that's Tenpai for Cliff, waiting on the 4 pin, which is just one left.
Boom.
Ooh, and we are going to have Mark fire back. Says the hand needs
Boom.
to speed up.
The Atuzuke
And I'm going to go
Tenpai.
Atazuke. Sean checks it. Mongon in the bank, and all of a sudden, this could be Sean's hopes and dreams gone to go. Still half a game to play, but now everybody else above 30K, a fourth in this instance would mean death to being above positive for the season.
Alex already Ishan 10. Not a very
Yep.
expensive hand, or good acceptance, but it is Ishan 10.
I mean, again, and a dealer reach is a dealer reach too. That's the important part. Although Cliff also Ishan 10. Just looking to hit a draw around one of those floaters, the 4 Sodor or the 3 pin. But Tempai found for Alex
Just Dama.
isn't going to reach it. This is the type of play that I would make. I do kind of like it. Just because you also get a con with like 7 mon or 6 mon draws. Like you have weird stuff you can do. Problem is now Cliff is Tempai going to reach on that 5 so. Now if Alex draws a Dora and says, well, if I'm going to justify pushing anything, it's not going to be Dora. Garnered with a decision. Are we going to justify the 1 mon? Does. Passes. Sean, too. Kind of not really showing whether they're going to push or fold right now. Haven't had anything too bad to Brave just yet.
There's another
Even
Ishan
Mark with
10
a
by Mark.
Hatsu out. Is Mark
Could
going to
reach Tenpai
call?
right
It
here.
is Tempai.
The 4
Probably
mon
wait on
is
the
Fuji.
shot. Yeah, Nakasuji 4 mon does spot it, does play it. Maybe hoping to see a 2 mon out. Now with that 7-2, one more 7, last 8 might find its way on the board. 2 pin, little scary. Can we do it? Is going to check it. Mark wants a piece of the pie. Oh, it might get rewarded, but the Dora draw is really bad. The Dora draw is tough here. It is Nakasuji. It doesn't take it. Yeah, Dora is scary. Do you think you would jam that one, Josh? You think you would jam that tile?
The Dora,
It's
nah.
Nakasuji.
It's Nakasuji, but it's the Dora for just 1 Han. Or 2 Han.
Yeah, with the stick. Remember that. I think I would probably fold here. It's just you're above 30K. There's a lot of game left to play. A dealing on that Dora could be Mongon, and you're struggling to get back. But
The fold
yeah,
with the 2 or the Mawashi with the 2 mon actually does give Alex a path to get back into Tenpai now
yeah.
for just
Alex no longer
Tanya.
deals zone.
Gee.
There's the Chi getting back into Tenpai.
Yeah, still 1-5 so left in the wall. Could be a double Ron. Oh, and that is Tempai if you push 6 mon. Nakasuji yet again. Might look a little scary versus Alex. Oh, and does get scared off. Wow, look at that. I think Mark's out. Oh, the game's trying to bring Mark back in, but yeah,
相撲
7-piece split. And Alex finds the last three. Another quick Tanya Sumo. Kind of rip value away from the board. I wonder if that's going to continue to South round. It seems like there's a lot of reaches, a lot of pressure that comes, and then one person fighting with a Tanya to kind of devalue it. Even though Sean's the only one below 30K and is 15 below, nobody else is that far up. Like Alex is doing the best 8K above starting, but again, one Mongon, especially like even a three Han sumo here, and it is neck and neck having to pay the Oya portion.
Sean has a decent chance of getting Sanchoku to his hand. And Tanya.
Yeah, Sean on the right, definitely looking to build that way. That would be a good bit of value. Yeah, especially getting on that Sanshoki path, you would be able to drop 9 pin. Wouldn't be able to play Dora with it, but two Han open if things go really bad. Things go a bit better. Dama Mongon potentially. Cliff faced with a decision. What do we want to cut here? I kind of like 2 pin.
Yeah, that is a tough one. I like
Does end
2-pin.
up cutting around. Yeah, I kind of want to justify like figuring out a way to Honitsu, but I feel like it's not there. I just cut 2 pin player shape. Try and hit a quick reachy, get Alex off the pilot seat, and keep at least the top 3 pretty close together going into South. Again, kind of devaluing the board and keeping everybody all huddled up. I think is a good strategy to go into these rounds with.
There's a double tone pair for Alex. And a Simon Sean now. That's a really nice Ishanten.
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to make use of that East, but even if you call it, tons of pairs to be found and good weights to be had after
Each.
There's Tenpai.
is Tempai, and we are going to take it. Ricci on 4-7. It is, well, actually on Ron, it's exactly 40 Fu, which is kind of crazy. It feels like it should be more. But on the Sumo, we'll also get to 40 Fu. A little bit more. Just reach Sumo now, but a win on that 4 Mon, of which there's 2 left in the wall. We'll upgrade it to 3. I guess Sumo on the 4 Mon would be Mongon too. Just hit your +2. Easy. Just get every upgrade possible. That's what I should be doing. Oh, getting word from our resident A1 Pro, Korak, in the chat. Apparently, Tenho uses double Wind Fu. So it's actually already counted up at 50 Ron and 40 Sumo without Sumo Fu added on.
Dong.
So kind of a monster. And on the 4 Mon, yeesh, it's 96 to the dome. Oh, am I dumb?
It's just 2-Han. 2-Han
Oh,
dome.
okay. Well, apparently counting, not my strong suit, hardest thing to do when you I guess get higher through the ranks. Maybe that's why. Now that I'm like on the slate for an A1 promotion after all these years, I just lost the ability to count. It's like when you take calculus to add, you just need a calculator now. That's how it works.
Mark has 3 Dora in his starting hand already.
Absolute monster. Has to be able to play it. Shape's honestly not too bad either. 8-Mon pair up is huge there. So big.
It could very easily become Tanya, so he could just
Yeah,
call open.
exactly. Would not call that 7 for sure, but yeah, Tanya shift very realistic here. They're sitting Ishan 10 too. No, never mind. Still round Sean 10 on the right for Sean. I guess hoping to draw into that 4-7 Pico on the Pinzu. Alex making a decision here, deciding what do we want to cut. Opts for 9-9. I think I like that. Keeps Itsu open still in the Manzu. Unlikely, but technically possible. Um, can't play the Dora most likely with an Itsu, but is what it is. Also have a route to Tanyao. that technically exists here. If you start stalling out, you need to increase the speed, kick up the gear, so to speak.
I think Sean's discard for force is a bit interesting. I don't think the 2-mon is doing very much, so I'm wondering about that.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of sort of tunnel vision on the 1, 2, 3 there, and saying, "Oh, well, that's good value."
It could be
No
that.
one's using the one, and that Sanchoku increases like triple hand my value, but I really think there for Sean, the big out is just a reach Pinfu Ipeko.
There's the Ipeco chance. It could
Huh?
actually in some
In
worlds
some miracle become a Brian Pico if you magically summon 2 7Ps from the wall in exactly your hand.
exactly.
Just that. It is the weight on Sanso, the most dangerous and most blessed tile in the game for some odd reason. For some occultic reason, dare I say.
I actually really like Mark C. Shantan. I wonder where the tune are though. There's one
I
left in
mean,
the
one on the
middle.
board, yeah, it's somewhere. Just a lot of tiles left. Odds are it's found before the dead wall, but you never know. Ooh, and we got a Tonki from Cliff on the 2 pin no Yaku. Says if I'm gonna wait on a Tonki, I'm gonna make sure it's something worth some value. And I imagine we'll see 5. That should be 5 8 Tempai, if I'm unmistaken, or is it just 8?
It
Nope,
is
5 8.
5-8, but the
Ah,
8 are
doesn't want
dead.
the Ricci. Yeah, that's a good point. 8 are dead, so it's just 5. Still
Alright.
has some good upgrade draws, I think. Well, no, because some of them end in a Shabo, so not that good.
Sean Ishanten for Chitoy now.
I guess there's also 4 Peachy, but you don't really have that option anymore. Oh,
I
Alex gets a draw. 2 pin Onko. Might be able to make it to K10. Keep the
Yeet.
dealership. Oh,
there's
and
the
we're gonna
Senpai.
reach 4 7. I don't know about that. I think I would Dama that for sure.
I
This
agree.
late. I think somebody throws a 4 7 without thinking, and if they do, they explode. But like this, I don't think 4 7 looks good enough versus me.
Oh, there's another 4, so there's only one 7 left. Oh, there it is.
Oh, we get a Conclave? I'd con this.
Kang.
I would con. And there goes the
You
8.
drop 5's kind of bad. Yeah, it just drops 9. I mean, can still find a Tempai through a miracle, but a bit harder. Sean thinking about making that call says, actually, on second thought, don't want it. Rather not explode today. As Alex whiffs and has to defend, she's his 1 mon, passes. Everybody looks at that and goes, wow, thank God that I didn't play 4 7 and explode. We go to South round with 3 Holmba and a stick on the board. Sean gets a sumo here, and things are about even Steven yet again. That's 2K as a sweetener in the middle. Make convince these players to fight just a bit more than usual. Problem is, no one's really got a good fighting chance besides Sean in the pilot seat. Cliff's got good shape, but nothing completed. Alex still needs to draw into a shape or two, and then kind of the right, same thing. Decent enough shape, but nothing there yet. Just a bunch of kind of floating pairs in the hand. As
Yeah,
Sean's hand is only improving too. Shanten now on a reach pinfu.
yeah, it looks like it's gonna be a close game between the 3 of them, but Sean could end up making a comeback with this Ishanten hand as
Yeah.
dealer with 3 Honba. There's a nice
Sean
draw.
going reach pinfu sumo here definitely evens things up. You find an Ura there. You get 29 all. Right back there. You're at about 20K. Everybody drops down a little bit. People start to feel a little bit more of the squeeze now that negative points are back on the table.
Mark is drawing a lot of Onkos now. 6 pin into 9 mon.
That'll help. Shape's coming together finally. Still not quite there, but now we're almost able to justify dropping a Kanchan.
That's a confirmed Epeko for Sean there.
I would 100% cut 3-1 here, I think.
Absolutely, same.
It's going to cut one first. This kind of banks on a Tanyao if you draw 3-mon pair. Personally, I would probably Sakigiri the 3-mon. Just play it now for a little bit more safety. But is a nice thought. Is going to switch to the 8-pin, probably thinking the same thing. I'll keep a Tanyao floater to swap this 1P pair. And Cliff, given enough time, has found Tempai on 6-9 mon.
The
Kind
9
of a
mon
bad
all in
way.
there.
Oh, and a challenge
Yeah.
on 6-9, so not great either. Way better though, actually. Never mind. I'm full of it. 2 6s, 2 9s versus 1 6, 1 9. Sozu looking to beat out the Manzu, but when an Epot Sumo hits, doesn't matter how many are left. We're going to miss the Ura, so we're staying at just 52, but that is a nice little hand with the sweeteners on board. All of a sudden, Cliff making a play for first early. Doesn't need the dealership left.
That is very unfortunate for Sean because they kind of needed that hand on their last dealership.
Yeah, Sean is going to be struggling now, too. There is still one game to play after this, but time is running short. You take a bad fourth here, and you're probably shooing for the negatives. Not a spot you want to be in.
Alex cutting the 5-7 Kanchan. And then drawing the 7 pin as a pair.
Well, that works out. Still got E2. I'd just play Forso here. Nothing fancy. It's going to opt for the 5. Likes keeping the San Menchon 5-so draw. There, but I mean, I see this hand and I'm like E2 all day. 5 months probably actually right.
I like 5
Considering
mon.
it's like reach Pinfu E2 or reach Pinfu Dora or just reach Dora too. But it is what it is.
I would have kept the 7, so I think just because if you draw anything around there, it's definitely going to be a Rionman. But it works out anyway. There's the
Yeah.
Rionman.
Finds it. Now we're on 2-5 so, and Mark's hand is all of a sudden looking rough because keeping 2s and 5s pretty much is you have to get bailed out by 3 so. 2-pin, I imagine, comes out here pretty confidently, and it does. Not having to face the storm yet. Cliff, I think, is just out. Says my hand's not put together enough. I'm backing away.
Yeah, a
Decision
lot
from
of the hands aren't very fast.
Sean decides to buy some time in Mawashi Chun. Oh, this could be 2-so here. I imagine 8 probably comes out first. No, gets scared away. Wants to check 9, 8. I think you're supposed to check 8 first, but oh, yeah, because 9 was before Tempai. Oh my goodness, might get bailed out. At 2-4, we're back on the 3.
Sean is actually back into Ishan 10 now. They just need to find a pair, maybe 4 or 6 mon.
That's 6-mon. We're gonna buy some time with 6-mon, I'd imagine, if we're Sean here. Yep, does spot it. Decides to play it. Mark's got to be a bit brave. Are we checking 8 or 4? Could back away with the 1s and does. That might mean Mark's pretty much out. There's technically a Mawashi route back, but time runs thin. Second chance. Don't want it. We're going to drop 4 from hand. We know it's 100% safe. Cliff getting tempted. Draws a pair that 3-pin. 4 pairs, but nothing really with it.
The 2-5 so there's still 4 left in the wall. Where are they?
Yeah, it's a good point. I mean, surely all in the dead wall. We got to get a clip out of that somehow.
For sure.
We've already had clips of people winning. Now we need like a horrendous beat. Oh, well, there's one too. Maybe 3 left in the wall. Question is, how many of them are in the dead wall? How many of them are live? 4 pin. We're gonna play 5 pin. We're going for safety. Amon could be scary. There is a whole lot of no nines. Yep. Backs away. Sean says, I'm out. I'm done. Not finding me pushing that.
Sumo.
Oh, there it is.
And we find it too. Reach
There were
Pinfu
3
Sumo
left.
Dora.
Ura.
And the Ura for the upgrade.
The 300 point or 100 point.
No, it's not. It's it was Pinfu Sumo, so it was 52 to 8K.
Oh wait, yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a good
that's the
upgrade.
meaningful Ura. That's a big one. That's what you call a useful Ura. The 300 Ura, which doesn't even exist here, that's what I hit. My +1 Uras are always, the scraps on the table, or the just doesn't exist at all due to the glory of Kiriage Magan.
Exactly the same.
IP gets drawn. Alex looking as a strong contender to continue being first and to last dealership. Very good, very quick hand. Not that valuable, but may not matter. Sean, thinking about making a play to come back. Has 4 pairs, 2 of them, or one of them being Dora. Could call a Toy Toy to get really crazy with the Haku that's Hanemon, or even a Chitoi Hanemon. Can even play Shape now with that 3-pin draw. I kind of want to see 6-Mon come out. Does get played. Mark on the left, pretty standard hand, but that Haku only going to get riskier. Cliff is probably fishing for the east in the pilot seat. Could call this 8 so.
Home.
Go to Ishan 10, can cut 5-7. Is going to do exactly that.
They also could
Anuzuke
have
on the
cut.
east, but can go Tanya.
Yeah, they could have cut East to go on Tanya as well.
I mean, I think the east is fine here. It's south rounds. It's probably not getting used.
That's
I think
true.
that's totally okay. Shouldn't be getting used by anybody. You can still back up to Tanya. You could make that argument. Because of that, you cut the 7 before the 5, but I'd probably play it the exact same way. Just Sakigiri the 5. Keep the Saber 7 for later that I gotta throw. I either get the East or things start going bad and I just fold out on them. Oh, but the Anko, that'll do it. On
Very nice
Sumo,
draw.
40 Fu. Can even con it if he wants to get a little crazy. Dora, we're pushing it. I'd imagine that's a call from Sean, guaranteed. Yep. I'm gonna push 6-Mon again. 3 pins staying in the hand. Oh, and Cliff gets one. It was starting to look a little dire for the 3-6. Sean was looking like they might get in it, but Cliff finds one of the last 3 pin. Inches up even more. And a pretty good hand to boot so far here. Gonna opt to cut some of those Yakuhas. Useless West first before. Not gonna fish or play very aggressive for a Honitsu just yet. Still in the cards though. Especially you pair green or red. I think there's a good argument to have Cliff play that way.
Sean could gain quite a few points with this hand, with the 2-pin being the Dora. A lot of
Oh
fast
yeah, Sean
fades.
across. Yep. Fast Toy Toy Tanya, Door 3, even a fast Tanya. You get the 2-pin pawn.
In some
That's Door
dream
3.
world, it becomes Sanshoku Doko if they get enough of the 2, so.
Doko would be fun. I thought you were about to say Suanko, and I was going to be like, yeah, in some dream world, you just Epot Sumo and hit San Baimon because Kazuo is not in rule set, unless I have that wrong.
It's not impossible.
I'm getting word from the Cracker booth right now, the cabinet, that we do indeed have Kazuo on. Just WRC that doesn't. Another one of the differences from WRC to Armel. Always forget about that one. So yeah, we'll just hit Kazuo. We'll just magically get a Yakuman every turn. Like, see, we got a 4-so there. We just hit Anko of that, Anko of 7, Anko of 2. Wait on the 7-so, because why not? We'll just hit it. Why not? Sean's back in the game. Everybody's evened up. Life's good for one. Okay, and the rant, did anybody advance their hand? Looks like yes. Mark on the left. Definitely Ishan 10 right now. Pretty strong. Hoping to get that Tanya outside. Might not get there. Cliff, building a monster, has to reach the finish goal, though. Get Tempai.
7.
Both weights not equal. 6, 7, so it's going to leave Cliff a little disappointed. Going to be much harder than the 2-5 Mon. Well, the 2-5 Mon, not even great right now. He's going to be rough to finish out.
There are a lot of really good. Everyone has good hands this round, I think.
Ooh, and Mark, I think with a slight error there, does not keep the 6-pin. If you keep the 6-pin there, drop the 8-pin. You can then drop 4 Mon and get a Pinfu shape and possible E-Peko draws. Although there is a 9 Mon shortage right now. 9 Mon all dried up, no more. That will make it tough. Has to rely on 6 Mon. Doesn't see any, as we can see, though. Another really hard to win weight. Sean does exactly what I wanted them to do. Drop 6 so. Though I think there you kind of have to drop 7 so. If you hit 5 so, you need just any shape that'll help you. You know, honestly, the way this is heading, it's kind of looking like a no Tempai Ryukoku. Everybody has each other's tiles.
It was quite unfortunate because they all had very nice looking hands.
Yeah, everybody's getting caught up on their
Home.
Ishan 10. Although
Oh, there's
Cliff is going to
one
be the force
Tempai.
to break the stalemate. Get 7 so. Causes Alex to break the stalemate. Also Tempai, Dora 8 so Shabo.
1.
Mark is going to get a Ricci button. Throws the 4. We are on 6-9 Mon. We got to push 5 so. Can we do it? Cliff says for this hand, yes we can.
There's just one 6-mon left, and there is a chance that Cliff breaks the dreams by conning it again. Oh,
That's
damn,
true. Oh, but 8 so comes up and Alex is going to take it. And for Mark, this is not a nail in the coffin, but things are starting to look bad for that double promotion. As it stands right now, Mark's set to lose 10 points, would need a plus 70 in the last game. Would be absolutely massive, even if they can get something here. Hanemon to get up into third would still be plus 5 to alleviate a little bit of that last game necessity for the double promote. One saving grace is Alex is going to take as many points as they can get right now. Alex is going to try to rack up as much as possible, leave as little room as possible
The thing with
to
Alex's
have to
hand is
cross.
not very good.
Yeah,
So
that is the problem. Not very good. And in first, you might be opted to fold. Might be encouraged to kind of back off, teeter out at the first sign of danger.
the first being this likely though is very nice, and they could, like you said, just fold whenever they want.
Definitely still trying to play the hand. We're cutting rid of more honors. One of the greatest sadnesses of Armel is that Nagashi is not on, so can't really bide time and get rid of junk in our hands, and still hope to get a Mongun at the end of it. Have to build our hand as normal.
There-
You know, I heard a rumor, Josh. Did you know that? I
What
heard a
was the
rumor.
rumor?
I was looking the other day and I got a little message from my friend Ryan. He said he might stop by.
Oh, really?
My good friend Ryan Pako, yeah, said he was thinking about coming to town. And I can see it looks like he might be visiting Cliff. Hold
1.
on, I'm hearing Ryan's trying to come to the door. He's looking for the house right now.
Oh, I get it.
And if
I'm,
he
I'm very slow.
Oh man, love that bit. Big fan. Yeah, if he comes knocking, I think Cliff's answering. We'll get to see Ryan. Been a long time since we've seen Ryan on stream. Long time friend for all the viewers and players, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's been a very long time. There is 2 left in the wall, though.
Okay. Well, Mark's pushing. Mark wants some action. Mark's
Mark
Yeesh
absolutely
on
can't
10.
use it if they draw it.
Yeah, Mark's Yeesh on 10 needs 7 mon. Kind of ugly, but something. Ooh, has to push 4 pin. 4 pin looks rough. 4 pin looks bad. Yeah, still 2 pins. And like, really, the only person who could play it is Alex. Mark's tanking is going to drop 1 mon. I think that's a really good Mawashi here. Allows you to a little bit easier go into like a Tanyao. Not a great backup, but there's a little bit more wiggle room there. 8 pin is going to come out from
Sumo.
Sean.
Oh,
Oh
Sumo!
my goodness, Ryan just
Let's
showed up.
go!
Ryan
Let's
just
go,
came to town.
Ryan!
Okay, well, Cliff forgot to prepare an Ura for Ryan, so there goes that Hanemon. But you know what? Whatever. Yeah, Ryan's fine. Ryan does not like to, ask for too much. Says Mongon's okay with me. I'll answer that call, and with that, we are going to see Cliff just barely not get to first. He would have prepared an Ura, gotten a Hanemon for Ryan, would have gotten there. Would have ended up passing Alex, but as it stands, Alex netting a huge 33, Cliff plus 22, Mark falling 12, and Sean falling 43. And that really shakes up what everybody's goals for the fourth game is. Alex now has a reasonable route. He's going to be plus 195 just about. Um yes, I did do that math right, about plus 196. So he's going to need a big first probably again. Needs a little over 40 points. Going to need to break over that last game score that was so good. Cliff has built more of a buffer, going to be at the plus 260 something range. Definitely has some wiggle room, but not out of the water yet. And Sean's dreams might be over. Now has to face it all at minus 50. Hell, Sean might even need to be a little bit scared of demotion now. Needs to eat a little bit more than what they took that game, but Sean gets another fourth like that, and all of a sudden they might be on the chopping block. Still some people with games to play, so someone might fall below, but it is definitely not the position you want to end. It will depend on if there's a C2. It should be stated that while demotions are currently the thought, that would require expanding the C2. There's been a couple seasons where we've had the exact same thoughts. It's kind of been the exact same thing that is going on. Everyone's playing towards that I might demote condition, but we have not quite gotten there yet. We have not been able to expand out just quite yet with some hiatuses and some drops and everything else. But again, if it's on the table, definitely want to be playing towards any conditions you think might be happening as it stands. So, very importantly, we've been talking about double promotion. That's one of the new things that was added just this season, if I'm correct. I always forget because it has been talked about before. It was last season, I'm hearing from the Cracker Cabinet now. Um, in the cupboard, I've gotten word that starting last season, basically in just C1 and B3, if you are plus 240, if you get a plus 10 average or better for your season in 24 games, then you will double promote. Meaning, for instance, for our C1 players right now, if we can get plus 240 or above, like Cliff is currently in place to do, Cliff will skip B1 and promote all the way to B2, meaning one less season to climb. Very importantly, we did not want to promote anybody to the A leagues with a double promotion. So the highest to promote would be B1, meaning the B3 double promotion promotes to B1 and then starting at B2, just because we don't want to double promote someone into the A leagues. You have to just promote normally, no double promotions. So you can be plus 500 and that's still just one. Has been brought up that if you're in C1 and get plus what is it, 480 should you get a triple promotion. Hasn't happened yet. Personally, my vote's yes, but we have to see someone do it. I think the highest score off memory has been like a plus 380 for any individual league. Might be slightly wrong on that. Doesn't look like anyone in C1 will beat it, but Ziyang still has 2 games left. Could be coming later. Before that, though, we go into game 4, the final game for these players. We're going to start with Mark in the pilot seat. Quite a strong hand. Has a Yakai tune to call. Speed it up. Couple pairs to boot. If it goes slow, we'll back up to a cheat toy. Floating Dora could spell trouble, though. On the right, Alex looking quite quick. Has to hit some Kanchan. Sean across, slower than the rest. Cliff, very interesting on the left. Not great shapes, but Dora fit in with Melds. Rankon and Penshan. Right draw or two, and can be first to Tempai. And the big thing for this game, too, is going to be conditions. Especially in session 6, just in general. That's when you want to start thinking about your conditions, maybe even in session 5. But as the last game of the season, it is all or nothing, make or break. For instance, Alex here, pretty much the only condition they have on top of just playing good Mahjong, because that's what everyone wants to do, is to get a plus 43.3. So if Alex can get plus 43.3 with Uma, that will earn a double promotion. Alex is going to be needing a big first for that. And Cliff needs to get minus 24 at the absolute most. Any more taken than that, and Cliff will drop out of double promotion, will only go to B3 next season, not B2. These are things the players are going to be thinking about across the whole game. If Mark hits an insane game, gets a plus 80, which has been done before, will be able to get that double promotion as well. And Sean could get a plus 56. It's going to be tough. Could sneak into positive, maybe see if there's some extra promotions, but also cannot fall too far. Another minus 50. Although we didn't quite get there last game, if we fall even harder, minus 50 will cause Sean to be in the demotion. May cause Sean to play a bit more passively, a bit more defensively. Same thing with Cliff. Might think 20 points is enough of a buffer, might just want to back away. And Alex and Mark might be full pushing all steam ahead. Mark is going to start to make some calls, try to increase the speed of that hand. It's called that Shun. Resolving some of that awkwardness in the Manzu. Now Ishan 10. Shape's not great in a floating Dora, but if no one else is going to challenge, it'll pass just fine. Across the way, though, Sean, Ishan 10. To the left, Cliff, Ishan 10. Much uglier, needs a 6-pin to make it pretty. Finds a 3 for the trouble. It's going to keep it around. See what they can draw. 4-pin now. A crazy huge hand for Cliff.
Yeah, that's a very good draw for Cliff with the 3-pin Dora. And it actually looks like there's a chance for Alex that Ryan comes back.
Oh, goodness. Is Ryan coming back again? Did he forget something?
Maybe not.
I don't think Ryan
Yeah, not
forgot anything.
anymore.
Yeah, I just got a text. He said, did I forget my card? Did I forget my glasses? He's like, no, found him in the dash. Silly me. It's classic Ryan. 3-pin coming. We're going to toss Dora and get to Tempai on 3-6 bond. The much better end weight for Cliff. And Mark says, I am going full defense. Dealing in here is going to kill my season off. Don't want that yet. Although I think for Mark, you kind of got to push here. You just saw Dora get thrown by Cliff, so odds are the hand isn't ridiculously expensive, and you need points bad.
There's the same way.
Yep, everybody on 3-6. Sean draws a 3, gonna work it into the hands. Not quite there. 6-0, little scary with that late 5, but fairly safe. Doesn't like it though. Sean's just gonna push that 3-pin. Looks a little weird versus Alex, but passes. Oh, that 5 mon's big, but we're gonna throw 2-2 with the
Sumo.
There's
protectors.
Sumo on high take.
Oh!
Wow.
High on the last 3. All 6 is dead. 3 of the 3s doesn't hit the Ura, but high to boot, you'll take that. High actually upgrading the pin food too, so that's a +1 and change.
Just a little bit closer to getting to that double promotion, though.
Yep, that is a start for Alex. Alex has a less steep hill to climb than Mark, but certainly a hill. Maybe not the mountain Mark has set out for themselves, but any slowing down by Alex, and we might not get there in time, especially because I imagine Cliff is going to be looking to take fast, cheap, safe hands, much like the one currently building up. Can do some Chanta nonsense, can play a Dora, maybe edging towards that. Could even drop 5 mon, be convinced on a 9 mon, and all of a sudden we got a Pinzu Honitsu too. Alex looking to put a stop to it though, getting some great draws, bumping up that efficiency, looking for a reach Tanya to shut down the table. Mark's probably maxing out at a Pinfu here, and Sean just cannot get enough going. Sean's got some okay shape, but not really a whole lot of value here. 3 mono help. Reach Pinfu looking a little bit better. Just 2 Han, but you never know. Hit a door on your pair, all of a sudden that's Mongon, just the same.
Sean has a lot of good shapes, but yeah, not no pair. But there is the pair actually.
1 PL help, but there goes Tanya. We are just on Reach Pinfu now. I almost would have wanted to see 1 so out because of that, actually. Keep the floating 2 pin. If you draw another 2 pin, you get to play 1-1. Upgrade to Reach Pin Tanya.
Yeah, that would have
Yeet.
been a possibility. Oh, there's a Tempai
Ooh,
for Mark there on
I was
just
gonna
the
find
7
it.
pin with 2
Yeah.
left. Oh, there's a con potentially? Oh, no con.
No, I think you never con there. It's a little too risky.
Yeah, it is Cliff who is in a position where they
Yeah,
can't
Cliff wants to keep everybody
lose
cheap.
points.
Conning is not gonna do it.
Yeet.
Now, is gonna reach you that. I was almost gonna say I might just Dama that because 1 pin looks pretty good against Mark, but decides against it.
Don't.
Oh,
Oh,
there's a
and deals
dealing.
in on that 7. Oh,
One thing
that's
I'm noticing a
tragic.
lot from these past 2 games is that everyone is blocking each other's hands. Like that one, the
Mhm.
1 pin was all in someone else's hand as well, Sean's.
Yeah, very interestingly there, I know I called out the Dama. If Sean would have Dama, or excuse me, if Cliff would have Dama that, probably would have switched on the 4-7 pin and not dealt in there. I'd imagine facing checking 7 pin versus 1 pin. 1 pin was going to get checked more, and it was still Tempai, just the same. That's one of those things where that could be the end of Cliff's double promotion. As we know, Mahjong, especially Ricci Mahjong, is a butterfly effect game. That one very small decision, just to Ricci instead of take the Dama Tempai. And because of that deal, it might have huge implications. That might be the end of the double promotion in a kind of falling down step by step that we're just now starting. Although Cliff is certainly going to do everything in their power to prevent it. Problem is, Sean in the pilot seat has a beautiful Ishan 10 for a Ricci Yakuhai. Could even pair 5 or 8 pin and have
Yeet.
a monster. Forso works just the same. Ricci on Forso Chun. Don't imagine 4 is coming out just yet. One of those in the wall, but both Chuns. The Reds, the bow and arrow, a lethal shot to whoever deals it. Mark has such a good hand across too. 5 so looks all right. I'd probably justify that. Better than my Penzu. Mark need points too. Could have a reach Sanshoku Pinfu. That would be a Mongon to boot. Huge hand for Mark. Has to find that 1 pin or 4-7 and take the San Menchan. Cliff's going to check 7. Checks out is fine. Mark and Asumagiri the two is recognized. I need points. I got to make something happen. Alex thinks not enough going on. I'm out. The hand is over for me.
Alex had some nice shapes, but it just wasn't going to be fast enough, so they have to fold
Mhm.
out of this one. Shun is still nowhere to be seen.
Two somewhere in the wall. Shanten
Somewhere.
got by Alex.
Oh, there's one of
And there's
them.
the tune. Hatsu's also Shonpai. Neither of them are seen. Dora in hand, too. Does Cliff recognize? Cliff does back away. Finds the 9, so it's safe. Has another 2. Tempted by the 5, so doesn't take, though. Safe 9, but we got to figure out something else to push next turn. Does have safe 5 Mon. Dora comes out, though. It's safe. We're going to play it. We stall out just a bit more. East gets played. Cliff getting bailed out. Doesn't have a reason to deal in just yet. 5-7 closer to Tenpai. What are we going to do? We're going to throw 5 Mon. 8 so comes and passes. 8 pin gets played. Alex not dealing in on it. It's Genbu. 9 Mon. Shompai doesn't like it. Finds 9 pin with the Kabe 8 pin walled off. Oh, and draws the last tune on the high tape, but has no reason to push it.
Yeah,
Sees that and goes, whew, good thing I did not trust the 10%.
that Kabe actually, if that wasn't there, that could have been a disaster because I don't think they had
I
that
don't think
many
6 pin
8
was
piles.
checked. Yeah, 6 pin, 9 pin was Shompai, if I was correct. It was not played on the board. And I don't think there was a 6P on it. So before that, before those 4 8s came, 9P was a little rough. You did have 3, but you never know if there's a weird Tonki happening.
Boom.
We are going to repeat, though. We got 1300 as a sweetener in the middle, and Cliff is going to shoot at it. Takes the shot from the bow, puts it in the right corner, plays 7 so from it, looking at Ishan 10 now. Can play a Dora 2. Pick up a nice 33. Is going to hit Tenpai on the 6 pin with that. Across the way, Mark doing something. Could play 6P right now. Not just yet. Going to have the South. Alex doesn't want to commit fully to the Ryoncon. Could get a Tanya off that. No reason to switch just yet.
That six pin could very well come out of Alex's hand though if they get the tiles they need over
Yeah,
some of them.
although... Ooh.
I would cut it here, I think.
4 so. The 2-4 just looks
Boom.
rough, but is going to take it on the Ryoncon. Gets Rond. Is some paper scraps, but the problem is every paper scrap is important for Alex. Needs so many points here in order to get to first, or in order to get to first with that double promotion secured. So every single run, every single straw grasped from Alex is going to have huge implications. Going to mean just a little bit harder. Alex will have to fight for those points later in the Hanchan.
Cliff has a very nice starting hand. 2 complete shapes, a pair and a Rion man. Now they just need to find their 5th block so they can complete this
Yep.
hand.
A lot of options. Could even find it there. You draw 8 pin, you'll take that. Has an E2 route out too. Could get like a 1 pin,
Boom.
drop 7 pin. Kind of hedge the bets. Although Mark, oh come on, pawn the south,
Boom.
drop 1, 2, 3. Yep. Come on. Show me 3, 2, 1. Count it down. Oh, it takes
Uh,
immediate tempi. I don't like that. It's 3 Han, but again, we gotta get some points. Some people will call me dumb. Okay. I'll drop a full completed meld. I'm good with it, especially like this. That's money. That's butter right there. I got
there's
Hanemon if I draw another Dora. Hell yeah, I'm dropping 3, 2, 1 Mon.
there's a lot of
Hand
acceptance
slowed,
with
back of
the honeys
Shanten.
too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Your shape's great. You got Hanemon chance. You keep all that. Of course I'm doing that. I'm not playing this
T.
3 Han with nothing else going for it. No, sir. There's that E2 upgrade tile. Cliff just drew. Going to drop 2, so could be very dangerous. Now a Dama Itsu would be 77 guaranteed. Tempai found 4-7 Mon for Sean on the left, though. Scraps, but again, if Sean's condition is just not demoting, that'll do just fine. Nobody else really advancing. Oh, and 4 Mon's found. Is it going to get dropped? It doesn't fit. Cliff might opt towards efficiency. Hold on. Spidey senses tingling. Decides to keep it. Drop the 9p. Still keeps a decent Ishan 10. 5p gets Tempai.
Sumo.
5 Mon gets Tempai. And a Sumo gets found. Mark Charles. I feel like Mark also would have gotten Tempai on that, if I'm unmistaken. If 3-2-1 Mon had been dropped.
Sean with a very fast hand already. Yeah, Yaku high pair and some Ryadman in completed shapes already.
Yeah, looking across the board, everybody is so quick here. 2 Yakuai calls and Toyman and Kamicha. Dealer shape, not the worst, not great, but it's workable. Alex, very quick hand. Ishan 10 now.
Nice draw for Cliff,
Home.
completing the 1-pin Onko and now getting the south pawn. So potentially get either Toy Toy or just a very quick hand, which is also completely fine with them.
Yeah, as we've had pointed out, though, if you are at minus 21k and get a 4th, you would drop below double promotion. And if you're the only one below 30k, that's actually minus or at 26 if you're the only one below 30k.
Eat.
That is also enough to drop you below double promotion. So Cliff is teetering on the line, really needs to pass somebody here. And a reach comes out from Alex. Suji trap on the reach tile, not the most reliable, but we see some 6s and 8s. The players might go checking. A con of the 5. And the 7-pin, 1 in the wall. 8-pin Dora, hold on. 1-7 left, 1-1 left. Sean, that 1 so it looks nice and cozy. I don't know if it's going to get dropped. 3-pin draw, we're a little bit hesitant. Are we going to play the 9?
The 9 is
We're
very
going to
close to a
check
new
the
Dora.
3. Yeah, it wasn't laid out before, but you never know.
And
Is in the right ballpark.
3-pin is technically Kabe because of the 5-pin con.
A 5-pin, and you would have to, it would be cutting the 4. You would have to have something really weird to win on 3-pin there.
Yep.
Or you were going for like Sanonko or something goofy. 3-pin drawn again, but passed the first time, so it'll pass the second. A lot of shapes getting taken out, and people may be noticing upper Pinzu is looking a little expensive on the board. Not a lot in that range. Although Sean here now with the decision has to cut something. It's going to opt for Haku, get those whites out. Cliff doesn't like the 9p, really does not like the 9p. That was Tempai there, passed up 3-6-0 Tempai with a very easy shift to a Toy to bring on a little bit extra value. Oh, and that's the last 7 drawn. That looks locked up in Mark's hand. I think Mark has a hard time dropping that. I think it goes to Ryukoku. I think the question is now whether Mark gets Tempai, and it is looking good, let me tell you. Mark's still sitting Ranshan, but has white and east, both safe to boot. Oh, and a Dora pickup. This could get ugly. Can you imagine the weight with a 3-so drawn here? It'll be insane. Not that insane, I guess, because a lot of it's in people's hand. But to Mark, it'll look crazy. It'll look real good. Oh, this could be disaster, though. 2-pin palm, we're going to play the 9. We're going to stall, but 2 Mon, 5 Mon. The 7-pin that doesn't come. Any of them can justify the 1. This might do it
Go.
just the same, and it comes out. Sean justifies the 1 through their own actions in a complete whip. Alex truly showing that they will only take the points they have earned. Does not want to hit Ura. Alex going, I will simply take the Yaku I am given. I play JP MLA with Epots. No Ura for me. So he gets into the pilot seat. And speaking of that, building your Yaku, 1, 2, 3 Sanshoku. Not confirmed, but not too far off. It'll get a little muddy with that hanging 5P. Unable to play the door on it with a 1, 2, 3 Sanshoku at the moment, but still a lot of hand time to develop. Not the quickest.
Yeah, with
Sean, not the fastest on the right either. Ugh.
Alex is actually already Ishan 10 with plenty of upgrade potential. Sanshoku, like you said, and also the 6 mon, which could get many improvements. Not considering keeping the 1 mon for more improvements around that shape.
Yeah, I think I kind of like 6-mon here. You have some draws that let you play the 135 as Ryoncon. Some especially too that like give you Sanshoku built-ins. You either take Dora or Sanshoku. Both I think of which are good options. Kind of a win-win scenario. Like that 1-mon draw
Yeet.
right there. Could play 135 right now. Although the problem is Sean hitting everything gets Tempai on just a 8-mon. Gonna reach it. No reason for anybody to throw an 8-mon as of yet, but if a 5-mon that does not exist hits the board, or if somebody justifies pushing a 5-mon, that is Suji for it.
Yeah, Sean with the Sanshoku reach. I wonder if they could have waited for an improvement, but I'm not sure if that would be worth it. That would have
I
been top
think,
2 if they did though.
oh, if they waited on the 7 and then took the Entotu, yeah. I was going to say, actually, with that shape, I think there's a lot of improvements because you get
Yeah.
anything, you get a lot of Sozu options, you get a lot of Manzu options down.
Yes.
Um, you get
The
like a bunch of
issue
weird pairs, stuff like that. You
the
get
issue with it
Tanyao, so you can
though.
call it open.
Yes. You lose Sanshoku on most of them though. That's what I was kind of thinking. So even with
That is
the
true.
Ipatsumo on Formon, they would have lost Sanshoku, so it wouldn't have actually been worth any more.
Counterpoint. While that is correct, that's assuming that Sean also wins this, which there are still 2-8 in the wall, but 8-mon looks very playable for a lot of these players, or at least everybody besides Cliff, who probably wants to opt towards folding out, although might get justified to do something here. Could even Contuso, actually. Nope, just wants to play it. There I might actually Contuso play 8-pin. I might be just the right amount of insane to play that. 3-pin, I think you check there every time. Shouldn't deal into anything expensive. You see all the 2s, that Kabe, so you're not dealing into like 2 4-pin. 6-pin's played out, so it's not 4 or 5-pin. So I think 3-pin is totally fine to push there. Little bit of a hard spot, but pays off in spades if you can notice it. Oh, and Tempai gets
Yeet.
drawn. Mark counter reaches, door 3, 3-pin gets dropped. 5-8-pin not looking
Go.
great, but if
Oh
Sean drops
man,
E-pots, hold
that is
on.
super unfortunate for Sean.
All of a sudden, things have gotten shaken up. Cliff now not as worried about the 4th, has a little bit more wiggle room to play safe. Alex, all of a sudden, not leading, needs a lot more points. No dealer to spare. And Mark, kind of in the realm of possibility. I think Mark, if Mark Yakumon's fishes, even if Mark can kind of get Alex with a direct hit, starts scraping towards that way. Probably not even close, actually. That's probably only plus 60, even at only one over 40K or over 30K. That'll be a good result for Mark, but that double promotion is so far as it stands. Mark's got a close hand. The other thing to remember is that when it gets to these session 6s, and I know I've done this before, Sometimes when your win condition just seems so far away out in space, it's like we're talking about, where you get transported in Zathura. You're just like, my win condition is getting the hell off this table and ending this game. I'm ready for bed. I want to do other stuff for the night. So I'm just looking to end this as quick as possible.
Home.
If I'm dealer and make a, 40 hand run, so be it. But if I'm Mark right now, maybe I'm just like, you know what, whatever. I'm going to go play some video games. I am going to just take quick, cheap wins, end this game. I get a first to end the season on, and I will play B3 next time. But we will have to see. I
Yeah,
guess
well,
technically, with the way it's set out, there's only double promotions right now. Although I think that's a slight error. It's so weird with these beta
Gee.
seasons because like these top three players I think are normal promotions, but they're actually double promoting because they're all above plus 240. But I think normally it's just top three normally promote. Um, but there's also like bonus promotion spots usually. So like it could even just be a big deal for Mark to pass Alex. That might be a fine win condition in and of itself. If Mark gets a pass Alex, then there's only one more technically extra promotion, which I see there being at least two or three extras with these double
Gee.
promotions. Mark might get bumped up and find a promotion where there wouldn't normally be one.
that's a pretty interesting chi by Cliff, going for Sanshoku no Mi when they were already Ishan-san with the closed hand.
I mean, again, fastest hand wins. Sometimes speed rules all. If you think that's going to be faster, you're going to call open, try and get some points. Not the
Actually,
worst in
yeah.
the world. Although
Yeah,
I will
because
say,
it's off 3, and they have their requirement.
yeah, but the problem is they're still not feeling good. I'd almost rather play close so that way if I'm fighting, I have a better chance at a bigger win. Or if I don't feel like I have a good route to getting out, that I might just have an easier time folding out without that call. Could even go 9-9 here. Isn't going to take it. Drops to 8. Not a huge fan of that. I do kind of like 9-9 with that draw, especially if you're keeping the form on around. You got enough Tanya room there. I think 6-7-8's a bit rough, although I also apparently don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Although, no, you threw 8, so you can't even get Sanshoku anymore. I guess it might just be defense against Mark. Just trying to not deal in for any nonsense. I don't really know what that nonsense is, but especially if you're gonna push 7-8, but I guess Amon cleared, so it's whatever. I don't know. Remember, if Tuso gets played here, it's no Yaku, so that's not actually a deal in, even though it's bright and yellow and quite fun looking right now. Orange, depending on how you see it.
Gee.
Gonna play 3, says maybe 9 Mon Forso does better for a high taste steal. Sean struggling to find the Tempai.
Sumo.
And Mark's going to be the one to take it out. Very cheap. Cliff looking happy. But it's a very precarious situation for Cliff. We're in the pilot seat. We have to pass dealership somehow, some way. And depending on how Cliff did their calculations, if a Mongon Sumo happens, does Cliff fall below? It's going to be very close. It's going to be this -5. So we take that -4, so we're at 19.4. That's -10.6 plus the 5, -15.6. That's going to be just fine. We can totally eat that if we're Cliff. Yeah, except if Sean sumos. If Sean hits Mongon Sumo here, that is going to kill Cliff almost exactly below the double promotion. I think Sean is going to fish a bit more here from the looks of just how that hand's playing, but you can never know. All you need to do is hit Ura 3 and Ricci to get a Mongon. It is that simple. 6P is going to get played here. I guess Cliff's looking for a Sanshoku route, keeping Itsu up. Almost would have liked white, but I guess Cliff is really trying not to deal in. I think it's pretty fair. Again, as long as Sean isn't reaching here, you should kind of be above anything. You should get your win condition with any other thing happening on the board. Cliff moves away from Sanshoku and Itsu with that Amon draw. I think Cliff's kind of out here. I think Cliff is donezo. I think Cliff is kind of just looking to end this game right here. It says, I'll take my gamble. Hope I don't fall too hard. Has enough of a buffer from Sean. Just has to hope Sean low rolls. Isn't able to do much with the hand. Although, 6. Okay, this could get interesting. 9P draw from Sean, right? Reaches. Cliff might throw Haku. Cliff might throw white. And that would actually be Ricci Haku Dora. 52 exact, which would pass. That would be an absolutely huge, huge oversight and huge dealing. That being said, still speculation. Which, speaking of, Mark is kind of Yakuman fishing right now. Much closer than I would have guessed if I was coming in blind, but still quite far away as Yakuman go. Cliff has the Hatsu now, throws the white, and all of a sudden that big dealing gone to smoke. Cliff should be able to defend for the rest of the hand, and I imagine we'll take the Tempai throw. Totally fine giving 1k to everybody else.
Yeah, I do like
P draw for Itsu.
Mark's hand, and like you said, the Yakuman actually is relatively possible. It's getting a little bit late, but the tuner is still nowhere to be seen.
Honestly, the Yakuman might get Mark there too. I'm not
Yeah.
going to do the calcs because it's unlikely we get there, but that's right around the range Mark needs. Actually, no, it's still not even close. It's like you have to get such stupid. You have to get such a dumb amount of points right now. It'd have to be like a double. Which, very importantly, Armel does not have double Yakumans on stuff like the Suanko Tonki and the 13-sided Orphans. It's just single Yakuman, no matter how you swing it, unless you stack Yakuman. For instance, we did see a Suiso, I think Daisangen. Could be wrong. Either Suiso Daisangen or Suiso Sho Sushi. So in all honors with either 4 little wins or 3 big dragons. One of the two.
Each.
Oh, there's the reach. Let's see what can come from this hand.
Richie come out. We're figuring out what we're going to take. And we're going to wait on Dora. I think Cliff would have to be cracked out of their gourd to even come close to dealing in here.
There's still
Just
4
not
left.
enough going on. Not enough going on in the hands. No value. Totally fine waiting out. 9p sumo. There is one 9p left. Yeah, Rishi Sumo Dora Ura would be enough here. Although, are we going to get a deal in here? 1p, I imagine it has to get checked. It's
Sumo.
Kabe. We're going to check 7. Oh, Sumo
What
on the
if-
3. It has
what
to be
if
red.
Haku-
Exactly. There's still 2 reds.
Yeah.
Oh my god, he hit it! Cliff streams up in smoke.
That is so
The Ura
unfortunate.
2 with the top red. Sean hits the miracle Mongon. Cliff can't believe their eyes. The only situation on a Ricci Nomi where Mongon is found and Cliff drops and Cliff falls, I think 2 points below the double promotion. Oh my goodness. I can't believe what I'm looking at.
Yeah, the tune was like nowhere that entire game. So I was actually wondering there, what if it is actually gonna be Ura 2, even without the
Oh
Sumo?
my goodness. I feel like I read an Akagi like chapter about this exact thing. I feel like I'm living a dream now. That is absolutely devastating for Cliff. Minus 1.6 from promotion. Oh, literally one deal and one Ryukyoku. One more hand one and right there, and it's gone. Even on a coin flip, can hit an Ura has to hit specifically the tune. What are the odds? And Cliff falls out, will not be joining Emily and Zayong in the double promotions. Oh, what a devastating end to the game. Could not have gone more. Could not have gotten more of the story. What a hand. What a witness we are for that. Honestly, really fun games though. I think that those are the most exciting C games I may have ever seen. And that's the thing about C1. There is strong players and nonsense, and you really never know how it is going to go. And even though Cliff was sixth on, nothing defeats the wall in the end. So as we switch gears, I believe there are some other games going. We we are going to take probably a short, just minute or two break here, get our bearings, figure out where we're going, who we are about to stream, and then we will be right back. And we're back. Kudos to Josh on the commentary. Got very exciting C1 games, but we are going to hop into the other side of the Armor League, A1, and with that, we brought in a expert, quote unquote, in the form of Korak. Korak, What do we got going on here? I know we jumped into a lot of action. I'm giving you 5 seconds to explain it. Catch the viewers up.
All right, the short version is Amy needs to catch Nathaniel. Basically, no one else has any realistic chance. So Amy needs about 90 points over 2 games.
10 seconds, but we're probably not going to do any better. And we find Aaron and Tempai at the end of the hand, hoping to itch out a 4-7. Probably not coming here, as Jonathan does defend correctly.
Yeah, nice
Gets
talkie
on the
switch
forehand.
there. The 3 clears the 4 is free 10, but this late it doesn't really matter. We'll see if there's
Yeah.
a switch here. May end up throwing the 4. Instead, does throw the switch.
Nah.
Gets
I mean,
called,
with the
and
3
now
mods out, might as well.
everyone's Tempai except for Amy.
Oh, Amy finds a 7, can creatively throw something. Maybe check like a 3, maybe check a 5. Get
That
a
guy
call
throw the
somewhere
5
else.
here. You can't throw the... Oh, the
Nope.
7's going to deal in, though.
Yeah, that's true. The 3 Pandora
2
is
Dora
really
for the
hurt.
dealer here. That's an expensive one. That is not what Amy needs here. We're in East 3, and is it Amy needs 85 points roughly over both games, and sitting here at 18-6 in East 3.
Here's the thing, though. If I know anything about playing Amy literally ever, if she still has a dealership, you are not out of the woods. Amy is one of those players, the players I hate the most, that can just on a coin flip just start winning everything and mercilessly take points from the rest of the table. Just
Yes,
at an
Amy has
absolute
a
dime. If there's a
reputation of just
dealership,
going on runs over and over.
dealership left, and that could easily be 40K Amy's yet to earn. But Aaron is going to try and give as much of a buffer as possible. Decent starter hands. Not quite the speed you're hoping for in the pilot seat. Forza is going to help.
We see the Dora come out. Nice little Pinfu type hand. He's a sort of 3 or 4 5 Sancho eventually. On the right, we have kind of a Pinfu hand, but you have that Penchon you get rid of in the upper Monzu. Across the way, East pair. A few other pairs. Just kind of a messy, slow hand call and go. And on the left, East Shanten for Ichi Pinfu. A 3-mon would really help.
Look at that. Talking so fast. We can relax. No one's gonna hit draws for a while. We're not gonna have retakes. We had such exciting hands last game. Such an exciting end. You think we're gonna continue wacky, crazy Wednesday mahjong? When have we
Well,
ever
this is
done
an
that?
Amy game, so maybe.
So it's on the table. I mean, I feel like every time I come on the cast, it's always wacky, crazy mahjong. You just can't escape it these days in Armel.
Interesting pass there by Jonathan. Could have called the East and gotten the single Han. It's not like Jonathan has anything he's really playing for. He's sitting there at -9. The cut line is so far down. Maybe
Well,
Ishan could make a run. Christine could make a run. But right now, as long as you're ahead of Dustin, you're safely in A1.
very very worthy to know, or very important to know, there is also the chance of what is it, there is also the very real chance of a Saki
Sakior.
award snipe. That is something that's very on the table. These players know what it is. They know you get a Discord roll for it. I'm not sure if Jonathan's hit one yet, so this game won't come into play as much, but next game could
Oh, we
matter.
have Chitoy Tempai.
Yep. Chitoi Tenpai, no Dora, 6-mon. Not
Yeah,
looking
6-mon's a
great,
terrible
but
weight. Just going to sit here and
just
look for an
switch it.
upgrade. Actually, the 8 looks
8 I kinda
really
like.
good. I
I
like
like
the
8 a
8.
lot.
I
It's
don't
gonna
like
opt
the
for the
Dama
Dama.
here, but again, this may just be the position and the standings.
Yeah.
Jonathan doesn't care, really.
It's kind
Oh,
of
this
it's kind
one
of
is
an
disgusting.
overextension. That's
I
a
think especially if
gross
you're
one
gonna
with the
Dama, yeah, I would
3s.
absolutely
Yeah.
go to one. That one
Here
will
it
come out. It
comes.
was Suji Trap too. I think that would have been maybe even in a Patsu tile, but I guess the one man's Gimbutsu. But that one so eventually comes out from Aaron every time.
And now waiting on this dirty south. A little bit more worrisome because there's none others, but
To
still safe most
non-value
of the
honor,
time.
it's gonna feel safe to
Oh yeah,
everyone.
you're right. It's not even south yet. So could technically, who is that on the right? Simon could have it, but unlikely.
Oh, there it
Nope,
is. There it
is.
goes. Oh yeah, Jonathan
Yeah,
just trying to get the game over
Cheetoy
with.
players be like, oh, it's so good. It's the shortcut to Hanemon. And then bam, Damaron 1600. Nothing. Squat. Remember that they'll show you propaganda. They'll show you the big hands. Remember the 1600s too. The duality of the Cheetoy coin. The other
Well,
pair,
the
if
the
you will.
problem with that is you only get 1600 if you don't reach your Cheetoy, and that's already heresy. You have heresy for going for Cheetoy, and it's double heresy for not taking your Ricci.
Yeah, that is true. They do not cancel out like PEMDAS. And with a momentum shift and a dealer shift comes Amy calling that quick tune, looking to just clean up the hand, get 1K, and advance the game. Keep Simon as low as possible.
Well, he
Nobody
doesn't
kind
really
of
have
running
any
away with it
routes to
too.
value in that hand. The only real value
Uh,
is going to be if you draw the last tune. At that point, just call, get your 1,000, move the game around. The problem
hmm
is, as we said, Amy needs points, and the 1,000 here isn't really going to
Home.
help.
I mean, Amy's the exact player where that's fine to do because, again, like we were saying, she could just pop off. She's got a dealership. She's not kind of out without an oar in the water,
Well, look at the
and nobody
hands.
else is
Simon is
that
kind of
quick
Home.
a messy
either.
Pinfu hand. The expensive one, though, is on the left. That is a Horitsu with an East Yakuhai, a floating door, but that's all those honors to get rid of. On the right, we have the
That's
South Pair.
far.
That is a Yakuhai, so can call that potentially. Now Ishanten.
Okay.
Crossway, that is now Tempai
See.
waiting on Sixmon for just the Tanyao.
Oh, 4-6 is still in the wall too. This might end up winning out. The 6 mount, I imagine, probably gets played here. Oh
No,
no, just
just gonna
chucks
shut it
it. I guess
down.
setting up the Suji Trap Shumpa or the Suji Trap Shabo on
Well,
not
the
going
idea was
south for
just call the
later,
South,
but
get the 1,000, because that's
or that,
especially the
yeah.
same way Jonathan was playing the previous hand. Like, Jonathan doesn't look like he cares that much about this game, which honestly, his position is completely understandable.
Yeah.
But
He's like,
has a Yakuai here, decent shape, so not a bad hand, just not that much value. On the right, kind of a Pinfu Tanyao hand, could accept a door would be nice. Cross the way Hatsu pair, 79 Sanchi is
nah,
potential. Everything else is kind of meh. You have a floating
slow.
Dora on the left. The 66678 looks nice. Probably a Ricci Pinfu, maybe a Tanya,
Home.
maybe a
Not a
Sancho.
ton,
A
yeah.
7 pin would really set that hand up.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
5
even
pin
a
close.
torso floater. Okay. I mean, hey, we can shift. 8-so's not stuck in the hand. We draw 5-so, 5-6-7. Hell, we might even draw the 8 pin, go on the what is it? Go on the Conchon instead. We can bide time with a 1-mon, kind of fish around.
Well,
We even
instead it
have an
gets rid of the
Ipeco right
1.
now.
Yeah, there's an Ipeco, but you
Home.
won't have a pair for it. There's our Haku will get called out Ishanten for just the Haku, probably wants the 2 or the 3.
Yeah, take a quick call. And I mean, that looks like it'll come out from everybody except for maybe Simon.
Well,
Or I
and
guess
you're
Amy
seeing
can
a
also
bunch
play the
of
3.
1s and 4s. Oh, there is the Dora. Yeet.
Don't care. Don't need it. Quick 1K. Yeah, Jonathan going, you
Oh,
know what?
there's the 8.
Stats
Now I
low
see a
for me.
Sancho. I would cut
Where
8, so that's going to be the play here. Because if you get the 7 pin first, you have potential reach pin Fu Tanyao Sanjogu.
is Simon? What is Simon playing for? I guess Simon's playing not to lose. Just wants to
Simon
have more
needs to
buffer.
just not lose points. He's
Yeah.
not safe the same way Jonathan is. Even though you look at it, it's only a 20-point buffer, but with 2 games left, a 20-point buffer is actually quite a bit.
Yeah, it's not bad. Again, though, remember who you're playing. If Amy gets hungry and starts going off, that buffer is gonna
See.
shrink and shrink and shrink.
Well, we have Tempai across the way, 6-9 mon. Will just be the Hatsu.
Yeah. Cheap one might take it. Very good in the wall, too. 4 9s, 2 6s.
Now, Aaron, on the other hand, he also has a lot of work to do. 'Cause he's in
Yep.
the demotion spot and a long way back.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things is you look at the standings, so many of these players that are down there
I've
have
already
already played their
finished.
games.
Yeah, like
The
the only one
empty
who
ones
hasn't
are
is
kind of the
Ishin.
4 to 8 range. Yeah, Bishan has a chance to go on a run. And you have Christine has 2 games left. Aaron, this is his second to last game.
Yeah, now is the time to really push, to really
See.
try to, get in there, get your
Senpai
value. You
on the
want to set
right
yourself
for
for
7 mon
realism.
for Tanya only.
Are we going to see a snap? Is Amy going to take a little slow 1-han and then go up exponential? We'll go 2, then 4. Double it to 8 for the Baimon by our third dealer repeat.
Well, there's time to do it, but we're expecting this hand to be over. There's
Home.
Tempai for dealer, easy call. We'll go ahead and
No.
take the Shumpon with how
Ooh, doesn't want the
4-7 is kind of
4-7.
disappearing. The 4 is really bad, so I don't
I
mind this
mean,
actually. And this 3 is going
yeah.
to come out and deal in. I don't see how he gets away from this.
It's
Dome.
cheap. Doesn't want to break away with the one. Says I'll throw him.
It
Jana
does
gets a
give a
quick win.
repeat, which is good news for the rest of the table anyway. But we have
Mm-hmm.
possible 789 Sanjku eventually just throws it away as the 6
That
Dora says,
789 Sanchoku? I've had 3 closer tiles before, and you've yelled at me for playing that. What are you talking about? What are you saying? There is no way that ever gets Sanchoku.
There are routes for it, but it's messy.
Oh, there's a route to a Suanko too. We want to throw that. Draw an 8, draw 6.
Well, there's always a difference between a Yaku you can call and a Yaku you can't. It's really hard to call Suanko.
That's true. That is fair. But that's why it's worth so much. That's
That
that
is
risk
why it's worth
reward
so
plan.
much. On the right, we have a bunch of pairs, maybe a Cheetoy,
Ooh,
maybe
could
a
be
Toy Toy,
Toy,
Escudora
Toy
across the
Toy,
way, kind of a
Ipiko,
Pinfu
Shade.
hand, not too much there. On the left, whole bunch of 3-so, looks like a Richi Pinfu. Is that Kutsuki Shunten? It is. Floating 7-so, floating 7-pin for Richi Pinfu. Not really any way to get Sunshku out of that one, especially with the early 2-pin cut. Interesting. I wonder, I kind of want to go back and see what that 2-pin was, because I'd really love that as a floater right now. Oh, I
Yeah.
would absolutely cut 7-pin here. And
Oh
yeah,
yeah. I think you
realize it
have to with
here says
that.
I want the 123 Sanchu as an option. This way, almost all of your upgrades either use Dora or give you a chance at Sanshoku.
And we can see
You're
Dora's
really
pretty dead
sad
right
on a.
now
Oh, there you
too.
go. Perfect draw.
Oh, yep. And we're gonna slam the Ricci, and we have the nastiest Sotogawa ever. This might be Epod stealing from
And it looks
Jonathan.
Cheetoy.
Oh,
That pawn
Jonathan.
screams
Beat.
Cheetoy. Oh,
Oh,
but
that
they
might
had
make
the
one pin
lock in
scary.
here. Ricci Dora 3 5-8 pin. And the
Oh,
one's
everyone's scared.
Genbutsu. I think Jonathan's going to deal it on the left.
Yeah. Oh, that's expensive too. That's Reach Pinfu Sanshoku. That's Manga Min. What is Aaron is trying to figure out what the hell to make of all of this. That 5 mon makes that 2 mon scary. This is where I throw a 1-1 and go, it probably passes for no reason. And I get rewarded.
Okay, so Jonathan does throw the Hatsu because it had just come out. And now there's an argument.
Oh,
Go,
it's
there it is. Yeah, we saw it
you
coming.
know,
Reach
it
Pinfu
was just
Sanjku.
there.
That's the expensive end. Or a 3!
Okay, I thought A2 was a circus with some ringmasters, and I'm starting to see that that's just anything with an A in front of it. What the hell is going on in A leagues? What is that? Ura 3? It's not enough to have the nastiest Sotogawa ever. Maybe because it's a Cheetoy pawn. You might have people going, well, wait about that 1 pin. Maybe. And you're going to hit Ura 3 on top of it? Manga not enough. I mean, Jonathan's not really slighted in the slightest. Simon's
Yeah, that's
going.
just it.
Thank God I
Jonathan
got
can
more
eat
buffer,
this. But
but
no, that is A1. That is why you'll notice when you pull up my stats that I just call basically everything. Because
yeah,
what
why
happens
not?
is everyone in the A leagues knows how to build value. So what
Yeah,
I found is the best way to handle it is just simply
shut
shut them
people
down with
down.
stupid hands.
hmm Yeah,
All
I
right,
feel you.
Amy
I'm
is this
not
is
slowed
the
up like
hand
that.
Amy wants. 678 Sanjku is probably the best route possible. Itsu here can also accept Adora. On the right, we have 234 Sanjku looking pretty good. Across the way, Pinfu Tanya, maybe Nipeko. Really awkward Manzu shape. 4-mon would really help, but you also have an extra 7 in there. Just really awkward. I guess 6-mon gives you a really ugly pick where you still need another 7. And on the left, we have a Chun pair, a floating door. Want to use the Dora, but it's really hard to.
Yeah, I mean, you call that Shun, and then you can make an argument to like get to a Doratanki with the 9 pins. Definitely awkward, but you could also call the 9 pins. You have just enough shape to do it. I mean, might also just pair up the Dora and say like, who needs the Chun? I'll just drop that. Maybe go into a Pinfu, add E2 on the Pinzu on top of it. You know, add them in.
Ooh,
Although
4-mon, a really
Simon,
nice draw there for
yeah, that's good.
Simon.
Probably 8, 9 pin. Just get it out of
Oh,
here.
yeah,
You
you're
don't like my
headless
chance.
here, so I would cut the
Eh,
9 pin. I don't really like the 4 here. Trying to set up some sort of Suji
yeah.
trap, but even then, you're going to have to
It's
pair up
really
the
late
8,
for
9. Yeah,
Suji,
I
and
don't
that too.
buy it.
8 mon comes out. Could also just maybe wants to make a strong cut, get people a little scared, back off. Could also just be saying, I'll get, some weird Sanchoku, because why not?
And just
Might as well make
continues
the hand
cutting down the
interesting.
Ryoncon. Apparently really likes the upper Pinzu.
Ooh.
Sees the 2 5s and thinks the 7 might be good.
I am starting to see a little bit of a different route. I'm seeing Simon saying,
What is Amy
imagine if I
doing?
get to
That is
Shibitsu.
such an inefficient cut. The 4, so look at that, Ishan.
Huh.
That is, and you
With
have a
two 5
4
pins
acceptance.
out too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Only
don't
one
understand what
so
she's
on the
doing. It's an
board?
amazing Ishanten.
I mean, I think this is, like, a little bit more guaranteed for Sanshoku, or this has Sanshoku in it, and it's a guaranteed Tanya, so
Well,
I think
yeah,
I
but you can
can
cut the East
argue it,
anyway.
but
You're not losing anything
yeah,
with this.
when you're still closed, I think I really like
And
getting the
Amy,
East
again,
out.
with where Amy is in the standings, she should
You just kinda gotta
just
go
draw
for
it
it.
yourself. But the thing is, if
Oh,
you kept the 4,
why
you could
get
still reach you on the
punished?
4 here.
Why get punished? But then people, like, might think you have good value and push away. You kept an East, it's a safe tile, you're scared, your hand's not worth anything.
But yeah, Rishi,
Just playing the
Pinfu,
meta
Tanya,
game.
possible Sanshigu. We see 3 4s and 2 7s, so 2 of the 3 outs for Amy are the Sanshigu. That has to be Tempa in the left, doesn't it?
No, not quite, I don't think. Oh, on a 9P cut, yep,
And
would have
9
done
10
it
would give a
on
1 4.
1-4, but 1-4 is rough in the wall by that point.
But at
And,
least
not
Jonathan just
thrilled
goes
about
here. Oh,
9-10.
there's the 7. If Jonathan had
That's not getting played.
dealing in here. Oh,
Yeah.
Amy says I'll draw the cheap end myself then.
Cheap
Wait,
until
Sumo,
Ura
Pinfu,
flips up.
Tanya.
Okay, we missed the Ura. Amy going, you know what? JPMLA night. I saw the horrors of Ura, and I'm ready to change my ways until she hits Ura 3 this hand. But,
Well,
TBA.
can call the chew. Does a Dora here. Kanchan hell in this hand. 1, 2, 3, 4 Kanchan. Floating 1.
Oof.
So Dora pair up. Don't have to worry about it. That's the
Okay.
Amy we're used to seeing on dealer turn.
Oh, but hold on. Aaron to the right is looking quick. A lot of pairs. We have a Yakuai to call, and we're cutting that 2-1. From completed meld, we are knocking on the door of a completed hand.
Amy the
Simon pretty
first in the
quick
call,
across
though.
too.
Across the way, kind of a Pinfu hand. Needs to fill the Penchon 3-mon on the left. Itsu and Monzu looking pretty good. Also needs the 7 pin to fill the Kanchan shape there. Possible 6 pin. Sanji connecting upper Sozu.
Oh, I imagine this will probably be 4-so from Aaron. No, wants to play the
What's
9.
the
Maybe looking
9? There
towards
is one out.
Honitsu.
Figure it's going to be hard to call. But also floats, I guess, the 456 Sanchoku.
Ooh, could be as well. I think here you almost have to edge towards Honitsu, though. There's one more west. You haven't seen either white. 5
5 pair
mon,
up.
not even like
Interestingly,
it.
there is a Chitoy rat in this hand.
Yeah, but if you're gonna cut the 9s, you're probably just like whatever. You would have cut 4-so earlier, I
Oh,
would
7,
think.
the perfect
Eats.
draw there for Jonathan. We'll
Oh,
just
that's
slam
big.
this one. Richi, Pinfu, Dora 1, 4, 7, so.
It looks good in the wall too. Still 4, 2 of each.
Well, of course, the important thing is to shut down dealer here. Which
Although
we know.
dealer not shut down just yet. If 8-so is the push, it'll pass. 2-so, we can get further away.
Again, just with where Amy is in the standings, there's really not to push. Maybe deciding whether to throw the 8 or the 2 here, though.
Yeah, I guess 2 is probably a little bit better because of the 3 and less proximity to the 6, but I mean 5-so still bails Amy out. Amy's totally fine.
Yeah, the problem is
Might
Amy's
even
still
justify
quite a
8
bit away
pin
from
and get 6
Senpai here.
pin.
Oh, there's a
Oh,
backfire. Not believing in Sanzo, punished
yeah,
immediately.
Santo occultism. We get it. We get it.
Anko up there on the right for Aaron, but I don't think he
It's hard
really
to
wants to
justify
push
the
it.
cuts. I might even put Haku here, and it's just gonna
Yeah,
play the
there's a safe
5.
5. This will just you to throw. Oh, there's the Sumo. Read
Yeah, I'm a
Sumo,
little bit
Pinfudora.
washy, but we hitting Ura. Do we get the
There's your
sweetener?
Mongun.
Oh, we do.
And
Plus
Amy takes
28.
the brunt of it and probably now out of the running for the title.
Yeah,
Currently in
it's gonna be
4th
rough.
place in South 3 here. Even with a Mongon Sumo for the next 2 hands will be just right there with a small first. The small first isn't going to cut it with what she needs. But dealer here is Aaron,
I
who's
mean,
also fighting his own demotion battle
Boom.
and needs a good hand, and this is not it. On the right, Simon with the Haku call, floating Dora, could go Honitsu. Across the way, kind of a Pinfu hand, can accept a Dora Formon. And on the left, similarly kind of Pinfu hand, maybe Itsu with the 1, 3, 4, 5, 7, 9.
yeah, I think Simon's pretty much got this hand locked up. Everybody
Boom.
else is just struggling on so much speed, and Simon is Ishanten now. Has a lot of value potentially too. 6-0 pair. Surprised the West wasn't called, but is what it is.
Oh, that's Tempai, waiting on 5 so.
Yeah. Even
And
as,
we
you
see an
know,
extra one in the Jonathan's hand,
if
but
we
since he
want.
goes Tanyao, may be able to hold off on the steal in for a bit. The 2-pin's a really nice draw. Itsu looking very good, just needs the 6.
Mine coming out doesn't really help Aaron's hand. Aaron just has no way to speed this up.
No,
Like, we're not
it's
drawing
just...
into the 7,
Oh,
8,
there's
9
the Tempai.
Sanchoku.
This is probably gonna be a Riichi. Amy needs the
Ooh.
value. Riichi the
Yeah,
9, wait
4-7.
4-7.
Yeah, reach Itsu,
Yeah, Itsu confirmed, Pinfu
Pinfu.
confirmed. And all of a sudden, we wonder what's Jonathan going to do here because everything's bad. Oh, this 5 may come out. Nope, throws the 3 first.
Oh, and now we need a push from Aaron, probably 9 so, and 7 we figure out in the turn, you know, is what it is. Although I guess trying to weigh other options does end up going with 9. 9 mon coming
This
out.
may
I
be a
mean,
T and deal and passes it, though.
the wins are
Or
kind
there's
of
the 5. Figured it'd
nuts.
come out eventually. Haku
Figure that'll
Honitsu,
happen.
52, will not drop into last place, but does drop into 3rd. And we're on all last now. Simon with a big lead here. This is the game he needs, so he doesn't have to do any sweating in the last one.
Mm-hmm.
And looks at an absolutely terrible hand and says, you know, that's fine. With where the score is, I'm just folding turn 1.
Hey, North means we're pushing with a conscience, okay? We're pushing. We like wins. We want to buff our stats, but danger comes, we're out.
Yeah,
We're done.
I'd start with the 6-pin and say forget this hand. But we see a call across the way. Amy is going for the south. Wants to hedge both Honitsu and hasn't really decided how the hand's going to be played yet. On the right, Pinfu going to require some shifting, get any sort of value out of that, but can't use a Dora. And on the left, we have a messy Pinfu hand. There's just not much there.
Yeah, it's so slow for everybody besides Amy. And I guess Simon has kind of picked up some pace, but just
Well, the problem is
now there's no
Amy's
reason
hand
to
is
play.
actually very slow because it almost has to be Honitsu. She can't take this
Yeah.
one-on win.
Good point. She needs to be at least above 30. It's so many points. But even that's not enough. You'd have to get like Honitsu Toy or some nastiness. I
Well,
guess
the
you
other
could
part
con and
here is
fish
just
for
if you take the
something.
1,000, you've just locked in 4th place.
Yeah.
But Simon getting closer.
I mean,
The
that
7
honestly might
really
be his
helps
best
out
case.
Amy, though.
Yeah.
3
Simon
so
getting
doesn't do
Tempai
much.
doing a reach might be kind of a godsend for Amy. Amy
Yeah,
might just
that is
back out,
absolutely what
fold
Amy would want
away, and
here.
just
Oh, there's a
hope
Dora.
there's
Now
no
you have
win.
some
Yep,
other
yep,
options.
yep.
I'd cut 7-pin, 7-pin here. Nope, cuts the West.
I think I cut. Actually, yeah, I would definitely greed West here. There's none on the board. There's so much value if you can get it. You like the Monzu too much. It's too good.
Yeah, even the Tumon, it's a really good floater.
Mm-hmm. You have to play all the lower Monzu. You don't see any of it.
Oh, speaking of Dora, there it goes. And the long pause immediately scares you when you cut a Dora.
Yeah, you're like, oh, what are people doing? You're like, is Amy have it? Is she golden? Oh, and we're gonna push a little bit more
Ishan
into
10 for
Tempai for
Simon.
Simon.
Oh, that is Tempai on the left for Aaron. Would be Richu knowing waiting on 3-bon.
Each.
Feel like you kind of got to take it.
I agree. If
You
you
get a sumo, you get an
cut the
Ura, you
4-mon
might get
earlier, you
there.
kind of force yourself to do this. Now, what's interesting is if the hand had been played differently, it would have been Itsu waiting on Dora.
Yeah. And this is such a tough
Speaking
spot.
of Dora, it may
Oh,
come out here.
I feel like Amy's got to throw it. It's
Amy's
so
got to
safe.
push. Yeah, there it goes.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a 7, and that
I don't
is
even
an
know if I
extra
would take
6.
that.
I would not. Yeah, that's still 4th.
Oh, yeah. But now you get 7-7 to push. Hey,
Yeah, she's
honestly, with
thinking about it.
somebody
She's
like
using the whole
Butter,
timer here. Yeah.
with someone botting too in the Sumo Giri, now you might actually have a route to Honitsu Toy.
Chi.
Although that's still just Mongon, but it's something. Mongon
Khan?
now with the stick enough though.
Khan draws a Dora, also gives
Oh,
Aaron a Dora.
oh, that's scary. I mean, what? Okay, yeah, you get 7-7.
Yeah, I get that here.
Throw
Oh,
your Ted
that's
on that
Senpai for
4th too.
dealer.
Oh,
We'll just Dama
dealer
here,
gonna
waiting in the Genbutsu 7,
take.
which may come out right here from Amy. There it is.
Are we having fun? Oh, it's cheap though. Yeah, just Pinfu. Probably give
Is
Amy a
also a
mini heart attack,
repeat.
but yeah. Oh
And
wow,
started
what
with
a
a pretty good
hand.
hand here as a
Not too bad.
Dora uses a penchant, doubling Peiko option than the Sozu with a 3, 4, 4, 5, 7, 8, 8, 9. On the right, we have kind of a Pinfu shape, but the more I look at it, the less I like it. Just kind of floaters everywhere. 7, 8, and 2 suits, but other than that, maybe Honitsu. You have a Dora, though, so you didn't really want that. Across the way, we have a South pair, a bunch of upper tiles in Pinzu, and maybe a distant Chantarut, but honestly, I think it's just Honitsu and Pinzu. And on the left, that looks like a Kogoshi play, which, again, with where
Mhm.
Aaron is, Kogoshi makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, the Kokoshi would do a lot of good securing. I mean, we're gonna get a little bit of points here, but you
Well,
really
that
do need to try
Kogoshi
to
would be
fight for
first place.
Dustin. Yeah, that's a good point too. First
Is
place
it?
would be
It's yeah,
huge
if you
here.
need first, which honestly Aaron probably does here, unless
Yeah.
someone else just completely tanks like Steve, and Steve is not really the player that you'd
No,
expect to
I
do
would
that.
never put that for Steve. Not even close.
Then yeah, that you have to jump Dustin. So the Yakuman is the play.
Yeah, especially because your other play is like knocking Simon down and then getting it, but Simon's in a big lead, so
We
either
do
one of
see
those.
Amy
Ooh.
cutting from the Anko of nines, not going the Suanko route, keeping the floating Chun Pei.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, Ishan 10 for Chitoitsu
I
also
was
breaks
like, what
that
if
up.
Kogushi goes and then Ninemon, that third one, deals in perfectly? Can you imagine?
If I'm in that situation, I'd be plenty salty. The thing is, Amy's in a position to where she doesn't really honestly care if she deals with the Yakuman.
Oh, I get it. It's Shinroto.
リーチ
Well,
Just hit
there's
everything.
Senpai. Shampon,
It's
3 so,
Shinroto.
5 so would be Richinomi.
地
We'll just go ahead and call the 7, because of course with the extra Rishi stick in there, this is a second place with a win there for Amy.
Yeah, it's a big
If
deal.
you're Arid, you're just shoving. Unless your weight is
Yeah.
dead, you're just shoving. You don't care.
Actually, there is something very important to say here. A, Simon won
Each.
before, so Simon might do it again, which we see the
Sumo.
Ricci there.
No, it doesn't matter.
Oh, it
Just
doesn't matter. They get
sumo.
bot sumo. Aaron also it has one of the best records for a single game. I think Aaron's either second or highest single game.
Yeah,
So
Aaron
maybe
had a
Aaron's like, I'll top my
ridiculous time
best.
there.
Aaron's like, I'll do
But
it again.
regardless, going to be the win there for Jonathan. We'll get a negative second, which is perfectly acceptable. Simon now out of danger will jump all the way into the positives at 39.9 win. Aaron minus 11.3 is looking to A2 now, needs a big run, and Amy's
Yeah.
basically dead. Now drops to third
Yeah.
place and needs a final game of 110.4.
Yeah, it's technically on the table. Is it good? Eh. But yeah, I mean, listen, I hate to jinx things, but it's looking like Nate's taking home another crown.
It does look that way to me.
I'm
I
thinking
guess
Nate's going
Lucas
all the
has
way.
4 games, but would need 200 points.
Yeah, just a casual plus 200, just average 50 a game,
We've
light
seen
work.
it before. Anthony
Who?
did something similar.
Oh,
Didn't end up winning,
Jesus.
but did have a final 200 session. And I
Oh my
want to say
goodness.
Aaron also had one, but similarly didn't end up winning the league, just had a monster final session.
Here's the problem with that. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm checking my notes here on my clipboard, and I'm seeing that both Anthony and Aaron are not Snake players, and Lucas is. And
Yeah,
I
that
have a
is
hard
part of
time
the
believing
problem
a
here.
Snake player is going to go plus 50 for 4 games in a row. I
Maybe getting a
have a
couple,
hard
but
time. I could see
Matthew is a
2,
snake
maybe
player who's
3, but
done some crazy stuff, as we see here, sitting at that 164 in what
that's what
honestly
I'm
is one of his
saying.
weaker seasons.
That is true, actually. Yeah, Matthew just does like to turn up. I don't know what it is. I don't know what's going on up in Matthew's neck of the woods, but I would say I want no part of it. But I'm actually quite hoping I get a part of it. Sitting in 5th place, sweating B1 or A2, excuse me, for the next
Well,
couple
the
days.
the funniest outcome of A2 would be Kenyon coming up short, Julian coming up short, and then Irie stealing it from you at the very end.
Irie's of course gonna steal. I already knew. I looked at the thing. I was like, Irie only needs 60 and 4. I was like, I'm cooked. It's over. I was like, I'm so fried like a damn catfish. Although to be fair, if Irie gets 60, Irie's also playing Barry. So if Irie's getting that much, there's a chance Barry falls.
Yeah, that's
Just
the
with other
other
points.
thing.
So
Is
it's
Barry
I
can
have some
drop with
lifelines,
where he
but
is.
I'm gonna be sweating it. Let me tell you, I am definitely going to be not feeling like an easy pass in the A2, even done with the season. And I believe we are starting this next game in just a minute or a second here. Slated to start very, very soon.
Yeah, it says in a minute here, so meaning the game launched 4 minutes ago. Of course, we are on a 5-minute delay, as is normal
Yeah.
and required.
No cheatsies, no nonsense, no nothing. Oh, good. And I get to see the
Yeah,
results
now
from
we get
morning
to
team.
just sit here. Harrison, of course, definitely on the hot seat here.
Oh my
18.3% win rate, and actually
Yeah,
which is
welcome.
crazy.
Welcome to my season. I think this season has been horrendous for me. I've been getting nothing. I've been getting thrown to the dogs. 18% for me. I'm an aggressive player, I would say.
Well, it's
And
the
that's
deal
where
in
I'm at.
average is ridiculous.
Listen, that's how it is. I'm okay checking stuff. I'll throw tiles. And a lot of the time I'm doing that because I'm pretty sure it's cheap. And let's just say I've leveled up. I got the EXP. You're pinned. I got you. You're clocked. That's how I know. That's why that dealing's so low.
I
And
also noticed that the people you have Haru has just no call rate.
oh my
JU
god,
has a
dude,
small
Haru
one, and the other
slaps me
3 people
around.
are sitting there at over 40%.
If I don't call, if I sit below a 50% call rate, I'm cooked. I'm fried. There is no hope for me. I'm below Irie right now in the standings if I don't call that much. I gotta work like a dog for these hands.
Yeah, I definitely have embraced the pwn cat structure, and you will see a lot of that in promotion. But we should be seeing the game now. There it is.
Ooh, there we go.
Pinfu shape. Amy is first dealer. Again, needs 110. So at that point, honestly, I'm just playing for get the
Just
game
get
over with. Make a
just get
really
as many
ser-
repeats as
make a
possible.
serious
You
run
just
on your
need two
dealer.
10 hoes.
And if
Two
you're
10
not
hoes.
dealer,
That's
you
it.
just don't care.
It's like two 10
When
hoes.
I'm in
Yeah,
that
that's
situation, that's how I play it.
that's fair.
Jonathan has basically nothing to play for. Needs to avoid a minus 55.
Should be easy enough.
But other than that, just a bunch of pairs here.
Actually,
Maybe a
not
pin for a
we
Peiko shape.
we got to correct that statement. Jonathan and Simon almost have nothing to play for, but very importantly, both of them Saki in striking distance. Very important. Remember, that is
Yeah,
a condition.
would want a 24-5 third for Simon, and Jonathan would want a 36-4 second to lock up the Saki award.
You are giving me PTSD of when I got like minus 0.6 and had Saki sniped from me by 0.1 the last day of the session or of the season.
Well, regardless, we have a
Oof.
Spin Foodora by
Some value.
Aaron. Yeah, and
Aaron
Aaron has a
starting it up.
lot of work to do here.
Yeah, that's a start. Missed the E-Pot Sumo, which normally I would say whatever, but in Aaron's position might actually be about the only route towards getting anything done.
And we didn't even talk about Simon. Simon's position just there isn't much to play for. It's actually going to
Yeah,
be a pretty anticlimactic game because Aaron is in absolute desperation mode, and everyone else is like, let's just move the game along.
yeah, I got something better to do with my night. I got video games. I got toys to play with. I got midnight snacks. I got anything but
Sumo.
Armal season. Although we will
Well,
get a
there's the
sumo.
Sumo, Richie
card.
Sumo, Pinfu Dora. We'll see if there's an aura to boost it to a Mongon. There's not, will be the 5200, and we'll move to East 2.
I think my new bid is anytime Aaron misses even a little bit of value, especially on her own stuff, I'm going to say that might cost him.
Oh,
Which in this
Jonathan sitting
position
here
might
with
be true.
Ishanten Farichi Chanta.
Oh, we love that. We love Richie Chanta. Although we need to hit the east.
Now, kind of interested in why the 3-so was kept potentially to accept Dora. I kind of like just floating the honors, and if any of them pair up, you just take the Tempai with the Chanto.
I actually disagree because you have Peiko here, and especially on
Oh,
like that
whoa.
Daimon.
Okay, hold on. Now you have a possible Ipeiko and Junchan.
Oh, look at that. Just what Harrison was about to say. Crazy. Yep. I'm linked up. I'm A1. I'm A1 ready. The
And this is when
mental's
you,
there.
yeah, that I was going to call the 6,
Oh.
instead gets the 8, throw it back.
Honestly,
Absolutely throw
Dama
it back.
3-so. Oh, okay. Honestly,
Yeah,
I
I
kind
don't
of
think
like
there's
Dama
any other way to
3-so.
play this. You have to throw that back.
No, Dama 3-so, and then you can throw 9-pin for Peiko on the 7. There's 2 6s out already. I kind of like it.
Ooh, now this is an interesting one. Do you take the Furi-10? We'll
I
take
mean,
the
you have to
Furi-10
at
because
this
if you
point.
sumo the 7, it is still Jude-chan's sumo, which is Mongon. And just any upgrade here you probably take. Especially like a 1-mon would be an amazing draw.
You think if Jonathan ended up taking the Tenpai and would have sumo Nomi there, he would have taken it? Or do you think
No.
it would have gone
Oh,
for
yeah.
10?
Because it's Jonathan in this situation, maybe. Oh, you
Oh,
can
I caught
actually cut
that
a
fish.
9-pin. You can cut
Oh, to
9-pin.
guaranteed?
Each.
2 6s. That's so tough. Oh, and
And
that's
he
going to be
T.
does it,
exactly
reaching
it.
Junshan. We
Honestly,
have
I might
Tempai on the
cop.
right. East Dora 1, 4, 7, so wait. 7 is
Oh,
Genbutsu, might come
Tempire
out.
Cross. Are we going to throw 9? We
And we
are
have
going to
Tempai
throw
4-so
9.
6-pin. 4-so's
Sumo.
double own, but there's the sumo.
Oh!
Aaron shuts it down.
Aaron getting crisp 2K. That's really all I got to say. I don't really got anything else. Aaron's like still, at the base of this
2,000
mountain.
is going to do it. Aaron needs to go on a
Yeah.
run. This is
Okay, well,
not a
miss tag
bad
on
hand to
number
do
1.
something. 7-so would help immensely. The Sarichi Pinfu, possibly Peiko upgrades, can accept Dora. The shapes are pretty good. Distant 3, 4, 5 Sanshoku. There are ways to make value out of this. On the right, coming to Pinfu hand, nothing fancy here. Across the way, East pair can just call and go. Also the floating Dora. And on the
Home.
left, a whole bunch of crap with a few pairs. And Jonathan's hand is just a mess. The more I look at it, the more disgusted I
Yeah.
get. Well, the Anko on the right there for Simon, but there's just not really any value in the hand. The
Hey,
ones there,
remember, there's value in getting the hand done quick. So for Simon,
well, just
this is a
means the
golden goose.
Sanzo pulls it in. There's the 6. I imagine that
T.
gets called. Question is, you cut Doherty, you cut the 3-6. We'll cut the 6-mon for now. Floating
I like
Kutsuki
it.
here with the 4-pin Dora and a 3-mon. And that's the
Oh,
kind of draw Aaron was looking for. There's
yeah.
a reasonable chance here for a 2-3-4, or especially a three
I
four
think a
five
3-4-5.
3-pin Tempai across the way for Tone Dora 1.
Ooh, could come out here. Probably not, I would imagine, but a little bit better shape for Simon. It's not even really that much better.
Just throws it back. Well, also, you
Yeah.
want to keep the 1-3 just because you want to be able to
You
see
get the 4 pin
your
for Dora,
1.
yeah, and you get a good shift.
This is the
Could
Ishanten
also
with the
be pin
wider
200
shape.
to Amy.
We're going to have an Anko of the 7-pin on the left. Can kind of move this towards Toy Toy, but everything's still a bit of a mess. We'll throw the
I'm gonna play
6-so. Can
6-8.
Tone for Doratonki will not do so. And I think if you're playing with Amy, you probably should.
Yeah, it's Tonki on the Dora. Why not?
Well, there's a pair up of the
Double
3s.
3 pin doesn't
Now it
come out.
might actually come
Toy
out.
Toy.
The 8
Oh, we're
first.
gonna throw 8, man.
Well,
Somebody.
with the 3-4-5, you can't really go Toy Toy. And again, Simon has no incentive to do this.
T.
That's not true. You can always go Toy. You have 4 pairs. You can cut away from that 3-4.
There's Tempai. With the
Each.
6-pin cut, this is a good Ricci on the
No.
1. Oh no, Ricci's the 3 and
Yeah,
deals
with the
in.
3. Makes sense. Try and build like a Kabe or something. Protect
Tone
the
Door
2 for a
1.
cheap dealing.
It had a 6-pin cut, so I love the 9-pin weight.
Yeah, actually, that is a good point. No, was there already 1-9 on the board, or was it Shonpai?
Home.
Feel like there was already 1, so I feel like it
Even
was
if
just 1
there's one,
tile.
it's still just such a disgusting weight. Anyway,
Uh,
Simon's dealer here. Nice little Pinfu type hand. 7-mon would really help.
Amy
On the right, we have
is
a
racing.
7-mon pawn. Yeah,
Amy's
Amy looks like
going.
she's just playing to get to her dealer turn, and if she goes on a run there, great. And if she doesn't, she just keeps her position in the standings overall. Across the way, we have an East pair, can call and go there, but the important thing is East is also a Dora.
That could be a big deal. I could very easily see Aaron on the left playing this sort of heavy pair hands, although maybe not with that.
Well, I think you just
As
cut the
Cheetoy
one
on the
pin
Dora.
here.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
hedging
There
still,
was a
but
distant 1-2-3 Sanchiku, but it's just so hard with the 1-1-3-3. So just cutting the one and playing normally makes sense. There's another 3.
Oh,
Now you might actually play the Cheeto. You can cut
that's
7
pair
pin without
5.
losing a whole lot.
Yeah. Don't hate that. You still have a decent route to Tanya. It's gonna opt to do basically the same, but on the
Yeah,
4.
similar type of thing. I like the Nakasuji trap more, which is why I'd cut the 7.
Yeah, I have found that the higher I climb, the Nakasuji is more appealing because people will check that, but they won't check the normal Suji, even if they're not like as skilled. It's like
Well,
the higher you
Suji's
go, the
on
Nakasuji
7s
helps.
and 3s are just objectively pretty bad.
Yeah,
It's better than nothing, but it's not good.
not
Oh, well,
great.
there's an Anko.
Oh,
You actually
hold
have the Scott
on.
Anko route. This should be 7 pin.
It definitely needs to be 7 pin, but that is the other route. I mean, if Aaron's got a fish, oh, Aaron's
Oh,
going
he's going
all
for
the
the. Oh,
way.
okay. Again, with where Aaron is, playing for
Yeah,
Suanko
yeah.
can make sense.
I
Aaron needs something
I
to happen.
don't know about the Olin with the 3-4 though. I'm not 100% sure. It feels like a Sakagiri play,
Well,
which I
I
think is
feel, yeah.
admirable,
Again,
but
I just cut the 7 pin because then you don't lose
yeah,
any of your options.
exactly. At
You
least
still
keeping
have the
something like a
Suanko route. You're not
Chitoy open.
losing anything by playing it.
Yeah.
The 3 pin. So this is
Yeah,
definitely
passing it doesn't
Suanko
give us
type.
anything. Yep. Yeah, because even Cheetoy on the Dora is like valuable, I think, here, which is why I kind of like just playing the 7. Like, you're already down and out. Who cares about this like small Sakigiri? Like, I think the inclusion
Okay.
is well, okay.
Content for Suanko.
Okay, we'll push the 4. Someone's looking to say,
Yeah, just
how
walk
are
the
outs
pin now.
looking? 3 so, 1 in
Well, there's a
hand, 1 at the
2.
wall.
The Tempai on the right there for Amy.
There's still another 2 in the roll. There's 1 3 1 2.
5's a miss.
Con
Of
on the
course, we
6
also have
pin.
the
We'll just
3
get
so,
Sankatsu.
which is 1 left as well.
8 pin should be safe.
3 pin is
Sticks.
actually
Oh,
dead.
there's that last 2.
3 pin is dead, and this is the last 2.
Damn. I mean, can still get a nice hand. Maybe a reach will happen if Tempai on a
But
last
cannot
2
get
might be
Suanko
taken.
without a shift. This may be the 2 deal in, and there it is.
Yeah.
Suanko shut down by a Tanya Nomi.
Amy's going Final Fantasy. I hear you. FF Online, we're going. I think that's 14. I don't know much about that. Either way, though, now Ailey in the pilot seat, Amy in the pilot seat, misses the Tenho. Almost there. Just a 1 out of 240,000 away. Or even more. Always forget that stat. Is looking like she's going to put up a bit of an effort here. Play fairly normal.
Yeah,
Get a
if you're
Pinfu.
Amy, you just play this out. If you try to go on a dealer run, I'd push anything. There's no danger
Yeah.
of demotion. You don't get any real rewards for second place. So even getting ahead of Matthew, while it might be cool, doesn't really do anything for you.
Wait a second. That might not be true. Hold on. Checking my stats really quick. Because if I am not mistaken, yes. That is not true, Korak. There is a very big deal about Amy passing Matthew because guess what Nate has done? Nate
Has
has already won one of the leagues this year.
was
Meaning,
that this year? I thought that was last year.
was it last year? Am I bugging out? Oh,
I'm pretty sure.
I'm
Look at that.
hearing from the cupboard that apparently Nate has already won it. Wait, really? What are the difference for the roles? What
Well,
is the
no,
league? I'm stroking.
it's in a yearly tournament, and Nathaniel was in the last year's tournament.
That's right. I thought he had done it again. Well, I'm
No, he
just
had
using
not.
future
He
sight.
almost certainly will,
He's
though.
about to do it again, most certainly. Matthew has apparently already done it this year.
Yes,
So
Matthew
that's
has already done it. So yeah, if Matthew and Nathaniel had both already won, Amy would just be in position, and then it'd be a fight between Amy and Lucas for that last spot. But no, it's
but yeah.
much less
Oops.
intense than that. Anyway,
I just want to
Dealer
believe.
Tempai waiting on 5-8 for Tanya Nomi.
I mean, hey, remember, every single dealer repeat is a hit of the 1 out of 240,000 slot machine. So,
Second, Onko could have switched to a Tonki here with how bad the 8-pin is.
yeah, could have also like thrown 6 or done some weirdness, but I don't really know what you get
Are
from
you
that, but
hearing
I guess
someone else's
something.
beeper going off?
Oh, sorry, my bad. I actually have a queue in a restaurant right now, so they're trying to get me to come to my seat, but what am I going to leave this exciting mahjong game where everybody's playing to get it over with? Of course not. I would never do that.
Now,
Oh,
the
5
5-pin
pin.
upgrades the shape significantly there. You just got the 2. There it
Uh,
goes. 6 didn't do
Help.
anything. Should come out.
Would have liked it if
Well,
7
there's the
mon was
5.
still
I
there.
don't think that's going to get cut. It's probably 2. No, just hard
Gee.
folding of the 4. That'll get called.
4, 5,
Maybe
6.
some sort of brute
Sanchoku
force. 2, 3, 4 shots on
fishing.
the right.
We have a Dora. Sanchoku. There's just so much action. That's so meaningful all the time. Whoa, is that a Tenpai?
Yeah, it's Senpai. You just
We have
slam
a
this.
Nonman,
3
the
C
one
Dora
form
1. 1
on.
form on.
Oh, the
Home.
ones are
Damas. The
dead.
1
It's
is
so
actually
bad.
dead, and that's why this isn't safe.
There's already a 4
See
out.
5 of
Dude.
them out.
So bad. I'd honestly draw 3
And
too,
says,
yeah.
"Yeah, I'm out. Forget
Gee.
this."
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
You
I
see a
cannot blame
K-10
Simon in the slightest.
attempt
Oh,
on the right.
that's not back in the Tenpai, right? Yeah, not quite.
No, that's not
Fishing
Senpai.
around. Fishing around. Kind of knocking on Tenpai's door. Not quite there, though. Honestly, every temp I got from this kind of sucks, too. It's all kind of bad.
There's a 6. That may deal in unless there's a switch here. I'd throw the 7. It's safe, and yeah, that's gonna be the play. Good
Ooh,
dodge
okay.
there by Amy. The 7 came out 2
Quite
turns
smart.
ago, and the 6
Yeah.
deals into a Dory shape, so that's an
You're
easy
not
gut.
winning
But it's
anyway with
one
all these dates.
that a lot of people will miss just because they don't think about it. Autopilot, just throw it, whatever. But no, that'll get you in trouble if you're doing it wrong. Ooh, interesting decision here. Does
Gee.
just throw the 5 into this. Does get called, and it's Tempai on
Yeah.
the left now. We're gonna see 3 players Tempai, unless
Are we
Amy
going to throw
breaks
the
it. Yeah, 3-player
7?
Tempai.
Nope. Just going to throw 2 man.
2 had come out on the left not too long ago, so it was reasonably safe.
1 out of 240,000. Nope, not quite.
That's a pretty good
Almost good
starting
hand,
hand
though.
with 2
Yeah.
Dora and 2 Yakuhai and maybe
Dora.
Honitsu
I
and
mean,
maybe
yeah, let's just say
Baimon.
Honitsu. It's going there. Come on. There's
Let's
no
see,
way. There's
4,
no shot. Amy
5.
could draw 2 8s back to back, and it would still
There's a
be.
possible Toy here, but it does look like a
Yeah.
Hanuman.
I mean, even if it's a toy, it's probably in the pin too.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
I
it's
just don't see
definitely
any way you break away from it. It could very easily get to a Baimon, though. This could be crazy value. Not easily, but a fair route to a Baimon is probably
Oh,
asking for enough.
well, okay, that's gonna
Nope,
cheapen
nope,
the hand,
nope,
but
nope,
definitely increase the
nope,
win rate.
nope. We don't care about win rate. Actually, that is true. If we got to hit a 1 out of 240,000, the win rate is what's
Home.
prioritized. We're not looking for the cheap stuff. We're looking for the jackpot. No small prizes here. We're going for the
Well,
big
long
one.
gun's plenty here.
If this is stacker, we're saying we're going all the way. We're passing line 1, big prize. We're stacking, what is it, like 4 more times to it.
Well, it's you
Anybody
have
else
the
doing
oh, this
anything?
should be called. The 6-9's getting so
Yeah.
bad, you
Gee.
almost have to take it.
Yeah.
You're not thrilled with it, but it's like whatever. And we have Tempai on the right for Haku Nomi on 1-4, so to shut down
Whoa.
Amy's dreams.
Easy there. Wow, 4 1-sos in the wall and basically nobody able to play it well besides like Simon in quotation marks. Oh,
Okay,
I
if you
dropped
want
4
to
3
go with
2.
1-2, that's the draw you needed.
Oh, come
But okay, let's give it
on.
up. He just wants to win this
Amy.
hand.
You're only a 1 in 240,000 away. I know I'm getting that stat wrong too. 1 in 330K is what we're hearing for the Tenho chance. Seems much more reliable. Only a 1 in 330.
Yes.
Right there. Right
There
there.
really isn't much to say about these hands. It's between Dealer and Amy here. There's a chance on the left that if Simon can get some... Oh, there's Tempai. Ooh, that's disgusting. Just draws another Dora. Now can take the 3-pin weight, which would normally be really good, except Jonathan's sitting on 3 of them, and they're never coming out. There's the 4, so deals in, shuts it down, and with that, Nathaniel almost certainly becomes Armel champion.
Yeah. Hey, Lucas just has to hit like 5 10-0s and then do well the other 3 games. Simple.
Yeah, easy. Just make up the 200-point gap. Well, I guess it's not even 200. It's what, 185.
See, it's not even 200. Is your math right on that? Oh, yeah, just about. Hey, I've seen videos where people in video games have technically gotten worse or gotten more rare things, assuming that some random Joe on YouTube can calculate stats correctly. Because I tell you, I sure as hell cannot. Not
Yeah, I
possible.
can't either. Anyway, Jonathan sitting here with kind of
Oh
a
my god.
greasy nummy
They
hand.
called the
Nothing
pun.
fancy here.
Simon's
Oh,
got
the
to
one
choose
so immediate
the
backfire.
one.
Cuts the pension, and instead of just cutting the 4 and keeping the pension, this is why you often want to keep that pension. On the right, Pinfu Hand Pico option now with that 5 so upgrade. Across the way, Dora 2,
Okay.
but
A little bit more
at the
going
same
on.
point,
You might get like
the
a
value
toy
doesn't
door
really
too.
matter to anyone. And even Amy there on the left is like, well, I have to go for Yaku Mom, but cut the East, so Amy's done. She's not even gonna really try for anything here. It's really Aaron needs to go on runs.
So
This
let
is
me
the
ask
only
you
remaining story here.
a question as an A1 regular and aficionado, Korak. Are you see, should have kept the 3. Are you aware of the term
Home.
swag points?
I
Are you
am.
familiar? So how often do our A1 players also, a reach to continue the game forward on the left on 1-4 pin? Looks pretty decent in the wall. How often are our A1 players going to go for swag points? For instance, Jonathan there could have cut 8-9 penchant and tried to furry 10 sumo that 1-4 so because it would be quote unquote cool. You think that's a
There are
reasonable thing
oh,
to
that's
expect
gonna
from
be
the
a
players?
reachy.
Oh,
To
okay.
answer your question, there are times when you'll do it, especially if you have like a Rion
It's end of
Peko.
season with nothing going on too.
There are
Yeah,
times
that's what I'm
when it
saying.
has to be like actually cool, not hey, that's kind of
Well, yeah.
whoa shit, let's go.
Yeah, anyway, though, 3-6, am I right? No 3 mons, you
It's
pick
yeah,
it.
it's
That's
really
fair.
bad.
6 mon, 3 of those, decent chance of coming out, whatever. Amon come. How's our 1-4 doing? 1-4 still looks pretty decent. 2
Yeah,
ones,
one
2
four
fours.
is probably going to win here. The question is,
Matter of
can
time.
Simon get into this as well? May end up pulling the 5 and dealing out on the 4.
Yeah, that would kind of suck, but people get to go play their video game sooner, I suppose. Jonathan gets booted off.
Oh, there's the one.
Oh,
That's gonna
one
be the
pin
deal
comes
in
out.
Richie
Love
South.
it.
And the Ura, oh,
Oh,
and that
the moral
it
era.
hurts Aaron. Aaron, we said, needs 80 points here, and this is his last chance to stay in
This
A1.
is
Or he has to make it to the
horrendous.
title game, but we'll be playing
5
it from A2 if he can't go on a run right now.
5 tiles, 5 small tiles away from a 133 or 1 in 330,000 chance to hit a 10-0, which still would not put Aaron back in the game, but it would be a highlight. Maybe that's
If
what the
well,
players are
no, if
playing for.
Aaron had a Tenho as dealer because it's Tenho, they'd be
There's so many
48.
points.
Yeah, that is a
So many
ton
points
of
left.
points.
You need so
He'd
much
still be a
though.
little short, but I think it'd be around
Yeah,
Mongon.
you'd be in striking distance. You get a Mongon or a Hanemon and be right there if you're not past it. So I mean, you could play win rate. You never know. There's been 2 Chihos and no Tenhos normal. If I have that stat right, something like that.
No, we've had at least one Chiho in A1. I think
I think
there's
it's 2
been
Chihos. Yeah, 2
yeah.
Chihos, no Tenho. IIRC. That's if I recall correctly. For everybody who didn't pick up on that one.
Home.
So
Irk.
maybe Aaron's the first one to do it. See, he's taking that role again. He says, I
We'll go ahead and take the
pulled down the
overlap on the
handle.
4, 5, 7,
My
8.
stat line.
The 6 Mon would really help that hand. On the
Yeah.
right, hot seat pair, just
Oh,
call
we
and
have
go.
gotten a 10-0.
Across the way, Dora 2 would want to call this, but it's just not there. And on the left, there's a Penchun fill. Now, Ishunton has so many pairs, though. Wants to go Cheetoy and says, I'm going Cheetoy. I don't care what you think.
Yeah, I kind of like that. I mean, you got Toy, you got Suanko, you got some swag outs. I'm gonna start
Dealer
calling it that.
Senpai on 6-9 Mon.
6 Mon's getting kind of held.
Well, we'll
Two
see if it
sixes, two
comes out
nines. It
from
actually might come out to the
Simon.
right. Yeah.
Like, well, no, that actually really
Ooh.
incentivized the 5 cut, so that really locks
Yeah.
this in. The
I
problem
mean,
is
there's still
everyone
decent
else is
amount in
just
the wall.
very meh hands. You wanna
Hum.
be at least Ishan 10. We
Oh,
do see
Amy's
the
calling.
call here, looking for
6, 7,
that
8.
6-8
Ishan 10, I guess.
Sanshogu.
Oh,
No,
6
looking
man
for
might
that
come here.
7-8 Sanshogu
Similar
with a
cut to that
Tanyao
5.
and Tudora, but with only 1 door in hand.
We'll
Uh-oh.
have to go through. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Nope,
Well,
not
you
yet.
can
We're gonna
always
buy
call the
time.
5. You keep the perfect Ishan 10 for now. You should probably be
Oh, we're
oh,
gonna
so
cut
there
Done.
it
him.
goes.
Nope, we're gonna cut it early. Okay, let's pull
There's
the slot lever
1,500.
and let's
There's our
pull the lever
repeat.
arm. That's the bar sound. I know.
Gets
You
a
got chills right
Dora.
there.
There is a 609 Sanjika looking pretty good here. Possible Itsu as well.
6,
There's
7,
some
8.
value here. This is a pretty good hand to repeat. Best hand, though,
Good
may be
door
on
right
the
away
left
though.
with the south pair. Can just call and go. On the right, Richi Pinfu Tanyo Ipeiko looking pretty good. And across the way, Hatsu pair. So very callable hands except for dealer.
Yeah, but I mean, dealer's
Hum.
got the shape to back up like a closed hand, even though everybody else is fast. Like,
Whoa! That 3-so
this shit's pretty
cut.
good. Hey, let's go, Jonathan. That's the cut I love. That's Honitsu. That's big money. Swag points. That's a first place play. We're calling the
Eat.
East. We're going Honitsu. We're doing crazy stuff. We're seeing dealer reach. We're backing away. We're folding out. Yeah, I've imagined. Oh, we'll play
Mistakes
9 mon Genbutsu.
may
Hum.
have been
Probably
made
4
at
4.
some point.
Oh,
Or we could just be
okay.
going.
Hold on. Hold on. Ah, we got the 4-pin pod. We get a little crazy. We going Toy Onitsu. We'll probably play West, maybe. Maybe we'll just shove the 7. Who
7,
cares?
yes, 7.
Oh, okay. We're playing. We came to scrap. It's
Ishunten on the right now.
gonna play the 1 over the green.
Interesting, because
I
the
guess that's
1
fair. It is Suji, so at least it
we
probably
should
doesn't deal into
go for
dealer. It might deal in
1,
across,
2,
but
3 for my pair, because the hand doesn't have a pair yet.
yeah, that is a good point. Oh, there's your pair. This 3-pin gonna get pushed. We're gonna push 1 first, so probably gonna cut 2-pin after that if we're cutting anything.
Nakasuji 6 is pretty safe.
Ooh, 6-pin. Do we trust it?
And it looks like Simons
No
doesn't
way.
even care about the dealer, just wants to avoid
No,
dealing
7
into
so was Genbutsu. 7
yeah,
so was
wants to
Genbutsu
avoid
on.
dealing into Jonathan
Hum.
especially.
Yeah, that can be a massive hand. Like Jonathan's hand is the exact type of hands where I'm like, that is the one that's gonna kill me. That's the one that's gonna strike me down if I'm
Well,
leaving
he's going
gaps.
for Shosushi, but that may be the end of it. The 5's actually pretty
Yeah.
useless with the 4 pulled.
Yeah, you want to con anyway.
Or
Yeah,
the
we'll push
back.
5. Who cares? It's like half Suji on the good side now that 4 is out. 7 comes up, 8 mon. Who cares? Yeah, that's right. 6 mon, that's some shape. We're gonna cut 8 mon though. I mean,
Pretty
the
safe.
problem for Aaron here is that Jonathan is just giving everybody every safe tile in the world to play. That's not like near the 3-pin. So everybody can kind of just run away, which I mean, I guess Aaron gets to take another like pull of the Tenho slot machine, but I mean, he's still got like 329,900
Chitoitsu
something.
content on the right. Wait, no, it's not. There's a I thought there's a 2-2, so it's a 2-3.
No, yeah, 2-3. But
Now it's
Ishanten for real
Chitoitsu
now.
content,
Yeah. A
yeah.
little bit of a future
It
read.
just was
North looks
ahead of
bad.
schedule.
Hum.
We're gonna see some
Oh, we're
contra
gonna con
flow.
that.
We up
Yep. Probably West, right? It almost has to be. Yeah. Although both 1 pins out, so
and that's a miss. So we will have 1 player tempai.
yeah. And we're pulling the slot machine again. Are we hitting a 10 ho?
Nope.
Well, still a good hand, so it looks like we're gonna get another pull before the end of the night for Aaron. Although I
Hum.
will say Simon on the right has a decent hand. The speed is not the best, but it's not the worst. Amy calling across, although Amy definitely has a slow hand. Says if I'm gonna win it all, I gotta call this tune for it. So I might as well take it.
4 pit's a nice draw, both on the left and the
Yeah.
right. Upgrades both hands significantly.
Yeah,
Amy, of
Jonathan
course,
looking
called the
close.
tune.
Should
Looking
get an E-Pico,
for just a
Pinfu.
quick hand. Doesn't really care about this game. Again, everyone at this table, except for Aaron, she's saying, "Get me out of here."
Yeah, saying I'm done. I wouldn't even imagine. I wouldn't be surprised if Simon just says, you know what, the second I get dealer, that's last hand. Like no nonsense, no crazy shenanigans, not giving people a chance to cheat or have disaster, befall me. I'm just gonna make sure the game ends the second I get
Beach.
dealer.
No, let's Tempai. Could have domined here with the Tuso weight.
Why do that when we can reach you? Isn't that more fun? Oh, Aaron does not keep the 7, so I was thinking maybe a 9 pin there.
I'd cut 9 pin as
Uh,
well, but he's
yeah,
doing
you
this
could
to
have some
set the 8.
Sanako shenanigans. You have some other options. Not quite as efficient, but it gives you
Oh,
those
there's
big
the
wins
last
that you need.
Tuso. Tuso is dead now.
Beach.
Oh, there's that south.
Okay, so we'd end up in the
Calling
same
it
spot
7 so
anyway.
draw. Calling it
Ricci,
7 so
non,
draw
and yeah,
right
there is
here.
no remaining Tuso in the wall.
Yeah, just the 1 for
So just the 1-4, and there are
timer.
3 of them. 1-4, 2 1s. She does, of course, have extra fu. You have the double Onko of Terminal and Honor. So we'll be 50 fu on our own.
Mm-hmm. Might be coming out. This is nice because we get to watch defense. We're gonna throw that 3 mon. We got 2 4s out. Sorry, 3 4s out. 2 mon right below 2, discarded right below the 4. So 3 mon looking all right. Better than anything else in our hand.
Of course, the funny thing here is Amy's best choice is to throw a Tuso and deal in.
Right.
Even
This
if
is
it drops her potentially to 4th, if there's Samura here.
yeah.
But it just doesn't matter. You want the game over.
One of the things that I've really picked up on this season, and this may just be like Harrison's occultic defense lessons, but I find it that if you drop something that's pretty much naked on the board, like nothing by it, completely far away, more often than not, it feels like it doesn't deal in, and you need to be really careful when you get when you get a lot of one specific Suji pair. So, like for
The
instance, for
the
Amy
second
with
one
that
is actually
2-5, the
true.
second one's actually real because, yeah, with all those 2-5s, like you have most of them. That means if somebody needs it, odds are they don't have it yet.
Well, no, you got the order wrong. Someone
Is that
needs it.
it?
They just don't have it.
Well, exactly. So someone needs something, and if it happens to be that Suji pair, they're much less likely to have it because you have all of them.
Right.
I still
Especially
think the
like
first one.
double Onko on the same Suji
Yeah,
line. I've done that before. And the
and that's
deal
more
in
makes
those
sense.
late is so high. Anyway, 2 players Tempai. There's nothing to say over there. A
We'll
bit
pull it
unfortunate there
again.
for Aaron.
Missed the 10 host slot. Third time, not the charm.
Does still have a
Another
call the
decent
Yaku
hand.
High. Might even go Honitsu with this. On the
A
right,
lot
give
of
him a
points in the
Pinfu
middle too.
hand.
39.
Maybe 1, 2, 3 Sanchiku shift. Across the way, West pair. That is a Yaku High. Amy can just call and go. And on the left, we have a Haku pair. Also potentially Chaunch if we cut the 4-5.
Amy, really importantly across too, can decide to play a Honitsu for the
Jonathan should
cooler
just
hand
call this and
points.
end the game.
Jonathan, yeah, can also do that very quick. Although, very importantly, the wall has to provide the Yakuhai. I don't know about you, but the wall has not been doing that for me recently. So, if it's following suit here, that could kind of throw a wrench in things.
Well, we have 2. Well, there's the
Oh,
Yaku
spoke
High
too
fill.
soon. Well, looks like the wall is done. Wall is clocking out, saying, let's get this over with. I've had a long day. I need to hop off my feet, not be providing these players
Oh, and
tiles.
that's 6s. That's
Oh,
actually Tempai.
Tempai
Yeah, I
on the
would
6 mon or
Dama
the
here and,
9.
yeah, wait on the
Yeah.
9 like this. Yep. Because there are so many upgrades here. You just wait on the 9 for now. We see a couple of 8s.
hmm
The 9 looks really good. And there are just so many upgrades.
Yeah, you get like 4 mon for a 3-sided Novaton. You
Oh, what do you think
get
of
North's not even that
Peichon?
good.
It's
It's
dead.
hell
2 out.
wit.
It's really bad. I don't like this.
Hey, but here's the thing: 2 out, someone draws that North. Guess what? They're not
Oh,
afraid
yeah,
of
they're
dropping
definitely
that
well, no,
North.
they actually hold it because it's a safe dial.
That is true.
I have
Aaron
had that
won't.
happen to me before. I am the
You take
smartest
the dirty
guy.
out way.
Oh, no! Then you dig in the log. Well, that's what I get for Dama.
Yeah, well, that's your problem. You dug in the wall for it. The only thing you'll find in the
We
wall of
have
Shen
Tempa on the
is
right on 3 Mon, free Peiko no Mi.
so 4, 3, and 7 mon all lethal. 1 7 mon in the wall. 2 3 mons. Are we gonna see a Hatsu Hatsu from Aaron? Might drop it
So
here.
he's
It's like
trying
a
to figure out
Pinfu
which
Tanya
Sancho
route.
he wants to go for.
Think so?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, you're right.
1.
Option 5 6 7.
And,
Oh yeah,
Simon says,
wait
"I'm
one time,
done," and he hits
Simon.
Ippatsu, reach Ippatsu Ipeiko.
Amy says, let's end it.
No, or a big win there.
Okay.
Amy will end up dropping into 3rd place now, and
Now,
we're in all last, and there's no reason whatsoever for Simon to play this. So if you're concerned about the Saki award for Simon, he
that's what I
actually
was
needs
gonna
to
say.
drop to 3rd. Needs
Yeah,
to take,
Simon needs
what,
to
a
take a -7.
Haneman Sumo, I think would get him
Uh,
pretty close if someone else Haneman
yeah.
Sumo.
I mean, it with the -5, assuming that Simon ends this game at 3rd and
Let's
not
see.
2nd,
He needs
then it
someone else
would
to buy him
be.
on Sumo.
Is that it? Minus because we need what? A
That'd be minus
minus.
8,000, so he needs to be minus
Yeah.
5.5, so 24.5.
Hmm. Yeah.
So, yeah, a Baimon Sumo and
Gets
Simon
pretty
probably
close.
for someone else, and Simon probably gets the Saki award.
I forget the Saki's by league, right? Not just
I think it's
overall. Because if
1
it's
overall.
overall, oh well, I think somebody's at minus like 0.2 and see if I'm not mistaken. Oh, I'm hearing from the cabinet, hearing from the cupboard. Supposedly multiple people get it as long as they're within a certain range, which if I'm unmistaken, is
Yeah,
within
it's
one
much more
point.
restricted. If you
Closest
get it
person in
less
the league
than
within 1
1,
point.
I
I wouldn't
think
say.
everyone's
Or
supposed to
closest
get it,
in
and
the
if
season.
no one is within plus minus 0.9, then it goes to the lowest in the entire league.
Damn. Remember when I got a like minus 0.3 or minus
2.
0.4 and didn't get Saki? Wasn't that
I think
crazy?
you may have to take that up with Ember because you may have deserved it.
No, I got sniped the absolute last game of the season by Will after crashing
Ooh,
out and not
that's right. I
promotion.
remember that.
Yeah, no, it was a big crash out too. I was upset. I demoted next season because I was just tattered.
1.
I had nothing more to play for. I had to go on a training
Harrison and
arc.
Ruins. Speaking of Ruins, we have Tempai across the way.
Oh my
Reaching
goodness, is the game
Tanya,
over?
possibly Peiko.
Are we going that way? Who's Tempai right now? What do we got? 8-5
Jonathan.
across. Dama. Kenbutsu the dealer. Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, hold on. Aaron's playing something crazy. Oh, there's a lot of 8-5 left in the
Aaron just
wall.
at this point has to come up with a triple Yakuban. So I guess with where his score is, would a single Yakuban be enough? No, I don't think that's
Shouldn't
enough.
be. Not his dealer.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, Steve could lose like a bajillion points, and like Shelon could also use like a bajillion points, and a Yakuman could matter.
Right.
But,
It's Steve.
you could
We
also
don't
hit a
really
10-0,
expect him.
so yeah, I need Steve to do
And
well.
he's
I
really
need
making the decision here, not even going to call the East. So gonna try and play this out at least.
Yeah. I need all the invitational players to do really well right here so they do bad at the invitational when I cash in. And
I don't know.
notice
I had
how
some
it works
genuinely
for me.
god awful hands in my first 2 games this session.
Oh, you had some bad hands. I had some bad sessions, buddy. You saw my win rate. I was playing dog
Oh,
stuff
there's our
over and
sumo on the
over.
expansion. Richie sumo Pinfui Big Tanya. There
No one
is
pre-tipped this.
Mongon. No, can't get to the Baimon. Oh, and no Aura. This will
Yeah,
overtake for second place and knock Simon down under 30K.
yeah, not quite enough for the Saki though,
But Aaron will get a
unfortunately.
first here, but that's not going to be enough. Aaron almost certainly heading to A2 now. Jonathan
Yeah,
6.5 gets to still in the negatives, but pretty close to even.
yep.
Similarly, Simon takes a small hit, close to even as well. We can see
Hmm.
they're up to the standing 4.3 and 4.9. And Amy takes a minus 20, will pretty much lock herself into third, unless
Yep,
Lucas goes on a run, but not really competing for the championship as a
yep.
result of the first game here. Needed a big run this series and got a decent run, and then it just ended. And
Happens.
so we can't punch all the tickets yet, but everything is looking pretty clear. The
Yeah.
remaining most important storyline, as far as I am concerned, is can Bishan dig himself out of the hole? And Christine has 2 games to get out of Dustin. I know the Christine is at my day.
To
Those games will be tomorrow.
to be fair, too, I've been telling Dustin for months. We kind of both agreed that for me to rise, he has to fall. Very importantly, one DC
Well,
player
Dustin was
must be
going
sacrificed.
down, and then this last session got like a +90.
I hate this guy every time. Always gets dug out right at the end. You know what that means? Irie's hitting big tomorrow or whenever Irie's playing, and I am crashing out. It's over for me. Oh yeah, but no, Barry can crash out too, and then I'm still fine. I don't know. We'll see. I think those games are getting played Wednesday to finalize the A2. No, tonight's Wednesday. Maybe tomorrow. Scheduling's so weird with the
Yeah,
holidays.
okay, yeah, I pulled up Dustin's sets. He started this series at -120, took a negative in the first game, and ended up first, third, first, and net of around 60 points in the series. So he was right around below where Christine is and right at where Aaron was. And
Hmm.
then just had a couple big wins there on the end to basically get out of the danger range, but is currently the cut line.
Yeah. We
All
do
right, so we
have
have another
multiple
game.
games. Yes, we do have a B1 that I believe is either partially started. We also have, I know, an A2 going around. I think, oh yeah, they're both on their last game. I believe B1 has a little bit more to play for, so I think we're hopping down there. The A2 game, everyone's kind of cemented their spots.
Yeah, Matthias is on the cut line,
Yeah,
but there's a almost 80-point gap between Matthias
yeah.
and
And
Jinlong.
Haru's at the top.
And
Haru
Haru is
said
not even in
Eric
danger.
needs to
There's no
dig
like double
out.
promotion, so yeah, that game doesn't really have much impact.
So
And
Eric, we
you
won't even
saw
know
us
until
going off
Claire
the rails that
happens.
last
Yeah.
game because there wasn't that much to
You
play
gotta
for.
say,
Unless Amy went on a run, it was just
yeah.
going to be basically that.
B1 though should be interesting. The game we're going for. We have Dylan B, who I guess could drop a little bit and go into the fifth slot of promotion. Might get a little dicey with Oliver K on the same table. So Oliver has a good game. Dylan has a bad game. All of a sudden, Oliver might pass, get into the promotion range. We also have on the opposite side of the standing Stephen L, who needs a very doable about plus 30 ish in
Yeah,
order
he
to
just
get
jumped
out of
Ryan
promotion.
here. They're
So like a
waiting for about
45 first will
Sarah.
do it. And Christian M, I believe, is the fourth one.
Yeah,
And Christian M
Christian
needs to avoid a bad
similarly,
game.
stay positive. Christian's condition is very simple. Stay positive and you're almost certainly safe.
Yeah, should be fine. Sarah still has some games to play, but just build yourself the buffer. You'll do fine.
All right, dealer here is Christian with a Pinfu type hand.
Okay.
And now the one pin Onko, so now just
Well, it's foo.
Domi. There's
We got
door
the foo
acceptance.
machine. Anytime when you have, fun foo. Got 40
East
points on it.
Dunton on the right also potentially can accept 2 Dora. Well, that allows you to accept a Dora or an Ipeco. Actually, a pretty decent value draw. Across the way, bunch of pairs and an Onko. So, a few different ways you can play that. Of course, you do have the 2-mon, 5-mon upgrades, or you can just connect there and be East Dunton. 2-mon, 5-mon would be ideal. Of course, if you draw 3-mon, 4-mon, or 9-pin, you have Sun Onko potentially. On the left, we have Hatsu pair and a floating Dora. If you didn't have that door, I'd just sell out on Honitsu with even as bad as the rest of the shapes are.
Yeah, I mean, that's why with a hand like this, I kind of want to cut away from like that 9-mon, especially first, and then like technically you have a 1, 2, 3 Sanshoku that's lower. Are you hitting it? Pretty much never, but it's there. Justifying keeping the Dora and not just rushing a Honitsu. Although after I call that, I probably cut 9-5. If I pair up Dora, get some value
Exactly. And
there,
if we
get to the
draw near
Mongon
door, it's
some way or
fine. A 3
another.
shows
Yeah.
perfectly acceptable here. Even this 9, I'd
Oh,
hold
I would keep
9
that
plus
9. I would
5.
play
Yeah.
5-mon, I
I want
think.
to be playing for some sort of value. And we do have
Yeah.
Sanchoku now for
Something a bit aggressive.
Christian, Ishanten for Richi Sanchoku.
There's some interesting sort of things going on in Toyman's hand. Cuts away from that 8, so it's going to be Steven, who also has arguably the most to play for right now. Needs to get some points
Christian
really
not
bad.
taking good shape. Oh, that's Tempai across the way.
Oh,
Sadonko, this
Yeet.
should always be an 8-pin Ricci.
yeah, have
Will
to.
be. There are
You
only
have that
2 outs
Suji
left,
trap
but
on
there's
the
such
9.
a value difference that I think you just have to take this.
Yeah, I do Sumo's big value. That's Mongon. That 9p is super trapped when it gets to someone's hand. Unless it fits in there, it's probably getting dropped. It's too much. It's too much value on the board.
Christian's just shoving. Wants this Sancho really
Yeet.
badly. That is
Mhm.
Tempai on the right for Ricci, Pinfu, and then either Ipeco or Dora. But Dora, we have 2 of those on the left now. Can just
Can we
continue
trust
cutting
the
this Sancho or
6?
2-pin. And we'll do so.
I
There's
Yeet.
full
Tempai for
commit
dealer. Ricci's possible.
on the 3.
Ejipatsu! Ricci,
Oh, on the
Epatsu,
Sancho
Sancho,
side.
Mungan.
Oh, that's a hit. Who is that? Who was on the right? That was
That is
Dylan. Oh,
Dylan
that's a
taking
big
it.
hit to Dylan. I mean, Dylan has a lot of buffer. Unless Oliver passes, Dylan's still probably set for promotion as long as Dylan doesn't drop like an insane 60 points, but that's sweating a little bit.
But Chris is going to be dealer again here. Has kind of a Pinfu type hand, but a Penchon that needs the 7 so, potentially Peiko in Pinzu. If you draw 1 or 2
Mhm.
pin. On the right, we have similarly a Kanchun filled distant Pinfu hand across the way. Nice little Pinfu hand with some Dora. Maybe you cut 9-9, go Tanyao, and it's the play. On the left, we have similarly a pretty standard Pinfu hand with a Dora, Ricci, Pinfu, Dora, Ishanten. And a whole bunch of misses this time. Oh, Dora pair up, so now you have a bunch of options. The normal cut here is 3 bond. You can also go 1-1. I kind of like the 1 so as an option because it does let you move towards Itsu as a different route. Plus, with the 1 so already being cut, you're not really using it as an Onko shape. Instead, cuts the Ryanman. That's a really awkward cut. That is Tempai for dealer
Yeet.
with Ricci Ipeco. Waiting on the 2-pin, the Suji to the Ricci tile is part of the standard Ryankan shape. That's why you don't trust Ricci Suji.
Sumo.
Oh, just sumo it yourself there, Ricci Patsu, Sumo, and Ipeco. That is Mongon level. No aura, but Christian says, I don't want to go down.
Yeah, Christian keeping on this dealer run, taking another shot at the 10-ho slot machine. Doesn't quite get us there. But again, still a decent shaped hand. Kind of ugly with these pairs and all that. But you draw like a 4-pin, a 7 so. All of a sudden, we're right back there.
Yeah, 7 so a big tile. 2-pin would also really help on the right.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of a Pinfu shape. Maybe a Junchan Swanshiku type
Pump.
hand. 79 looking pretty good. We see the Chun Pone across the way. Maybe a toy, but probably just a regular call and go. Interesting. Passes the 2-mon. I'd never pass that.
Yeah,
Once
it
this
feels too good to
Kanchan
take
shape.
here.
Yeah,
I mean,
you
I
have
guess
so many
maybe
reps
easier to
without
work
it.
in the 1-pin, but I just don't see
Well,
it.
you just don't need the 3 so.
Oh my god, Christian is building up a monster currently. That 5-pin is such a huge draw. Still gets the E-pick on the door. There's still 2 1-pin on the wall. 7
And on the
so still
left,
looking
is
good
that
too.
Ishunten? Is it Kutsuki? Yeah, that's Kutsuki Ishunten for Ricci
Mhm.
Pinfudor 1. And of course, there cuts the 3 so, immediately draws another, because why not? Dealer
Yeet.
Of
Tempai now,
course, wow.
Ricci,
Yep.
possibly Peiko, 1
Rishi
4-pin.
Dora, possibly Peiko.
Sumo.
Oh, and just does it
Oh
again.
my goodness, something's in the water. Crazy wacky zany hot shots. Or for
Yeah,
the
it
fun
was
of
just
it.
the what was already Hanemon with the Apatsumo on
Dora
Dora. Easy game. And now
collecting
just does
Yaku.
a cheat toy Dora 2-hand. Could even go toy with this.
Jeez. Yeah,
Sometimes
7
you
so
just
or
have to
6
deal with
one
the
comes
flow
up.
monster, and that's what you're seeing. Yeah, Ishan
Blech,
Tenfu G-Toitsu should be the 8.
blech, I would
Cuts
think.
once
I'm
got
trying to hide
1,
it, I
gets
think, with
another
the
in
1
the 8.
mon.
On the
I would
right,
have
we
rather
have a
did though,
Honitsu,
yeah.
a hand we're like, this is great. And we see where dealer is. You go,
Little do they
the hand on the right
know.
drinking a bit in comparison. Across the way, nice little Tanyo hand, and on the left, pretty standard
My
Pinfu hand,
hands.
nothing much
It's got
there.
13 tiles. Some stuff going on.
2-pin pair, possibly Peiko upgrade across the way. 5 so does nothing. We're going to cut the pay now that it's 2 out. It's not really that useful.
Yeah.
6 is a nice
Too
fill
hard to
across
pull.
the way. Ishunten for potential Richi Pinfu Tanyao Ipeiko Dora.
Yeah, in the dream world, it'll get there. 7-so draw, although 7-so's a little bit hard to get around these parts. Ooh, as Dylan on the right, filling in more of that Honitsu.
We have an
Building up block
Ishunten
by
on
block.
the left, but there's just not much there yet.
Yeah. God, I think you got to take that 3-mon. No, doesn't like it.
Really holding this 7-mon for a long time. I'm not quite sure why, though. Now, that
Yeah, a
6
little
6
dangerous.
mon across the way is a really interesting draw. It does move you towards the Chutoitsu, but instead breaks it. And there we have Tenpai on the left for Richi Pinfu waiting on 5-8 pin. 4 on the wall. We have a pair of 5s in front of us and a pair of 8s across. You have an Anko of the 2-mon. Can just start pushing this. I'd go with the 3-pin.
Yeah, I think you have to there. It's a little uncomfortable, but I mean, it's either that or the 4-so. 4-so, I think, also isn't terrible with this board.
6-pin is Genbutsu.
Yeah, I think you got to play that. Still have that Shitoi backup route.
1-pin
1-pin, I'm
Suji. Yeah, you
tossing.
just
Who
go like that.
cares?
8
Chompa
upgrades
is
to shape.
fake.
Feels like on the right, Dylan's just giving up on this.
Yeah, it's 6-4. Kind of devastating cuts. The 3-so does look little scary. Betting on
Let's
that
chance
9.
to get back
Oh,
in,
and
but
it's going to
instead
actually
calls
cost
it
the
and deals
8
in.
out. The last
Rishi
7.
Pinfu. No
Concealed
Aura will
one
be
chance.
with the extra Holma there, gets it to 2,900, and we are in East 2 now. Dealer has a bunch of floaters, but it could also just be a Tanya hand. On the right, we have pretty standard Pinfu across the way. Kind of a messy floater hand. There are some distant upgrades for Richi Pinfu Dora, but it's not great. On the left, a much better hand for possible 2-3-4 Sanjuku, Richi Pinfu Tanyao Sanjuku Dora. But, of course, still needs a few draws to get there. And 8-mon is not one of them. Completes that into a Penchon with a 9-8 now. Pretty useless. Dealer has this really awkward 7-7-7-8-9, but other pairs in the hand. So you're probably going to end up cutting the 8 and 9 from that using the Anko. 6-mon across the way. Extends the shape in Manzu. Goes against the 2-so. Wants the 2-pin floater held for now.
Yeah, trying to fish around, maybe draw 3-pin, get a Dora. You might even. Well, I guess
No,
you
he
can't
gets
really
the
walk
Ishan
down
and
to
just takes it.
Sanchoku, but yeah, it's too good.
And there's our
2-pin's
call.
too inefficient at
Going
that
for
point.
the Tanya, there is not really a Sanjuku unless you can pair up the 6-7 so. But
Yeah.
will be Tanya Dora 1. Dealer now
Oh,
Tenpai
dealer
doesn't
Tenpai
take it.
doesn't take it. Going a
Like
Tanya route,
such
a
a
little bit easier to
terrible
call.
wait. I don't mind this.
Yeah. Okay, now we got some better
Ooh, now
options
that's
here.
interesting because if you get the 8-pin draw, you actually have a 2-5-6 weight.
Huh, yeah. Nobeton stuck around
Oh,
that,
Tenpai on the left.
whatever that Onko with Kanchan is. I don't know the name for it. On
Yeah,
5-8, though.
yeah, the 5-8 is actually pretty good.
Yeah, it's doing good
4
in
on
the
the wall
wall.
still.
It seems like a matter of time. Could also get
Offered on
dropped if
the
Dylan,
one
like, wants to
so.
check 5
Oh,
instead of
MD
2.
dealing. There it is.
Yeah.
Just the 2 Han. And Chris says,
Tanya
you know all
Dora.
that dealer that I want on? I still want more points.
Okay, chat. Let's play a fun math game. How many points does Christian need to get with Uma bonuses to get Saki? Has to get, very importantly, actually, Christian has a, what is that, 0.4 range, because has to get either plus 0.2 or minus 0.2. Oh, wait, Kevin actually still has games to play, so I guess just needs to get within that
Yeah, you're not that
2-point
worried about
buffer.
where Kevin's at right now. Anyway, dealer moving towards Ishanten now. But interestingly, if you get the Tempai as dealer, I guess you take it. But at the same time, I kind of want to get the 9-8.
I
With
mean,
the
honestly,
essentially
yeah, I just kind of want an excuse to get rid of it. You draw like 6 so, maybe even 1
6
so.
so I'd
I'm probably just
absolutely
getting
cut
rid
it.
of 9-8.
1
Yeah,
so, nah, I'd probably cut it, but
I
I'm
think you
happy about
have
it.
to.
On the right, we have
Yeah.
the South Call and a overlapping shape in Monzu with a 4-5-7-8. Across the way, we have a Pinfu hand. You want to go to Junshan, but you have got the 5-6 Mon. And on the
Yeah.
left, pretty standard Pinfu shape there, nothing fancy.
Yeah, nothing too bad going on.
7 so, they'll pause.
Ooh. I
Ooh.
would drop 8-9 here. Yep.
Yeah,
I think
going
that's
for a
fair
lot of
too.
value because
Tanya
you can
too.
also you can pair up any of 8 Mon, 2 so, and 5 so, and just take the Ipeco.
Yeah,
You're
you could
really
also
sad
get
that
like 2
okay,
pin, maybe
hold on.
even 4
I
pin
think
too.
that second 3 pin is a mistake to pass.
Yeah, I think you kind of got to take it on the 2-5. It's
Yeah,
too
it's
good, and your
so
shape is
bad
too
now.
bad now.
Like now you're Tempai on the Hellweight 3 pin.
Yeah, you're gonna have to draw like a weird Shabo on 2 pin 5 so, which isn't good, or 4 pin 5 so, which isn't good, or a
We have
weird
a
Entotes
Richie
that's not good.
Nomi across. Oh, that's an interesting draw.
Mm,
Instead, just
I'm
gets
gonna
rid of
play
the shape
Genbutsu
3.
3. I kind of
Riso
get it.
deals in on a Patsu, Richie Patsu.
Uh-oh.
Or a
Oh, there
3!
was an 8 so. I was just about to say, how many 8 so's are out? Not enough.
Christian
What are
says,
they
no, this is
putting
my
in the
game.
water?
Demotion, no, no, no.
Oh.
Why don't we start dreaming of promotion?
I
It's
mean,
still a dream
technically
at this point,
possible.
but it's only East 4.
I mean, I see other people right now having a nightmare, so it's a zero-sum game, Mahjong is. So the worse their nightmares become, the better the dream gets for Christian.
Yeah, you just think you have points. They're my points, you're just temporarily holding them.
Yeah, you're holding them, and buddy, it is collection day.
All right, well, dealer here is Oliver. Has a few pairs here in a floating door. I could go Tanya, would like to cut the 9 so pair, but on the right, the hand's moving very quickly towards Honitsu. Although with that, may just take the Ishunten for Hatsudora 1. Cross the way, double Penchun and Monzu. The rest of the hand looks good, but that Penchun is terrible. And on the left, that's definitely looking towards Honitsu. There's some backdoor routes to maybe a Sananko, but I think you're just going to go ahead and cut all of the Monzu anyway.
Two pin doing a whole lot of nothing for Steven. Oliver says 9 mon, wouldn't want a beer, drops it.
Well, the problem that okay, that fills the
Okay,
issue
well,
pretty cleanly. You also
yeah,
have a
that'll do
door
it.
you really don't want to have to cut, but if you get Tempai, I think you should have to throw it.
I mean, here's the other thing. 6-7-8 Shanshoku is possible with this hand. Ooh, tough with that draw, though.
I like that. I
Very,
like
very
that
tough.
cut a lot because now you can still continue to accept the Dora. And if you do get like the 1-4 pin, because the one's already really bad, you just take it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Tempai on Dora on the right.
Yeah, could if they wanted to be tricky, too. Throw
Oh
the
no,
6 and win on
dealer.
the 8,
Okay,
but
dealer may get away from it now, but that was definitely headed
yeah.
toward throwing the Dora.
Yeah, kind of a hard throw, especially against that late 2, so
You just have to
something's weird
push
there.
this, especially with
Yeah,
the
who
flow
cares?
you've been having. Just go.
Yeah, you're hitting. Might as well. Cut the 2. I mean, if 2 and 4 cut, 3's passing. That's good. That's
Well,
safe
the
in the
fours
bank.
are there are 3 out at this point. Oh, could wait on the east for the Honitsu, but it's the same value on the Dora. I guess not
Yeah.
technically the same value because you have 2.
Whoa.
Well, that's a Dora pair up. Should be 8 so here.
Yeah, I think it has to be.
Nope, gonna try and just
Too
fold out.
scared.
And
I
now
mean,
the 8 so
technically,
comes with a
Cheetoy
really sad.
pairs. Cheetoy pairs.
And that's
There's
the
like, there's
last
the. Oh!
Dora. Oh
No, that should be
no!
8 so. That has to be 8 so there.
Oh
That's a bad miss. You
no!
need options bad.
Oh, 3-sided Tempai. I think just yeet the Dora.
Yeah, who cares at this point? There's like 7s. There's
The sinking
fours.
claw, and there it is.
The
Fading
5.
away. Oh, but there's the sumo. Fills the penchant for Ricci sumo. Just
No,
as
or
the three-sided monster gets to Tempai, pulls in the penchant fill. Now Christian will be dealer here, can accept a Dora with that 1-2 penchant, 3-so's Dora. Other than that, just pretty standard hand on the right. Pretty standard hand, has some extra floaters to get rid of across the way. Onko of 4-so feels like a Ricci Nomi hand, maybe it's a shifted Tanyao. But
I mean,
now you have a
shifted Tanya.
9, 10,
Whoa,
9-so
okay.
pairs. Yeah.
Now we're doing interesting stuff. I mean, you got to remember if a 3-so gets drawn, we might cut around the 2. We might even justify the 5, and then we get time to pair up the 3. All of a sudden, we got an interesting toy to play.
Yeah, well, there's your
See,
Dora.
just like that.
There are ways
Probably
to
7
play this.
so.
It's just
Or
ugly.
5
I'd
pin.
cut
Probably 5 pin.
9-so. I cut 9-so.
I cut 5 pin. Nah, that's Tanya all the way. No, Steven, you're Dora. You got to dig,
Yeah, I don't like
buddy.
the Dora cut. On the left, we have an Onko of the Formon, but not much else. It's just
Yeah.
a mess. 4-pin pair up there for dealer. Actually, Ryan Peiko option here. If you can
Whoa, are
draw
we seeing
Formon.
Ryan again? I mean, we saw him
No,
earlier. Oh, that 4s are
no,
so
he's
good.
just telling you that it's
Ryan's
oh,
pulling
it's just cheat
prank.
toy. He blew us
Yeah.
off.
Yeah, Ryan said I already stopped by. Sorry, holiday season, little busy. Can't double dip in the same town on the same night.
Oh, that may be a deal in. There it is. Tanya.
Oh, yeah, we'll take that.
The awkward 4,800
Wow,
roll.
48. Big work there.
Oh, it just
Dealer
wakes up with
48.
Dora. Easy game.
Wow, good pinfu shape too. Has to
Yeah,
cut
pretty
some
good shape.
pairs,
Too
but
many pairs, though. I don't like the 8-so cut. Yeah, this could
yeah.
have had 6, 7, 8 Sanshoku. Could have even opened with this with the 2 Dora.
Yeah, I think I do like 6 pin there. Or no,
Well,
I don't
now,
remember what's in.
now you could be cheat toyed. You're just feeling really bad about everything.
Ew.
On the right,
Ew.
Pinfu hand, nothing fancy there. Across the way,
Yeah.
Hornets looking pretty good. Has double
It's
Yaku
a
high.
weird Honitsu though, because you're
It's
right
just
in between both
Pinzu.
shapes.
Well, it's definitely the Pinzu. The problem is the Penchon
I mean, you
is
draw
such an
6
ugly
so.
shape.
You draw
Yeah,
6 so, you
passes
drop
the
wider
3-so.
north, and then
Yeah, just
hell yeah.
going for it. Passing the 3-so and then cutting the 7. That's
I guess you have
definitely
a Chanta Honitsu too, which
yes.
does add a
Well, the
Han.
extra
I don't know
chances
if it gets to
losing
matter.
value. No, it doesn't matter unless you have the Dora. But if you had Dora pair boosts the Honeyman anyway. On the left, we have a Chun pair and planning to pull the Haku as well.
Oh, let's go, Christian. Christian's playing Toy Open. We're going aggressive. We're fighting. We're
I'm
going
fine
out
with this. With
swinging.
where the shapes ended up, this is fine. And the
Yeah.
problem is you look at that pawn and you go, I don't really want to throw a Manzu tile into that.
Yeah, who cares? You just need to draw one. Somebody drops Dora for no reason.
Senpai on the left on 1-4 pin for Haku Chun. Could be a
This
Dora
is
cut. This
Tenpai
is
right now.
Tenpai, but it's so bad. There's Tenpai
No, doesn't like
taken,
it.
and now,
Don't take it. Don't
uh-oh.
take it now. Don't, no, sir.
The funny thing is, if Ricci would have been taken, would have sumoed the 8 after the call from dealer on Dora.
That'd
Oh
been crazy.
no! Deal's in! Mongun!
That's a bad hit. All of a sudden, this is looking like a disaster game.
Yeah, you know how that says 101,000? It always feels awkward because the text isn't aligned very well for it.
That is a good point. Actually, someone's got to do some research. We gotta see what the highest game is, like how close Christian is, because Christian has got to be scraping it now, and then B also, like with Oliver dropping, if Dylan drops more, like if Christian can make a miracle like plus 120 to Shenhao, then like that's promotion
Right now, Christian would be below James. So looking for
so
bonus.
not quite. But again, still in the pilot seat. And this
Yeah,
hand is
there
not
is
great.
there is
Not the
space to
worst.
catch up still.
Oh, is Oliver gonna con? It would be disastrous right here. Christian
All right,
drop
well,
3 pin,
dealer
sure.
Ishan 10 for Ricci Nomi, potentially on the right, Reach Pinfu Tanyao type shapes. Across the way, the South Onko. And other than that, a bit of a mess. And on the left, we have the Haku
Yeah.
Poland, also a Dora, and now Ishan 10 there as well, can call the Shaw.
Yeah, didn't want to take the con on the white. Didn't feel like there was enough
Bunch
good
of
value
pairs
there.
across the way now.
Chi.
And that's just Tempai. You just take
Yeah,
it.
gotta
Should
take the
be the
Shabo.
6 cut. You always do. Even with the once cut Shaw, you know if the last
It's
one's
coming
going on,
out.
it's coming
Yeah,
out. Oh, there is a
there's
nice
one
fill on the
A.
right. Oh, the
Tough.
punish. Was the right
Can't sweat
play,
it.
but still punish. We have the 1-1 pawn across the way
Chi.
going for that
Oh, we
toy
could see
toy.
that. Yep,
Two
Tempai
Dora.
on 4-7 pin for dealer.
4-7. 4-pin is also a tile that is needed across.
Sumo.
But just draw it yourself, because that's how this game's been going.
Yep. Christian just absolutely gorging right now.
And
This
this
might
may
be the
be
one
the
to
end of
kill
it,
it, though.
though.
This is looking
This
a little
is
rough.
bad.
This is looking like a bar in the high pie 10-ho slot machine.
But you know what? With how the game's been going, go for Kokoshi. Yeah, that's the play.
Oh
Because
my!
you know what? I'm high rolling. I am flowed up.
I'm gonna freak out. Okay, we got pairs. I mean, also I guess it gets paired like Yaku Eyes fills out the Penzu. You have a strong Honitsu and the
Yeah, you have
intimidation factor
Honitsu. And that's
too.
the thing is when you're going for Kokoshi, usually you just go for Honitsu, and if the Kokoshi falls in, you take it. Oh, well, just 3 straight tiles, 2 Shunten now.
Okay. We're looking for 1 mon, 9 mon. Actually looking okay. There's 2 of each still on the wall. And then what's our other hold up? North,
North.
of which there's still 3 in the wall. So
Those are the 3
long way
tiles.
from
On the right, we have
Tempai,
a 2
but
pair
they
and 2
exist.
Dora. Now Dora Anko.
Ooh, Anko's good.
Across the way, Pinfu hand, nothing fancy. Can use a Dora. And on the left, a pretty good hand there for potential reach Pinfu Tanyao Sanshoku.
Okay, another Haku, not needed, but shave
Oh, wait,
tile.
no, it's not because it's the second pair up.
No,
It's
yeah.
not Ishan 10.
But it's a safe throw. Might be able to kind of
Yes.
feint a little bit.
Well, now you just get another one.
Ooh, okay.
This also has the advantage that if you get the draws in the right order, you can cut them back to back and it looks like you're bailing.
Yeah.
There's
There's another north. 2 more. Could be a chi there to go like weird
Doesn't
Atazuke, but
actually
it doesn't
help the
really help.
hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, you know dealer has one of them.
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, there's pair number bajillion. We're gonna throw it back. How are 1-9 mon? 1-9 mon's still
Yeah,
really good
well,
in the
if you're
wall,
going to
right?
open, you might even consider conning that 7.
Yeah.
Man, nope, doesn't look like Christian's going to get there. I would definitely achieve that 8.
Mm-hmm.
Home.
And speaking of cheese, oh, we're Ishan 10.
White. 2 stayed in hand.
And now on the right, we have Suanko getting closer.
Closer. Oh, hey, there's our
Oh.
other 9. I mean, we
Yeah.
throw white again. Oh, we're throwing the 9
Oh, there's
back.
the
Okay.
1. If Christian would have drawn it, he would have been Tempai.
But
One
still
draw
Ishan.
off.
Chi.
No, there's still 1-1, right?
Yes, well, not anymore.
Oh, well, yeah, not after that run.
That
but,
was
you know.
anticlimactic.
Tanyao ends it all, as they say.
Yeah, no matter how big your hand is, definitely demonstrated there. And Dylan, his dealer, has already called
Okay,
the East. We'll just
fight
be the
back.
one on here. But decent
Oh,
shape
Christian looks
here.
burnt out. This hand sucks.
On the right,
I
we
don't
have
think
possible
Christian's
1,
getting
2,
high
3
this game.
Sanshoku. The rest of the hand isn't good, though. Across the way,
Mhm.
4 So Anko,
So
and
weird
actually
hand.
Ishunten.
Probably just a Rishi Nomi.
Yeah, it's
but,
gonna
I
be
mean, you
Rishi
have a
Nomi.
dealership left, so you can still you got time to pop off.
Yeah,
Still got a
and
shot.
Christian on the left with a Pinfu Taipan, but
Yeah,
not
there's
that
Anko
great.
number 2. I mean, you're taking it. I'd drop a pin here.
I like the 8-9 cut. I would have cut 9
You think?
first. Though. Well, because there are routes to maneuver this. You already have the 4 as the Anko. The 8 uses it as a 7-8 weight.
I mean, while that is true,
Yeet.
you
There
also
it
have,
is,
like,
and now you're waiting
everything
on
in the
this
Manzu.
exact thing.
Okay, if you hit the exact 4-7, you're on 8-6.
It's a Rionman. It's not like it's that strange to hit.
Well, yeah, but you also have,
Tempai
what
for
is it?
dealer waiting on 3,
8,
6
9,
pin.
5, 6 to get something else.
And of course, we see 3 of those 6s logged. Now, interestingly, if another 6 were drawn, you cannot con it.
That is true. But
I have
other
seen
6 held
people
in the
do
hand.
that at tournaments and then jumbo.
Damn. Not me. I'm saving that for the invitational. I'm crashing out harder than anyone's ever crashed out. And while we're on the edge of the seats for this too, I should mention we got numbers. Our highest games are a plus 119.2 as the highest from Travis S. That was the double Yakima game, the only one in Armel. So that's the highest one to beat. But if we get above a plus 96.7, that will also get our highest
Oh, there's the
game
3
score.
deals in.
3-pin.
Just the one Han also gets 3 stick back, but still in negatives, and we're in South 2 again.
Whole lot of nothing.
Now, that's
These
a
are
pretty
big
good
points for
starting
Dylan,
end.
though.
Not too much value. Looking very good for Richie Pinfu, though. He's Shanten. On the right, Pinfu hand, but a couple conchons to fill, maybe some maneuvering around. Also, a floating South Dora, which is the double Yakuhai, but needs to pair it up to do anything with it. Across the way, kind of a Pinfu hand, 3-mon would really help. And on the left, it looks like a Honitsu in Manzu, maybe Itsu, maybe Chanta. The more I look at it, the more I think it's Chanta.
I kind of just think it's like,
Oh,
Yeet.
nope, just
yeah,
calls it.
like
Oh, and dealer
Honitsu.
says, forget this nonsense.
Oh,
I have
1, 2,
three-sided.
4. Wow. Pinfu on 1 or 4 Pinzu.
Yeah,
Sumo.
oh, just
Oh,
similar.
Epot Sumo on the 2.
It is on the
Looking for
cheap
the
end,
foo.
interestingly, which is different from what we've
Not if
been
you hit
seeing. Oh,
Nura.
good. Yeah, we got the
There
aura.
it
It doesn't matter.
See? And with that foo,
And out of
totally
the thing.
okay.
Okay, so I just want to state that 7,600 is second.
Wow. Yeah, that is a good call. Dealer going for second place, number 15, trying to rack up the most amount of seconds you can possibly get. I mean, to be fair, the dealer is only like more than 110 ho away from first, to be fair.
And we'll get right on that. Anyway,
We'll
dealer
just
is currently
reset.
Shunten
See?
for possible
Content.
Peiko,
That's not. How do you
but ends
feel
up cutting
about
the so.
5-7 cut there for dealer? 5-7 Sozu.
I like the Peiko. I like the double
like the
Peiko.
Ipeco chance?
I like the 6 a
Okay.
lot here. That's about the only draw where you feel a little sad. But now you just have
Yeah,
such
but
a wide shape that it's acceptable. On the right, that's a maybe Itsu in Manzu.
that's a folded dealer, actually. Trust
It
me. I'm
will be a
psychic.
folded dealer.
Oh,
Across the
same
way,
across, weirdly enough.
Kanchon Hell. How many
Oh,
Kanchons?
hold on.
1, 2, 3,
We got
4,
3 pairs
5, and a
now.
pair. Yay. Dora pair on the left could go
Yeet.
Ricci, Dora 2, but dealer is the first Tempeh on a disgusting 3-4-mon Jumpone.
Yep. Half Suji 7 with a 1-mon out, if people are paying attention. Might, in fact, be the job to do it. Christian is going to keep that 1-pin pair. Could push 6-pin to end on 1-mon, 1-pin Shabo. 4-mon not coming out, surely. I mean, very importantly, Christian has got a lot of points. So dealing for Christian here could be bad.
Well,
Like,
Christian
Christian might just back
does
away.
need to, at minimum, stay positive because there's no chance you promote if you're negative. So he does at least need to secure a 63.8.
I mean, he's there.
He is there. This is currently
Especially before Uma, too.
This is currently an 89.5.
Oh, so one Hanemon and Christian actually does get on the leaderboard.
Yes,
For
he's not
biggest
that
ones.
far off. Now that is a Tempai call, a K10 call if he wants
Gee.
it.
I think it's a little early for K10, especially on that aggressive
With
6.
20
But
left, I'm not so sure it's too late.
I
The
usually
steering
like to wait
though,
one more
is
go
a
around.
concern. Well, you may not
Especially with
get
the
one.
6
With the
pin.
Kanchan, you don't expect to get another chance.
Well,
I
yeah, but
feel
again,
that
you have
you
6/9
call it and go or
Genbutsu,
don't.
and then you just wait on the
Now, that
Kanchan,
does
and it's
not
whatever.
deal in because, of course, the 1-mon pair is not Tanyao.
Yeah. Could
And
Hote
the
buy
part you're
Oliver
also
later,
missing,
though?
Harrison, is he's just float up.
Ah, I forgot that part. I would
7's
I would probably
fine.
play 8 here.
8's probably a little safer, but it could have gone to
Well, I think
yeah.
8's got better, like, Hote chance, too.
Yeah, because you have potential
Yeah,
7.
6/9,
So
it's, like,
anyway, it doesn't
basically dead.
matter. 2 players Tempai. And Christian says, "Wait, I only had 99,000. I want that big 1 at the start." Gets
Now,
back
how
over
often do you
100,000.
see, 6 digits in the score, right?
Exactly. Well, dealer here has the South can just call this down potentially once one
Mhm.
of them comes out. We don't see any other hands. On the right, a pretty garbage hand, maybe an Itsu eventually as a floating Dora. Across the way,
Ugh.
Nestle Ricci Pinfu Tanyao type hand, a 6 so Dora, of course, would really help. And on the left, we have a pay call, but the rest of the hand is mediocre at best. Speaking of Dora,
Yeah.
there goes one. After he cut the 7 so, just throws it back. I'd hold the 6 because I like the possible
Yeah.
5-6 weight.
I almost probably would have gone
Oh
4 mon.
no! Instant punish.
Ugh. And this Monzi shape's not getting better. Ugh.
Well, the thing is, that pod looks like Manzu Horitsu.
With the 9 mon that early and then an honor after, I wouldn't buy it. I don't think.
Well,
I
I
think
mean,
it's
for dealer.
convenient. Oh, for dealer, yeah.
Not anymore. Not with that 4. It's
Yeah.
either, wait, that's either Dama or he just backfired. And with 2 Dora cuts, you gotta figure out may just been a backfire.
I mean, dealer needs some value too, so
That
I think
is
they'd read.
a wider Ishan 10. Once you got the penchant completely, but you don't have a pair here. I just got the 4.
You can wait on the north, or not the north, excuse me, the 9 pin. It's like possible.
Yeah, it's
East isn't
possible. There is
great.
once cut. It's not great. It's not bad. But I just
Yeet.
like the Ryeonman and
Oh, there's
Penchon.
some
There's
action.
our
6/9
Senpai,
mon.
Ricci, Kinfu, Tanyo, Dora 1, possible Sanshoku. A huge difference. This is Senpai. Does not wait on the 9 pin, takes the 4 pin.
Yeah, with
This
that 9
is
just coming out, that's tough. I think I'd reach you on
non
pretty much anything else, so.
only. Could reach you the 4
Oh,
here and wait on the 1.
absolutely. No, I would take that 3000%. I would risk the 4. It's so good on that 1 pin Tonki.
It's not the
So
ones.
good.
It's not the ones that safe either. And yeah, there's a
Exactly.
3 early, but
It's like slightly safer because you're not dealing in
what
the
about the Chu?
4/7,
Nope, not
but
waiting on the Chu. Chun is Genbutsu, but it's also
yeah, but
2
it's
out.
hell wit.
7 is safe.
Genbutsu, yep. Hell wit as well.
Oh, no, Chun was the
Oh,
weight.
I mean, and well, Nakasuji on the 4.
Yeah, 4 is not. There's the 9. Gonna
Oh,
deal it
see
in
if
the
we can
cheap
check the
end.
9.
Richi Pinfu Dora misses Tanyan Sanshoku. No Ura.
No Ura, gentlemen.
And we're at
In
South 3
second.
now. This is going to be Steven with a pretty good starting in here. Richi Pinfu Tanyao has a couple honors to get rid of, but the seems pretty good to start off with. On the right, we have a couple pairs and just Pincha needs to fill, maybe even just brute force Honitsu from it. Problem is it's just
Yeah.
going to be Honitsu Nomi most of the time. And the other problem is across the way may also go Honitsu in the same suit, which is always the worst feeling. Is you go Honitsu and then someone behind you obviously is just waiting for you to throw your overflow.
Yeah, but I mean, what happens, you know?
And on the left, we have a reasonably standard Pinfu hand. Trying to get this towards some sort of 234 or 345 Sanjuku, but it's probably not there. There is the Hatsupon, and across the way, looking to get this Dora more than anything else. That is Tempai Kawai Dora Tonki, and
Oh
will
yeah,
do so. And I think
has
you just got the Dora if you draw like 6 so, but there is a Ricci,
to.
and it
Ooh,
is Ricci Nomi waiting on 7 pin.
Outdoor might come out. The question is, how brave are you? Also,
You don't have to be
okay.
brave if you just Sumo.
Yeah, who needs to be brave when they're lucky? And that's big, I think.
That is a plus
Is that
100
enough?
even right now.
Okay. We're on the
That still would
leaderboard
not jump James, but it would drag Oliver down below, so you would be moving up to 7th.
to 8th.
Yes, 8th.
I mean, that's a big deal.
But
That's
of course,
points
you
on
can
the
get more points here.
board.
However, dealer has
Home.
South Pair can call this down, also
Yeah.
the Dora, but Chun Call just trying to go reasonably fast and cheap here. That'd be 2 Han. Ishanten
Hey,
already.
what's going on
Possibly.
with Steven's hand on the left? I know everybody's kind of doing stuff now, but there's two
Ishanten,
Ankos.
Ishanten for regular hand, it's going to take some effort, but you're just going to go for everything you can.
I
Crossway, the
mean,
Shaw pair, a few other pairs,
Akron
maybe
Sumo. Positive.
Shitoitsu.
Home.
There's our Shaw, just going to call this down. Me just try and get this hand over. Where is Dylan in the
Yeah.
standings? Dylan at this score line would actually drop to, is that enough? Hold on.
No, I don't think it is. Just
No, because it's
barely.
third. If it were fourth, it'd be really bad. But in third, it's
Yeah.
-5 and then minus 30. That's fine.
Yeah, you're fine. You drop a little gem, but
Gee.
it's whatever. No one's
Yeah.
passing
Oh,
at
no,
that
going
point
for the
unless
brute
Takahiro
force
pops
wanted
off.
to, though.
Boom.
There's the 9. That deals in.
Quick
That's the end of
deals
the
in.
game.
Christian collects, and we got a new highest score
Plus
alert.
102 from this game.
Whoa.
And there you see it. Congratulations, Christian. The monster win in the last game of the season for him, and that will launch him all the way into the positives. In second place at 8,500 is Oliver,
Plus,
who stays
jeez.
positive, but is going to drop a couple positions.
Yeah, that's
In
tough.
third
Going down
place,
to ninth.
Dylan at 5,100. The minus 30 is going to drop below Jen, but still reasonably safe there. And Steven was in a bad spot and is now heading to B2.
Oh my goodness. Christian is tied for the second highest hand. An exact tie. Aaron also getting plus 102. Many, many moons ago. Isn't that crazy?
Well, that is a plus 102. We talked about the scores. That is actually a tie for the second
Yeah,
highest
exactly. That's
score.
what I'm saying. A tie on the 102. Second
That's
highest.
ridiculous.
I don't know how you get that high and then still mimic somebody else's score. That's like kind of insane.
Yeah, to get the exact same to the decimal point, a nice even 102.0. But we look at this division and Kayla in excellent position just
Yeah.
to move up here. Of course,
I mean, Kayla
Parth and
also
Jen.
plus. Oh, wait. No, it's B1. What am I
No,
saying? There's no
B1,
double
you don't get a
promotion.
double
Yep.
promo out of that.
Hey, swag points out. As swag points?
Definitely swag points, but Christian all the way to 8th place is looking for extra
Crazy.
promotions. Of course, it always depends on who takes hiatuses. There were some announcements on that. So what was it for A2?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Let's see. 3 are returning, 1 is staying on hiatus, 4 are going on hiatus. So that would be what, 2 extras and then maybe some others depending on who in B1 promoted. So I feel reasonably confident that Zhenhao and James will get promotions. With Christian, if any of the other people that would be promoting upwards or going anyone ahead of him is going on a hiatus, then that would mean he would get the next spot if I'm doing the math correctly. But we won't know about that until the beginning of next season. But regardless, with where he was coming into this game, just barely trying to stave off demotion, now has a genuine chance to make it to the A-Leagues again.
Yeah.
So
Scratching on
then, are we
A2.
going to any other games? Oh, are we going to have to give Ray?
Raise.
Are we doing the Ray game?
I mean, yeah, we could. I feel bad because I want Ray to do so well, and then I check the standings, and I feel so bad.
Before that, can we get a picture of the value
So,
graph
so
on stream?
Oh, did somebody post it?
Well, it's
I
in
guess it's
game
in-game
results.
results. It's gonna be hard to get it on stream, but
I mean, I can
yeah.
just copy the link.
Yeah, that might be the way to do it. 'Cause it's kind of actually like a mountain. I feel like I played Celeste and that was like the background. Maybe like World 2, something like that.
Oh, no, that doesn't work.
Yeah, that ain't gonna do it.
Yeah,
But
that didn't work. That's not what I wanted.
just if you're in Armel, which most of
Yeah,
us here probably
it's
are, just give a check.
disgusting.
Just give a look.
Anyway, so I think we're gonna jump into that B3 game.
Yeah. It's gonna be a lot of me being really sad when Ray throws a tile and I go, what are we doing here? But
Well,
God, if she doesn't have the heart for it, let me
Ray
tell
has
you
a
that.
pretty good hand here to Dora,
Okay.
possibly Dora Sanjuku. On the right, we have a Hatsu Pon and actually pretty close to Toy Toy.
Yeah, look at
Across
Toy
the way,
Toy
we have
play
a
there.
Haku Pon, possible East Pon, and a Dora has the Ryoncon 579, where 9-mon is Dora, and on the left is a
Mhm.
Tanyao, and it's now Ishanten, I think? Yeah, it's Ishanten, looking for a pair.
Yep, we are knocking on Tempai's door. Not quite there. 5-mon gonna help a little bit on the lefts. Still kind of need to fix that shape, but now a couple more options to getting a Tempai. Of course, don't want to end on that 6-mon, but you do what you got to do. Right, knocking on Tempai's door. Not quite there.
Well, there's the Pole, and that's going to be Tempai, probably waiting the 8-mon for Ton Haku Dora.
Yeah, I think you kind of have to. Although the question is, if you get some nice pinzu, you draw like 4-pin, go Dora Tonki, and then maybe like go into a Honitsu.
Oh,
Oh, that
there's
8-min's
the
gonna
so
deal it.
that's going to deal in.
Yeah,
And a Tanya ends it all.
that will do it. Very
You know, when the name
importantly,
is Yakumain, winning a Tanya Nomi just seems anti-flow.
fraudulent. Yeah, yeah. You can say it. You can say it. It's okay. Very importantly, there is something big to be played for this game, and that is for our current Shimocha, Drew B. Currently, they are looking to double promote from B3.
Yeah,
They're
he's
at plus 241 exact. So they have 1 point of buffer right now. They have 2
this is
games,
not
so
the
they got
last
some
game though, right?
room.
And I don't think we're going to
But
do the last one, but yeah, that's right on the border. So needs
mhm,
to combine cumulative score of the two games of no worse than -1. But dealer here has a 79 Sanshiku looking pretty good. But when you have the Penchon and you need the 7 in all three suits, it's very difficult. On the right, we have a
yeah,
Pinfu type hand. 3 suit would really help across the way. Of a Pinfu hand, also needs that 7-mon. 7-mon would make that hand really good, until Itsu is there. Oh! Now Ishanten golden
whoa,
one away, possible.
whoa,
Well, no, it's not golden one away because there's not Sanshugu, but there's Ipeiko on one side
yeah.
and Itsu on the other. And on the left, we
And there
have.
is Tanya too, if you draw like 7 so, get kind of a
Yes.
bad tempai. Same with 3 so.
Yeah, 3 so would be fine. Reach Pinfu Tanya.
Yeah,
On the left, we are Ishanten for Tone Door 1.
yeah. 7 so is gonna be a little tough to get right now, but
Silver
never know.
Ishanten. I'll go with that one.
It's Silvery Shantan, that's where we're going.
Because there are lots of Yaku upgrades on this hand. Lots. But yeah, dealer going for the 79 Sanchiku. Now Ishanten needs 7-pin 7-mon. Would be Sanchiku Door 1. The 7-pin doesn't do much for the player on the right here. So it's going to get thrown back.
Forgot about it across. We can get the ugliest Ishan known to man, or Tempai, the 9-mon draw.
Oh, no, it's Itsu.
But we're gonna go Itsu.
Just Ricci,
Take the
Itsu,
Ricci and the
Tumon.
Gee.
2-mon. I mean, the
Actually,
3
3
mons are
left.
making the 2-mon
You
good.
see one out, and you think there's no way all 3 of them are in the wall. Well, they are.
Yeah.
We do have Tempai on the left on 7, so
I mean, could come out 2 more on the wall. Not as good as the 2-mon somehow, but
7 pin does get pushed. Oh, there's a 7, so
I can't imagine that comes out. And
well,
we're
no,
gonna
you
play
throw the
9 pin.
CG9. I think it will come out if Tempai's reached, but otherwise, no.
Oh, well, we get the 8.
8's safe. 8's already been cleared.
Oh,
Oh, no, just
no,
folding.
that should be 8
Okay,
pin.
he's done.
That should be 8 pin. I don't think we're throwing the 7 here, but you could also
Yeah,
justify
Tyler's
like 4
done.
pin, 4 pin later. Like, you still have routes to a Mawashi here that ends in Tenpai. Unlikely routes, but
Oh, 3 pin's a nice draw. That's a super white Ishunten now.
so yeah, we're gonna drop safe 1 pin.
Uh-oh. Ricci,
Yeah.
Itsu.
What's the Ura?
No, Aura will
Nothing.
be
Still 52
5200.
though.
Yakumin gets another win there, and we are in East 4. This is Drew as dealer with a Reach Pin Fu Taipan, 2 pins, 7 so would help this. There's a bunch of honors to get rid of. On the right, we have a Haku pair and just Kanshuns everywhere. Across the way, Rishi Pinfu Taipan. And on the left, a few pairs, actually a lot of pairs,
Yeah.
but not much that's connecting elsewhere. Could just go Tanyao Chitoy, although 3 pins
Maybe,
would
but it's
totally be
so
paid.
ugly. Like,
Everything's ugly with a hand like that.
yeah, I mean, I guess other people's hands aren't quite so quick, although I say that,
Feeler
right?
is
Like a crazy draw.
Ishunten. That's the best
Healer's
hand.
Ishantan
It's not
too.
even close.
Yeah. Oh, 7 Mon. Now we have some Tanya
Ah,
options if we hold it. I
but you
mean,
want
not great, but
Dora.
it can evolve, right?
Right, there is a 678 Sanjiku. If you get the 8 pin, it's actually a really interesting shape.
Yeah, because you could also
You
play
have your
135
Yonkan and the
Ryoncon.
possible
Yeah,
Sanjiku, right.
probably just drop 7 Mon and commit.
Ooh, that's just
I think
Tanya.
you have
I've
to
got the
drop 7
7
Mon.
Mon. Yeah, no, throws it back. Sends a
Ooh,
potential
no.
sushi trap later, but you're just losing so much value doing this. I think should
Yeah,
always be 7 Mon. If you
because
want to
you
be
also get the
creative with it,
Tanyao
you can drop
open
the 1
too.
pin.
Yeah,
But I don't like the 5 at all.
and now you'd be Tenpai on 4 pin if you really wanted to take it, which you might not. You might want to stay closed, but just that flexibility there is like huge.
Right, and there's a 2 pin. You see this long pause. I don't know that players in B3 are immediately going to read it,
Nah,
but
I
I
doubt
would
it.
definitely be alert. Oh, that's the perfect draw. This should always be 7 mon.
Butter.
This is
Yeah, this has to
important that
be.
it's 7 mon
Because you need
because
to
you
play
still have
both
the 2 for
sides
the
if you're
Gee.
going
Pinku, and it's
5,
fine.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You keep the Ryoncon here with the Sanshoku. The only tile you're like not that happy with is 5 mon, and that's Dora, so you're fine and happy with that anyway.
Ricci.
Mhm.
Oh, interesting. Haku Tonki reached
Oh,
Dora
I like that.
1. And this is really bad for Brendan on the right.
Well, Brendan, fortune favors the bold. I mean, Hatsu gets played first every
You have the
time.
7-9. You don't have to worry too much just
Seven
yet.
nine. Well, if you're playing the hand, then 7-9, you're probably getting
Okay,
away.
4 is a
Or
pretty clear push. That is on
okay,
go.
yeah.
Oh, there's Senpai for deal. This should be a 1-pin Rishi.
1 pin Dama. I actually don't hate the Dama. You got
I
a
hate
decent
Dama.
enough. You got decent enough upgrades around the Pinzu. I'm fine with the Dama. Especially if you commit to it. If you flounder and like drop it next time, it's like But if you reach it, then everybody else does actually fold.
Oh, there's
Oh,
a
that's
Haku. Doesn't matter.
no.
Gonna deal in.
Oh,
I got
safe to
saved
stick.
1,000 on that. Anyway, Richi Dora 1. No Aura will be 2,600, and a
Buddha
nice little win there
Nush.
for Ray. And we're in South Round. Oh, what about just Junchan? Or better yet, Junchan
Uh,
Dora. One so would
Ugh.
really open this hand up,
Ugh.
and if you don't get one so, the hand's gonna be miserable.
I
Maybe 8
mean, yeah.
so would be okay, but you really want 1 so or 3 so here. Ugh,
I mean,
I
you could also
kinda
just
wanna throw a 6
Anko. Just Anko, like, 2 more things, you pair up 2 mon, you get, like, a Sun
Ricci
Anko
Dora 1 is
draw.
okay, but they're just this has potential to be a
It's
monster with a couple
bad.
of draws.
Everybody
On
else
the
is looking
right,
kinda
Pinfu type
nice.
hand,
Not the
across the way,
right, it's
Pinfu
slow.
type hand, and on the
Yeah.
left, Pinfu Tanyo type hand.
I mean, left is looking kinda nice, like,
Yeah, left
shape
is
still
by
needs
far
a
the
whole
best hand
shape,
here.
but the shape's great.
ISO
It's
would be
got Tanya.
amazing.
Ooh, 9 month's good. I'd throw 6 pin here.
6 pin, I agree.
Yeah, I mean, you set up on, like, a Shabo later on the 9 pin or even, like, a weird Tonki if you really want, like, I think 6 pin options are really good there.
Well, you also just set up Sotoga a lot with the rest of these shapes because you're going for
Um,
something to connect to the 9. Well, just by definition, it's either to be a 7, 8, or a 9.
yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, that'll do it. Hey, who needs the 9? We're getting 1, 2, 3 Sanchoku, we're dropping 7, 7. Okay, I don't like the 9
And the
pin
dream is
there.
dead.
I don't like the 9 pin. Not for
Ooh,
me.
Dora cut, not called. Can't really do much with it there. So yeah, passing's correct. It's just frustrating when you see a Dora. Like, I want it. I want to go Tanyao, and you just can't. 5 so is kind of an
Yeah.
interesting shape. You can't get the 7 so and play the 6 block, but I think the better play is just throw it back, and that's what the play is here. 7 pin pairs up, the moves the hand a little bit forward. 1 so doesn't do much. We have the hand across is trying to go for an Itsu. There is also
It's built in
some
there.
messy Keiko shapes, but Itsu is the plan.
Mhm. Can call open for it. You can commit to it with either side you take.
Open Itsu
Oh!
Nomi is one of the saddest hands known, though.
I mean, but again, well, I guess that is true. We're down in like B3 and A2. If I'm getting open Itsunomi and I see like
Oh no,
someone
I'm
doing some
taking it.
weird across, yeah,
I'll
I'm
take it if I
raising it.
don't
I'm
think I
saying
can get
hell
it.
yeah.
Yeah, I might even just
1K.
call
I'm
this
saying
7
I
so
got
in this
points for
situation.
it. Hell yeah, I'll
But no,
take
you need to
those.
be cashing in big points, and with
Yeah,
where the scores are here, of course, Drew has something very important to play for. Brendan really doesn't.
yeah. Brendan
Because
is
you
kind of
figure there are going to be
guaranteed,
extra
especially with
passes
the
in
extra.
Q2. Now, something that is
Tyler
notable
trying to get
is
positive is
there
very
will
important.
be less promotions into B2 than there
Um,
otherwise would be because there are C1 double promotions. We have 2 of those.
yes. That is true. Well, 2 remember 2 in that 1 league. I
That
think
is
there are
why there are
others in the
yeah,
other.
just the 2 so far, and of course, Cliff, earlier on was just so
Sheesh.
numbingly close, but couldn't get it.
1.6 away.
Uh,
Ugh.
anyway, we have the Champon Ricci here,
Ricci.
Ricci Dora 1 waiting 2 pin 5 mon.
I'm not sure about
I'm
that Tempai break.
I
That's a
I
little
think the
ambitious.
problem was the previous turn, where the
Yeah.
6 was cut from the 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6.
Yeah.
If you cut the
Oh, get the
4
Shaba
pin
there.
then, which would be the normal cut, then you could have had your 3-sided Ricci now.
Yeah. That's correct. I'm not gonna say it's not, because like you're right, but interesting decision here. Can throw 7, 8.
I like
Could
7,
try
8.
3,
9 is
4.
dead. 9's dead.
Oh yeah, so you definitely throw 7, 8. So it's super safe to everybody too. Take your little Ishan, maybe stick a Pinfu with it. Hell, you might even throw in a Dora if you get lucky.
And if you get
Not on that
Dora,
Hatsu
you'd
though.
be thrilled with it. Oh, there's a deal in Kyle.
Oh, that's
And going to
tough. Yeah,
Chinitsu
gonna
is
do it
going to
over 2
throw it.
mon.
Because I don't want to throw the Dora yet. It turns out Dora's safe, but that's not. Oh, and the Ura there.
Oh, that's
And the
tough.
win there for Drew going to be 5,200. Gets into second place, and we're in South 2. Ray is dealer here in distant third, but still within Mongun range of first. And this is not the hand you're looking for. Maybe a Tanya, kind of Kanchan Hell. It's really messy. On the right, we have a Honitsu potentially in
Mhm.
Sozu. Can also just play it regular, has a floating door. There's actually a Tanya route, but it's going to require a lot of effort across the way. Nice little Pinfu type hand.
Yeah,
Ishanten would be
working
Ricci
Adora
Dora
too.
1.
And on the left, we have a Hatsu pair, can call and go with that, or potentially try and stay close. Also, there's a Dora there,
Couldn't
possibly
even
take.
cash in on a Dora. Yep. I mean, honestly, Sanchoku right around the 3, 4, 5 range too.
Well, with that draw, now I'd definitely be thinking it. You're just cutting the north and the Chun
Oh,
cuts the
I,
one, so
I'm
maybe
not a big
thinking
fan of that one.
Hornetsu, but
Could
I don't
be,
like
but
it this early. When you have a
it's a little
Dora, it's
ambitious, especially with the Dora Beyondman,
yeah, if you
right?
have a Dora, it's so much harder to go
If you cut the
Honetsu.
9 mon turn
Gee.
1, 2, it's like you
Yeah,
kind of
it's just
needed to
going for it
full
now.
on earlier. Like Kanshan feels like the wrong direction to opt the Honitsu. I would just rather cut like one of the Yakuas. I think if I'm trying to keep an open mind.
Well, you can't always just keep the shape and potentially go
Nope.
3/6 Nobeton, but I think the
I
idea
mean,
here
yeah.
plate is the Sanjiku. Now that hand on the right's getting a little closer, but still a
Eh,
distance away. Has what, 3 pairs and an Onko.
yeah, I
Two
mean, could
Suzuki
also go Toy
ball.
Toy. You get
Gee.
6-0 out, and then you're looking pretty good.
Okay, there's the
8 mon looks kind of
5.
rough with
Yeah, that's
that.
definitely the
Yeah.
Honetsu play. 5 So on the right. That's actually close to Chitoy now. Potential
Oh,
Chitoy on
Dora too,
Dora.
yeah.
Well, and that should be a Dora cut.
Yeah, you gotta. It's too dangerous. You really gotta cut that. Now's the time.
Of course, we were saying don't go for the Honetsu, just turned around and calls twice and gets
I mean,
the
that's fine if
perfect
you get
sumo.
it.
If you can get it, didn't get it.
Yeah, I don't know if I would have gone for it in that same way, but I mean, I very well might have ended
Getting
in the same place
rewarded.
here.
3 pin doesn't really do much, especially after having cut the 2. I don't like the 9 cut. The only
I
reason
guess like a
here,
Tanyao play, but if you're
yeah,
gonna drop 2 pin, it's tough. Like I would have rather kept the 9. Honestly, I kind of would rather like fight back with Honitsu. I guess with double 5, the time's kind of passed. You can't pull in 5p anymore, so
yeah, just throws the 3 in there. The 8 is going to be held as a beautiful shape in upper
6 pin.
Manzu, possibly Peiko.
Ishan. Ishan
Boom.
10.
Yeah, it was Ishunton. And there's Tempai on the left for 4
Should
7
be
Mon.
Chi in the 1 pin. I disagree with that. I think that's Chi in the 1 pin. I think you have to as dealer there. Take your Tempai on 3 pin for Tanya Dora.
Or indicator's really bad, but you can also maneuver
Ooh.
it around. Oh, well, that is Suwanko Ishunton on the right.
Would have been one. Yeah, why not? We haven't
But
hit a
you have to
Yakuman
call,
yet
you just
today.
take the Tempai, throw the Dora, suck it up.
Yeah, is what it is.
You can't let it go. You don't think
Yeah.
there are any other left. You have
There's
to
no
think.
5s either. So
Boom.
like technically you have 6s,
Yeah,
but
and eventually gets there. The problem is the 6. Yeah, the 5's dead, but that means the 6 is really good. Unless someone has it paired up, it's going to come out.
although I think honestly, if I am Tyler here, this is the exact type of hand where I'm like, well, someone has a 6 pair.
Oh
I'm
no!
stuck.
Boom.
And
Yeah.
deals into the Honitsu Hatsu. 3,900.
I mean, honestly, kind of cheap though.
Yeah, a lot cheaper than it could have been, but
Yeah,
another win there for Brendan. We
doesn't
move
feel
to
great.
South 3. And this is going to be Tyler as dealer here with potential Rishi Pinfu, maybe a Dora. On the right, we have probably Rishi Pinfu with the Dora across the way. There are a
Not
lot
Richie
of ways you
Pinfu
can
with the
play that
Dora.
across. There are a lot
Yeah,
of ways you can play it.
Chanta,
You have Shanta
Honitsu,
or Honitsu.
Lakayakuhai.
Both. I like both.
I mean, that's a bit ambitious, I think. I don't think you're quite there on the shape,
Boom.
but I do kind of rock with cutting like 1 3 pin first.
Oh yeah,
I think it's an
interesting
okay
here
enough
for dealer
hedge.
calling
Maybe
the
even
East
4.
Yakuhai, but cutting the 4 so door indicator. So I would hold the 4 so, and if I'm gonna make this call, cut the 4 mon, because it still keeps my Honetsu open, but also
Yeah,
it keeps me except Dora still. I don't
I
think the
agree.
4 mon does much for this hand. And now with that sign, you just go
Uh,
for it. Now
yeah.
I don't mind cutting the 4 so.
hmm Yeah,
And
little
we see the
stuff like
Boom.
that
face
to clean
call.
up, I think is really important because like it's a very minuscule decision and you end up in the same place and a lot of people might overlook it and say, "Oh, whatever, no harm, no foul." But like all the times where you draw 3 so there or draw a Dora 5 and then have to back up to a normal shape, you just lost by dropping that 4 so there, right?
Boom.
So I think it's like little stuff like that is really
Yeah, it
important to
is.
kind of make your edge grow and grow to truly scratch out every point you can and
Well, it's one
get
of those
better at this game
things
the best way,
when
right?
you're a veteran of the game is
Yeah.
you've done this and seen it get punished so many times.
You ran into the wall about 500 times. On the 501st, you put your hand to stop yourself.
And you say, I could have not done that.
Yeah, you know what? I shan't do it anymore. And then
And
you
that
do
is
it once for
Taylor
fun, though.
Tempai on the 7-pin for the Torn Honitsu.
Wow, 7-pin good in the wall, too. Only one out so far. A-pin,
Air up to the 8.
Chito
That's actually
Yishan
Tito
10.
Yishan.
Yeah,
Oh,
gonna
now
keep the
this 9.
Akko.
Oh, no. That I believe is. Let's see. 2, 3,
Ooh.
4. No, you can't get it too front. I was trying to figure out a way to get it, but no.
Nah,
You need
it's
the
really
5
hard.
and the 7. You could pull this and switch to Tonki, but I don't think it helps.
Yeah, that would be like something weird, like you want a con option later, but it feels kind of unrealistic, especially with 3 1-pins out.
Well, in the meantime, across the way, well, there's your con option.
Okay, we got 5 mon
And there's a
revealed. That actually
Dora just gets
doesn't
thrown
really
out. Oh,
help
there's the
anybody's
7.
hand.
We'll hold it for
Okay.
now, but I feel that's just going to deal in.
Yeah, I mean, I think we need to get a Shanten, which,
Senpai,
yeah,
this is
that'll
always
do
a
it.
shove. This will deal in.
Yep.
I don't see how you get
Oof.
around this one.
Nope. I mean, at least it's not Mongon.
We'll be
Not
58,
great, but
and
not
we'll
Mongon.
make the game a lot closer. 4th place now, Ray in 27-4. Dealer with pretty standard Pinfu type hand, has 2 pairs though. We'll have some one of those down. On the right, we have a bunch of pairs in Sozu: 3 pair, 5 pair, 6 pair, and a bunch of floaters. Also a 7-8 across the way. A
Yup.
Pinzu Honitsu most likely. Also a
That's
South
right.
pair call for Yakuai, and on the left we have a North pair, and could even potentially go Honitsu in Manzu.
I concur. Oh, look at that. 9 mon. That'll help it too. You could do some interesting things there. You know what? Call me a sinner. Kind of like 6-7 cut there. Get your weird Ankos, do it. You get your Chito
Yeah, no, I
Yishan.
agree. I
I
don't
like
know that I
6-7
cut
pin.
the 6-7, but I'd cut 9-9. Maybe
I'd rather do the 9-9, but
with the
I like
5.
Toy
No, with
Toy.
the
I rock
3-5
with
in
Toy
hand,
Toy.
I don't buy the toy here.
You never know. You never know. Yeah, you pair up the
Plus,
5
it
mon
could
just like
just
that.
be
You're
me
there.
being used to Aka Ari, because liking
Blech.
5 is good. But
Sorry, I
just
just had to throw
generally
in
a
a
Rihanna
chuckle,
over
but
a terminal Shumpon, I'll generally take that, because I figure I gotta draw some of it, and that which I don't, I'll usually just call down. Anyway, we
yeah.
have a dealer here who's just not budging. 678 Sancho
Mm-hmm.
looking not that great on the road. We have the Haku call to
Pinfu
Dora.
something.
And across the way, he's been trying to go Honitsu and the Pinzu, and just hasn't gotten any upgrades.
Boy, what are we doing? Dealer is not making a lot of progress, and we got a
Dealer
very
keeps
scary
trying
hand
lateral improvements, which
building
isn't
by
ideal.
Drew.
Now, interesting that 8-so was not called for Tempai. I'd have just taken it at this point. You're in first place.
Yeah.
You want to go in all last in first. So
Who's
the
that? That's
reason not to
Brendan.
Brendan, yeah,
Yeah.
Brendan definitely should have just taken that with where he is in the standings. You just need to get the game over in first.
Mm-hmm. 2-pin.
Yeah, we
Okay,
knew it was
well,
going to
we're
be
going all
9.
the way. Yeah. I mean, at this point,
I
even if
call
we
that.
disagree with the play, it's committing to it. That's what you should be doing.
I think you have to just call this. You're not happy
Yeah, it's
about
getting
it.
late. Drop
And
the
I'd
3.
probably pawn this.
Yeah, have to. I
Like,
mean, you
you're
get
not
one
happy
pin,
with
and all of
it.
a
You also
sudden you
get
got
a
a big
yeah, toy
thing.
even. 3
Can't
and
win on the
there's
2-pin,
yeah, that
but
doesn't actually help. The 3 oh, this
oh, I
can
do
be
7-8,
7-8.
I
Yeah,
think.
7-8 for sure.
I
Because
think
the
with
2
lock it
one looks
in.
really good to call. The 4 looks pretty good to call.
Yeah, you only need one of them, and then you're set. You got your tempi figured out.
Interestingly, 2 mon not called on the left would have been
4-pin,
Tempai. Oh,
interesting.
that's an easy chi. You just take the
Yeah.
Tempai, wait on the 1-5. You don't wanna wait
Yeah,
on
it's
the
too
3.
good.
It'd be funny, but it's dead.
Yeah, 3 is pretty bad. That's why
No, it's actually
they
dead
would
because Steelers
never
called the
expect
last
it.
one.
That's why they would never expect it.
This
If a
is
fake
true.
3 appears, no one would play it or no one would hesitate. Oh, that's tempi on 6-9 pin.
Yes.
Somebody might be exploding.
Might be on the left, might come out. Not yet, though.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
that
9-pin
fucking
does look
door 2
scary
on
with this
on the
board.
right.
Only one 9-pin played so far.
Really, all the Pinzu tiles feel dangerous, and they're just
How do I
throwing
feel
them.
about the East? Ooh. Now the East is one out.
East is 2 out.
You want
Dealer
to
has 1 and 1 on the
Oh, yeah.
right.
Hey, bailed out. 7
Yeah,
mon.
there you go.
Tempai.
Tempai.
4
4-7
7
so.
wow, really bad. I mean, still technically 2 in the wall. Same as that 1-5,
South
actually.
is
No,
safe.
1-5 has one more.
North is there's the con. More
Oh!
cons and
And
the
dealing with the
deal in,
one.
but gets out of there.
Hold on. Is 2 mon alive? Do we still have that option? No, Sukansu
So
dead.
either of these tiles deals in. Oh, we can see
Oh,
more
might as well
cons.
con
Let's
again.
go.
Yeah, why not? Max
Yeah,
is
I'd
high.
con. Benchon!
Honestly, only getting a Mongon from that is like kind of impressive. With a Tanya Rinshot after like 3 cons. It's like kind of
Also,
insane.
welcome to V3.
Yeah. I don't know if I've seen 3 cons total this season in A2.
No, I
I'm
see
unsure.
a lot of the time. Maybe
I
not like
might have gotten
that, but I've
3.
seen a bunch. But now we're in East 3 again, and of course with that Tyler in first place, going for the Toy Toy double Yakuhai. Very good hand. On the right we have the East and the South. They're probably coming out pretty fast. This could be Tempai
Yeah.
when it does, but the rest of the hand is great there on the right.
Call me a heretic. I kind of like playing 3 mon there.
I don't like cutting Haku. I kind of want it as my tile. I cut the 5 because I just don't think it's
5 pin.
useful.
Yeah, but what if you get a Honitsu? You
You
somehow
have the
work your
3
way back
so
there.
pair. You're not cutting the 3 so pair where
And
you're
it
going.
gets Toy and like all the 4s
I
come
know
out.
you're an
The 5 pins
anti-3
covered
so cultist,
walls.
but
You
there are
know.
times when you actually have to use them.
Yeah. That's what they all say. There are times you actually have to play Chi Toy too, I bet.
There are. You just have to take a bath afterwards. This may be the
How
South.
much?
There it is. That
Yeah.
is Ishunten, and I definitely
Still
get the
not
5
Tempai.
here. But across the way
But what
is
if a
that,
red one comes out, Korak?
what
What
is
if we
this?
spot a red
That's
5?
a double Ryanman shape.
Yes. Yeah. 6-7, 6-7. And
Ooh, do you
2-5.
go Itsu? Yeah, Brute Force is the
Yeah.
Honitsu Itsu. Needs an 8 so and another 3 so. There's Tempai for dealer. I mean, I
You're
guess you just
taking
take your
that.
2 on. You're not thrilled with it, but you take it.
Honestly, I'm kind of rocking with Hidaka Tonki. Do I think it's happening? No.
That Tempai, no, it's not.
No.
You'd have a floating 6-9.
I
Does
don't
take
like
it
that. I think
though,
that's kind of
but
ugly.
it gives more
I
reps
mean,
to Itsu, but it's still meh.
you're ending on like a 9 so Tonki most of
Right.
the time
That's
from this, I
like, oh,
think.
that's gonna deal it. Doesn't matter.
Yep, that'll do it. I mean, it's not the most expensive.
You see the deal in
Shaco
you see
too.
him dealing a deal like, oh no, and then you just see it. Oh no, he just didn't get there.
You're like, oh, wow.
Sure, whatever. Here are your points. Next. The
10
problem is
slot
Brendan
machine.
can't really afford this because Brendan is right on the current column. As we say, we expect there to be extras. We don't know how the double promotion ended up affecting it because we haven't really
Yeah.
had much experience. Last season, did we get any double
I
promos?
think there was one. I want to say there was like one double promotion from what I remember. Could be wrong, but that feels right.
Ugh, yeah. Well, again, every time I think about that Cliff game, it's still so brutal.
That's tough. That's tough.
Yeah.
That's a heartbreaker. When
Dealer has
Netflix has the Armel biopic, that's getting included.
Yeah, well, dealer's going for Cheetoy now. Pairs all over the place, and not really much else. And right, we have the West Call, brute forcing Toy Toy, I guess, across the way.
Hey, that's what I like to see.
We have a bit of a mess. The 2-pin helps a little bit, but it's
Sanshoku somewhere in there.
on the left, we have Tanya. The question is, what else can you get?
Nomi. I'm thinking, hell, you might throw a Ricci in there if you're feeling frisky. I guess.
To him on
So
not
come
on.
out.
Gray not hitting the
Oh, 3
20
mon.
button.
Okay, we might high roll. Who
Another
knows?
pair.
I mean, historically, I have been avoiding Yakumans so that way my clubmates can get Yakumans instead. It's totally been by choice. I want everybody else to eat good, which is why I always eat bad. I think I'm on day like 550 and some change. Yakuman across every game of Mahjong I've played. Kind of an insane stat, but
It
that's how I
is.
do it.
I've
Saving up for
had
the
some
invitational.
ridiculous droughts on it. Oh, Forso's a huge hit. Is that Tempai? It has to be, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Three-sided.
drop 2 so.
Could drop three
Could
so
drop
for
3
the.
for 3
Oh,
sided,
this
but
going
this
for the
guarantees.
Sananko. With the
Yeah, Sanako
scoreline
draw,
here, I like this
Tanyao.
a little bit. Plus,
Yeah.
the one so's been pulled. One so's actually dead, and the
Yeah.
fourth so's actually one out. So this isn't a terrible play.
Yeah, I think it's fine. You also have 3 Mon to uh yeah.
Well, yeah, it's Sananko. You do have the
Eh,
4 earlier, but it's not really Sotogawa when you have an 8-4.
remember, B3 has to know that though. Then
That's
again, vice
true.
versa, they also have to know what Sotogawa is in the first place. So there's a bit of a mental game happening behind the
Well, when
scenes.
you're just yeeting the 7 like that, that's not really going to be playing defense. The 9 is Genbutsu and just throws the 7.
We
That's
are.
something that needs to be cleaned up. But we
Ooh,
do have
timeout
a
coming out.
Tempai with
Senpai.
Goyaku.
Oh, this is Tempai. Probably throwing 110, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
well, I would cut the
Orphan
4, but
Ace.
that's a you can cut the
Okay.
2 pin, I guess.
You can go 1 months. 1 months should be good. Yeah, 1 months are dead too, so you don't want 1 months there.
Well, yeah, but I want to back into a Chanta because I have 3 Dora.
That is a good point actually. 2 pin, check it, try and draw something
Yeah,
around.
if
Yeah,
we
but you've
die,
already
we
cut so
die.
much other Chanta shit though. That's the
Exactly.
problem.
Well, yeah, that is a huge issue here, but
Yeah. You kind of just have to commit fully to Toy Toy. A pin should be fine.
oh, and there's your 2. You got to call this 5's Nakasuji. You never in 2, 3.
Screw it.
There's no the 3 is dead, and the dealer has the other 2s, so that weight is
Um.
completely dead. There is one free
Hey,
so.
there's your Hanemon.
Oh no!
Ooh, that's
Caught in
bad.
a
And you
deal-in!
gave him the Dora.
And a Dora, Ricci, Dora 1. No
No
aura,
Aura.
so it
Fine,
does hit,
fine.
but it's not the disaster. And
Yeah.
we're in all last now.
And this again is important because Drew's got a lot at stake. Drew is going to fall below the cut line as it stands, and then has to gain all that back in the last game. It will
Yeah,
be
Drew looking for a
possible,
double
but
promotion. In B3, you can still get them,
yeah,
but not at this level.
you wanna give a buffer. You're not out of the running yet, but you definitely are not feeling super comfy right now.
All right, then. Well, dealer is Drew with Dora acceptance with the 8-9 Penchon, with
No.
7 pin being Dora. The rest shapes aren't great. Kanchan and then 3-3-4 has too many pairs in
Hmm.
the hand as well. On the right, kind of a pair-based hand. I might even have kept the 1 mon and kind of floated some other options. The 9 shouldn't do anything in that hand. Across the way, we have a pay pair, maybe a Honitsu, but you also have a 2-3-4 in Sozu. I think you just play for the reach. It's actually really wide Ishunten. A whole bunch of. There's one of them. That's a slam.
Okay. Yeah, it feels too good not to take, right?
This is a
Ipeko on
2-5
the 2
gateway. There's
pin, and then yeah.
Ipatsu. Richi Ipatsu, Pinfu,
Raise, get
Dora.
some distance.
And that's going to
No
get over
aura.
to 30K. Ends up stealing second. Ray there with a big win on the
Yeah, big
end.
points.
Well, unless your 5.3 is big points, but doesn't lose anything off of that. But the winner
I
here,
mean,
who is Tyler,
mhm.
29.5, gets into the positives after this one. Ray there on the end with that Mungon, plus 5.3. So there's a lot of work to do. It is probably heading to C1. In third place is Brendan with that minus 5.8, and is still going to be above the cut line for now.
Yeah,
And of course, we've been talking a bit
Drew.
about Drew is dropping down below the 240. Will basically have
Mhm.
to win the last game
Plus
to get
28
back there.
minimum. I mean, that's a first at 43 if I'm
43 or all
mistaken.
3 under at 38.
Yeah, that'll tough. I mean, one of the nice things about Ray getting some positive points there is you can see Koichi still has 2 to play. So, especially with the first year, if Koichi has 2 bad games, like, Koichi might swap with Ray, and then assuming there are 2 less demotions, Ray might kind of wiggle into staying in this league.
Yeah, especially depending on whether a C2 division is created, there may
Oh,
be
James A
extra
is there
spots that
too.
need to get
Oof.
filled.
Yeah.
So everything's kind of a mess at this point. You can't really
Mhm.
guarantee anything specifically in the B3 division and the C1 division. So all
Yeah.
of that'll be hashed out over the end of the season once all the information is in. But I also like to say that the game we had earlier, which had that second highest score, also had the lowest second in the history of Armel.
I mean, getting a second at 8,100 is kind of crazy. I had some negative seconds this season, but I don't even think any of them were below 25K,
Yeah,
let alone
8,500 is
10K.
the lowest we've ever had, and that's just
Wow.
ridiculous.
Oh, wow.
But I think with that, we're gonna hang it up here.
Yeah, it sounds right. I don't know when they're starting their next game. I don't even know if they have it scheduled for tonight. Whoever, you
Yeah,
never
I
know.
don't see it here. If they're playing it tonight, they're taking at least 5 minutes. So it'd normally
Mhm.
time for us to wrap up anyway. So with
Yeah.
that, we had some
But,
serious action in that last game. Hit the con button, free stream
oh,
content.
we've had crazy wacky content all night. I mean, we also had that nail biter C1 game. I saw the best C1 games I think I've ever seen. Just the absolute heartbreak too with it. The
Yeah, the
wall
real
giveth and
dud
it
was the
sure does
A1 game.
taketh. Whew. I don't even know what to say about that. Just oh man, crazy games all right. Christian
Yeah,
setting a record. How does this happen on
dominating
random Wednesdays?
everything.
This is session 6. How do we
Well,
get
the
here? It's
thing is
session
it
6 every
happens
time.
every time, we just don't catch all of it because we only can
Yeah.
stream a handful of games.
I
But,
mean,
of
we do
course,
our best
we
and got
we
out with our money's worth today for sure.
yeah, so with that, when's the league sign up? I think it may have already passed.
It may have, but you never know with people taking off, people kind of joining, and us trying to fill a new division. You might still get in. So if you are thinking about signing up, please, please, please go ahead, do it. Maybe we'll play as soon as next season. And even if you don't get in initially, a lot of the times we need subs. Sometimes we need subs to play games for someone from the start of a season. So you might get in that way too. If you're thinking about playing, just join. You never know if you will get in.
All right, then you see the socials up there. Of course, that bottom one
Give us
should be
follows.
youtube.com/@AmericanReachy.
Give us
And
follows. Watch our content. Watch stream highlights. All
yeah,
that fun
if you
stuff.
like what we're doing, let us know. And if you're interested in the league, of course, you can sign up there on the website.
And if you
So
don't like what we're doing, don't tell me. Just tell Korak because I don't like the negative press, but he'll
I
take it
ain't
all.
take anything. I can. Well, that's the part of the thing is I can be as negative as I want because I can take the negative when it comes back at me.
Yeah, he dishes and takes, not me. I'm only dishing. I put in my time in that A2 season.
All right, then. With that, of course, we had Mistford earlier, and of course, this is Harrison and Korak, and Nathaniel running the stream behind. Always
In the cupboard.
appreciated. Wishing everyone a good night, and I think we will be off next week. We should have a launch
Yeah.
show in a couple
Probably
weeks.
no Christmas ones, but first week of January, be looking out. More on our socials. If you follow us there, we'll have updates. Alrighty, well, that will do it. I think everybody have a good night. Take care.